was the final big rushing night for Detroit. David Montgomery, 151 yards and 2 touchdowns, 2 rushing touchdowns for Jahmyr Gibbs as well. Sunday, the Giants face the Chargers. Reports say Tyrone Tracy will miss 2 to 4 weeks with a shoulder injury. The Jets are in Miami Monday night. This report brought to you by Paramus Chevrolet. 72 in Central Park. That's what's happening. I'm Jerry Recco on WFAN, now streaming on the Odyssey, iHeart, and TuneIn apps.
It's Brandon Tierney and Sal Licata on WFAN The Fan, 101.9 FM, and always live on the free Odyssey app.
I think the Giants, BT, making a big mistake yet again. It doesn't seem to me like the decision to potentially go away from Russell Wilson ahead of their Week 4 matchup hosting the Chargers would be coming from Brian Daboll, and this is something that we talked about yesterday. And then, of course, when we left the air yesterday, Daboll goes out there and speaks and makes it sound like there's a good possibility there's going to be a quarterback change. Everybody's assuming that is, in fact, going to be Jackson Dart. I just don't get the feel that this is in accordance to what the plan was coming into the year. I know things change, but after just 3 weeks, I wouldn't be doing it yet, making the transition to Jackson Dart.
So we should be surprised. Like, this is rushed and this is desperate. What else did we expect here? I'm with you. I mean, you hear that yesterday. I don't think Russell Wilson's playing quarterback this week. It sounds like he's going to make a move here. And to me, the questions I would ask, number one, what's the motivation? Is it because clearly Dart's the best option, or is it to silence the detractors and the noise? Right. Number two, is he truly ready? And number three, Sal, and this might be the biggest one, what's ownership's role in this decision if this decision's made? It just seems hasty. Nobody should be surprised. I mean, when you're desperate and times are bleak, you do things that you probably speed timelines up, I guess is what I'm trying to say here. So I don't love it. If it's Dart, I would not play Jackson Dart. I would not do it myself, but it seems like that's the direction they're going in, and I don't think it's the right move. I think it's too early.
Yeah, well, that's the thing. If you had a plan, even after you lost the first 3 weeks, okay, well, what good is it going to Jackson Dart now? You could make a case, that they feel like Jackson Dart. We talked about this yesterday. The offense to have more sustained success could be led by Jackson Dart. Could be. You have no idea. But you also can make the case that their season at 0-3 is over. So Jackson Dart could come in and light the league on fire, and they're still not going to be a playoff team. There's no way the Giants are winning enough football games to be a playoff team. So why not wait? And the idea that, Russell Wilson's finished. Dude, he just threw for 450 bleeping yards in week 2. He's finished now? Now he's done? I know that he wasn't very good in week 3. It wasn't all his fault. The Giants haven't been good as a team, period, for years. Look, so now we're going to blame the quarterback again. How'd that work when we did that with Daniel Jones? So now it's Russell Wilson's finished. The guy who literally just threw for 450 yards, throwing deep balls that were the most beautiful thing that we've seen in years from either New York quarterback. And yet he's toast. And even if he is, to me, that's not the primary factor here. If you're trying to draft and develop a quarterback and you have a plan, whether the plan is right or wrong, it's their plan. Mara hires people, Joe Schoen and Brian Daboll, to come up with their plan. Let them do what they got to do. Obviously, we're in year 4 of their plan, and it hasn't gone according to plan or hasn't gone well, but this was the first time they drafted their young quarterback. Their plan was to start Russell Wilson the majority of this season. And after 3 losses to start the year, they're going to go away from that, whether it's for Jameis Winston, which I would not do, whether it's for Jackson Dart. But, that does not make any sense to me.
Well, but Sal, this is the danger, and we knew this, and we told everybody, we warned everybody. This is about self-preservation. That's what this is about right here. It's about a head coach who has one more bullet to fire to try to save his behind. I don't know how else to say it here, and certainly change perception. Now, I myself, whether he's washed, whatever, I think Russell Wilson was awful the other night. I thought he was pretty bad against the Commanders. The Cowboys defense is putrid. Not to take away the performance. He made some great throws, but even in the overtime, he made some mistakes here. So I don't think that Russell Wilson really gives the Giants any chance to win really win at all. But that really shouldn't matter because,
again, he didn't give him a chance to win week 2.
No, I get that. But again, you look at the 3-game sequence here. Right. Commanders, they did nothing offensively. And then to me, it's hard to justify, and this is the needle that they're trying to thread, and it's going to be very hard to do. How do you look if you're honest with yourself here, Sal, and you stand up there and you address the team, and every decision you make is for the betterment of the team, how do you look at the Giants this week and say Russell Wilson is still our best option at quarterback based on that sequence inside the tight red zone the other night. That was so bad.
But BT, quarterbacks play poorly all the time.
Understood.
And they're on quarterback. It's week 3. Like, that's a drastic aversion from your plan.
Yeah.
They didn't have to go sign Russell Wilson and Jameis Winston. They could have started one or signed Jameis Winston and said, all right, he's going to be our starter. And a few weeks in, if things go wrong, we're going to turn over Jackson Dart. That was not the plan. So to go away from that because Russell Wilson threw a couple balls into the stands at the end of the game.
Well, let me ask you this. What was the reason behind signing Jameis Winston? I mean, why is Jameis Winston here? Now, to me, it's been a very interesting sequence. It started, we thought it would be Russell 1, Jameis 2, Jackson Dart 3 on the depth chart. And then eventually, and I remember saying this over the summer, like, there's got to be a point, I didn't think it would happen right away, but there's got to be a point where, he leapfrog Dart into the 2 spot, so he's at least getting some meaningful reps in practice. Otherwise, the kid's going to be holding water all year. He's not going to get better. So they did that quicker than I thought. And I commend them for that because they thought that he was ready to take that step. But when you make him the number 2, you're also saying we think he's ready to play NFL football, which I'm not so sure that I agree with here.
Right.
To me, it was more of a practice thing. If Jameis Winston's on the roster, I would, and he is, I would play if you're going to make a change, and I would. I really did think that Russ was awful the other night, so I would sit him. I would play Jameis Winston. I just don't know what the owner's saying right now. Like, I really don't. I don't know what the conversation is inside the Giants building because the sound, Sal, like when you close your eyes and you listen to a fan base and you have 30,000 Chiefs fans taking over the joint and calling us up, and not that you should always make decisions based on what they're saying on the radio, what you say, what I say, what fans say, what they chant in the stadium, but the optics 3 weeks in are already untenable for the Giants, and you know that Mara's getting antsy. You know it.
Well, I think if they do make a change, it is not. I don't believe. Now, I could be wrong. I don't believe that Brian Daboll on his own is ready to make a quarterback change in week 4. Nor do I think that is a sane decision. I mean, you're talking about Jameis Winston. Dude, Jameis Winston stinks. He stinks. He's a backup. Like that is so what are we going to do? Just start changing quarterbacks every time somebody has a bad game? I mean, the guy literally, I don't understand what needs to be seen. He literally threw for 450 yards. Like, that is not an accident. Not every quarterback in the league currently, the best of them can do what Wilson did. It doesn't mean that Russell Wilson is going to win a Super Bowl, but it does mean he has won one. And a week ago, he did have an incredible day. So now we're making him the fall guy. I don't even like Russell Wilson. But the answer, Jameis Winston's the answer after 3 weeks, or somebody else. Like, that to me, it just does not make any sense whatsoever. What happens then if you go to Jackson Dart and he stinks? Then what? We got to... Like, if you're going to Jackson Dart, it shouldn't be because you think that the starting quarterback isn't good enough. It should be because you believe it is time that he is ready. And if I believe that the Giants thought that, then I don't believe that they would have kept Russell Wilson and Jameis Winston both on the roster to date if they thought the Jackson Dart could be starting games in going into week 4.
Ah, man, this is the worst spot to be in. This is just a very unenviable spot, but I don't even feel badly for the Giants, Al, because they made their own bed for all the things that we talked about. We knew that we were coming here. I didn't think we'd get here this quick, right? But here we are, and now it's a decision that's going to be made, and I do think that Russell Wilson's going to get benched. You can hear Daboll yesterday. You just know, like it sounded that way.
You think it's coming from him?
No, I don't. Right. Which is equally dangerous. Right. Which is another problem. Which is why the Giants are an unmitigated disaster. One of the many reasons. But to me, it's almost not. See, if it's Jameis Winston, I think you do 2 things. Number one, you keep the kid on ice and you protect him a little bit longer, which I'm trying to do. Right. And I think you and I are on the same page with that. I'm trying to protect him and not throw him out there to give the fans a pound of flesh. But I'm going to go to him when I believe that he's truly ready, and maybe more specifically, the rest of my team around him is truly ready. Okay, so that's number one. But I do think that you can also satisfy the emotion of the Giants fan base, which is part of the calculus. And it's not Russell Wilson's fault. He's played 3 games. 1 was great. The other 2 were pedestrian. But if you bench him and you play Jameis, I think, and this is sad that we're at this point, I think you give the Giant fans like this temporary respite from anger, and at least you continue to protect Dart, but you at least get a different quarterback. I'm not saying it's the right, that it's a good equation, but here we are.
I still don't believe that that's what Giant fans want. I don't think this is about Russell Wilson.
I don't think they want to see Russell Wilson anymore. I really don't.
I don't think it's about Russell Wilson. So again, I need to understand something. Why is Russell Wilson? Why does everybody hate Russell Wilson all of a sudden?
I don't think it's that. No. Are
we just ignore? Well, that's what I'm saying. I don't think it's about Russell Wilson. So then why is it?
But it is as long as he's playing, it's partially, even if it's unfair, it's about Russell Wilson because he's playing.
To me, it's about Jackson Dart. Everybody wants to see Jackson Dart. They were excited about the draft pick. They were excited about the preseason. They're not excited about Russell Wilson or the Giants' results, and I understand that, not being excited about the results. Yeah. They want to see the future now. Like, Jameis Winston, to me, doesn't solve any of that. As a matter of fact, he's worse than Russell Wilson. But, in my mind, if they're not separating the two, I'm talking about the Giants themselves, they are making a major mistake.
Oh, yeah, they very well might be making a mistake.
Whether it's the owner meddling, whether it's the head coach making the decision.
It doesn't surprise you, does it? But that's what they've done for the last decade.
It's 3 weeks into the year. Geno Smith has sucked as well. Are the Raiders all of a sudden going to bench him for the backup quarterback? This does not make sense. Since when? I know that we're impatient, living in an impatient world and all that stuff in society. Nobody's got an attention span, all that stuff. Since when, after 3 weeks of football, one of which the quarterback had a historic day, to a point, his day was so good that you, not me, you, the majority of you, thought the Giants were going to beat the Kansas City Chiefs. That's how good Russell Wilson was in week 2. Think about that for a second, BT, how funny that is. Russell Wilson lit up the Cowboys defense, and everybody was saying, whether it was Baldy, Kyle Brand, you know the people, you picked the Giants yourself, and I'm not like everybody gets picks wrong. I'm just saying it was so good in week 2, Russell Wilson, that people actually thought the Giants, who barely could win a game in 10 years, were going to beat the perennial Super Bowl champion Kansas City Chiefs. That's laughable. So we go from that to now Russell Wilson is washed and he's awful. And he wasn't good.
No, I got you. But you know why? And I'm not even saying that this is right. I'm actually just saying that this is dangerous. Why I think that this is changing is because now they're embarrassed. Right. And when ownership gets it, and they've been embarrassed for a while, and that should never be the motivation to do something that we could classify as reckless or cavalier or too early if it is indeed Jackson Dart. That's the only reason why I'm saying kind of throw Jameis out there. You don't really care if he doesn't play well or, God forbid, if he gets hurt. Not that you want to see him get hurt, but you want to keep the kid in bubble wrap a little bit longer. So when I just think when people get embarrassed, they lose focus and they lose clarity and they become petulant and they become impulsive. And I think that's what, with all due respect to the Giants ownership, I think that's what's happening right now. That sound, again, the other night, the first home game of the year, it sounded bad. It sounded unacceptably off, and I think the reaction is going to be to do something stupid.
Right. I was going to say we both agree. Whether we disagree about Jameis or Russell Wilson.
I would just play Jameis. Yeah, that's the only. That's where we disagree.
BT and Sal, the fan, our friends at Town Fair Tire, remind you that at Town Fair Tire, you always get the guaranteed lowest price on name brand tires from Connecticut to Maine. Nobody beats Town Fair Tire. Nobody. Cologne is calling from Hawthorne, New Jersey. What's up, Cologne?
Listen, I'm Jackson Dart. I will start him now because to get him ready for next week, a winnable game against the Saints. Because if you wait another week and then start Jackson Dart against the Saints, whether he's good or bad that game, he's got to turn around 4 days later to play the Eagles on Thursday night, and he's not going to be ready for that game. So I will start now just to get him ready to possibly win against the Saints.
Listen, Cologne, I hear what you're saying and appreciate the call there. I think that's the wrong motivation myself. Not that you shouldn't try to win. Of course you should. That's the objective. And certainly at the professional level, it's big boy territory. Got to spend a lot of money on the product. I get that. But, winning a game is not at the top of my resume or my agenda right now for Jackson Dart. It is making sure that they don't ruin him.
Right.
And I don't think he's ready to play yet. Now, I don't know that I'm right, but I just don't think that he's ready to go.
Well, by the way, if he's ready to play now or not ready to play now, you think he's going to be ready to play the Eagles in 2 weeks? No, that doesn't make any sense. Cologne's saying he wants him to start now so he can get ready to be ready. No. And then again, figure out what they're trying to do. Are the Giants still trying to win football games? I believe the answer is going to be yes. If they are, then they should stick to their plan, even at 0-3. See what happens this week against the Chargers. Maybe they could have Russell Wilson actually throw it to Malik Neighbors and complete some passes and go beat the Chargers. They're not unbeatable. I don't think it's likely, but they're not unbeatable. We'll see what happens here. But if they're not trying to win games and it's just about developing the quarterback, then once you make that decision to go to Jackson Dart, the results become irrelevant. It's not about winning games. It's about learn. There are going to be rookie lumps here. Jackson Dart's going to make some mistakes. Are people just thinking Jackson Dart's going to come in and be unstoppable? Like the RPO is going to be unstoppable? Like we've never seen that before with quarterbacks far more skilled than Jackson Dart? Was he going to take the league by storm? Like, my God, we may not have seen that with the Giants, but we've seen that around the league. And look what the Lions did to Lamar Jackson last night, slowing him down. Like, you know what? Jackson Dart can't be stopped? I mean, come on.
You know what it is, Sal? I don't think that it's that the Giant fan has the expectations totally out of whack and they think that Dart's going to flip their fate this year. I don't think it's that. Now, certainly there's always intrigue with young players and a freshness and a newness, and there's just a different bounce with young athletes. We know that. I think it's more the Giant fan just wants some hope, big picture down the road.
Which is fair, but it's still there, even though you're not seeing it yet.
Well, but it's not really there. It's there, but it's not. It's only there until he's under center doing something. You know what I mean? Otherwise, it's just a notion.
Think about it, though, this way, BT, that people wanted this before week one. Like, this isn't. That's what I'm saying. It's not about Russell Wilson. Russell Wilson in his last performance Sunday night gave more reason for Giant fans to be more over the top.
He was bad.
About making a change now.
He was bad.
Understood, but he was great in week two. Like, you either.
So was Caleb Williams, though, against that Dallas Cowboys defense. 4 touchdowns. Right. I mean, again, you do what you do. You throw for 450. You throw some moonball touchdowns. I'm not taking away from Russ. I'm really not. It was a fun game, and he was awesome. We've never saw Eli have a game like that. I get you, or Phil, or anybody. Understood.
It wasn't sustainable. We knew that.
This Cowboys defense, when you make Caleb Williams look good, I mean, it's got to mitigate it to an extent. It's got to at least contextualize what Russell Wilson did a couple of weeks ago against Dallas.
I mean, the Cowboys have played. Well, how many yards did Jalen Hurts throw for? And Caleb Williams looked good, but how many yards did they throw for? Like, I'm not saying that Russell Wilson's great and he's the answer. I'm saying that their plan was to stick with Russell Wilson as the starting quarterback.
We don't know what the plan was. What was the plan?
Well, the plan, Russell Wilson's a starting quarterback. That was
I know, but for how long? And think about this. Like, you don't think, and I don't know the answer to this, but don't you think that the more that Daniel Jones plays well, the more that Mara gets pissed off?
Yeah, of course.
So that's why when we ask the question, who's driving the car on this ultimate decision, to think that it's Dable 100% is ridiculous. I don't think, if anybody thinks that, you're nuts. There's no way it's Dable's. There's no way he's making this call by himself. There's no way.
I think common sense would tell you that that's probably not the case, and I think that's even a bigger issue than whoever starts this week. Randy calling from Brooklyn. What's up, Randy?
So just stick with me for a few seconds, guys. First of all, I can't believe this. I had to pull over. I can't believe that I actually agree with the two of you on what you're saying, because I'm totally against what you ever say, but I love we're on the same page. The question is, and I'm not a Giants fan, can Russell Wilson teach Dart something? I don't want to see Dart, who I like, to become another Sam Darnold. They throw him into the fire. They gave him absolutely nothing, and then they bring in Gase, the quarterback whisperer, which screwed up the whole team. I just think the Giants fans need to be patient. Let this kid learn. Wherever the season takes you this year, it does. But next year, hopefully you're on a better track. I mean, what do you guys have to say about that?
Well, Randy, here's the thing, and good call. I think, now I don't know the exact numbers. I know that, some people on the air here, they want to see Jackson Dart. I get that. That's their opinion. Respect it, whatever. I wouldn't play him. That's fine. I don't think that the overwhelming opinion by Giant fans right now is that they want to shove Dart into the Week 4 matchup. I don't know. I'd love to say, if I said to you, Sal, right now it's 60-40, it's 55-45 start that. You see, I don't feel that. I can't prove that, but I feel like those who want Dart to play are loud, but I feel like there's an overwhelming sensibility that he's not ready yet.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think anybody can know if he's ready yet. Fans, media, we don't know. I don't even know if the team could know. They could think. They maybe have a much more educated guess than a lot of us can have, but nobody really knows until you go out there. So I think fans want to see him. By the way, I want to see him myself. Like, I'm excited for it, too. You think I'd rather watch, think of the options. Would you rather watch Russell Wilson, Jameis Winston, or Jackson Dart Sunday afternoon at 1 o'clock?
We know the answer, but it's not the right answer. That's what's scary.
Correct. I'm trying to do the right thing, and I hope that Dable sticks to his guns, sticking with their plan. BT and Sal on the Fan Warrior calls. We come back, 888-808-1019.
All right, FanDuel's getting you ready for kickoff with an offer that you don't want to miss here, guys. New customers bet $5 and get $300 back in bonus bets if you win. That's right. All you have to do is pick a bet $5, and if it wins, you're going to unlock $300 back in bonus bets to use all across the app, however you want, whether it's a parlay spread, a little player prop action. You can ride the live lines, whatever your style is. And let's face it, you have a betting style by now. Just ride it. FanDuel's got you covered. The NFL season obviously is back, and the only question is, are you guys ready to go and play? And if not, what are you waiting for? Visit FanDuel.com/BT to download the app today and get going. That's FanDuel.com/BT. We love it around here. It is safe and secure, and when you win, you get paid right away. FanDuel, of course, the official partner of us here at WFAN, 21 plus and physically present in New York. First online real money wager only, $5 first deposit required. Bonus issued is non-withdrawable bonus bet that expires 7 days after receipt. Restrictions to apply. See terms at sportsbook.fanduel.com. And for help with a gambling problem, call 877-8-HOPE-NY or text HOPE-NY.
Baseball heartbreak, football glory. WFAN covers every win, loss, and headline from the Yankees, Mets, Jets, and Giants. The Fan, 101.9 FM, and always streaming on the Odyssey, iHeartRadio, and TuneIn apps.
Hey, healthcare workers of New York, are you looking to make a difference? Saints Joachim and Ann Nursing and Rehabilitation Center is actively hiring nurses and CNAs. Call 718-714-4800. That's 718-714-4800.
Together, let's drive at Paramus Chevrolet for just $247 a month and $1964 do it delivery. Lease a brand new Equinox 4D Wagon LT with two-wheel drive for 36 months. Buying? Enjoy 0.0% APR financing for well-qualified buyers. Visit ParamusChevrolet.com today.
We could tell you what it's like to drive the Nissan Rogue and tell you all about its performance capabilities, like its VC turbo engine. It's I can go virtually anywhere type of freedom. Nice. But you don't have to take our word for it. Go drive it for yourself. You're up. Experience the power of the Nissan Rogue.
Drive the Nissan Rogue. Get 0% APR for 60 months on the 2025 Nissan Rogue, Pathfinder, or Murano. Visit your local Nissan store and nissanusa.com today. For well-qualified buyers, example, 0 down payment, 60 months financing at $1,667 per month per thousand financed. Actual down payment may vary. Subject to Nissan Motor Acceptance Company credit approval, not all buyers qualify. Dealer contribution may affect actual price set by dealer. Contact dealer for details. Ends September 30th, 2025.
At Dick's Sporting Goods, we have always believed sport has the power to change lives. Community happens here. Change happens here. Sport happens here. Introducing the all-new Dick's House of Sport, bringing new experiences, new services, and unrivaled selection from the top brands to a new place Jersey City can call home. Featuring a rock wall, a HitTrax multi-sport cage, and 3 golf hitting bays. Dick's House of Sport, now open at Newport Center.
This is the story of the one. As a custodial supervisor at a high school, he knows that during cold and flu season, germs spread fast. It's why he partners with Grainger to stay fully stocked on the products and supplies he needs, from tissues to disinfectants to floor scrubbers. Also that he can help students, staff, and teachers stay healthy and focused. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
It's time. Time for the pro to get everything for the entire job, all from one partner. To get access to over 3 million products, including many products you won't find in our stores. It's time to get delivery on your schedule or next day on over 50,000 products. And time to get dedicated support on the job site or in our stores. From ordering to planning, we've got you. One partner, any job, all in. Ask about all we can now do at the Pro Desk. The Home Depot Pro, it's about time.
You're still glowing, flirting, grooving. You still got it. But your immune system weakens as you age, making it harder to fight flu, pneumococcal pneumonia, RSV, and COVID-19. Vaccines are a key part of any health routine and help strengthen your immune response. Ask your doctor or pharmacist which vaccines you need. Schedule in minutes at VaxAssist.com. Sponsored by Pfizer.
If you're 55 or older and into that whole saving money thing, T-Mobile has an exclusive phone and internet bundle just for you. Right now, get 2 unlimited phone lines plus 5G home internet for just $30 each per month with autopay, plus taxes and fees. And with 5G home internet, setup is easy with just 1 cord and no technician needed. which is great if you're also into that whole keeping it simple thing. Switch now and experience the best mobile network in the U.S. Visit your local store to start saving. T-Mobile, it's better over here. Based on analysis by Ookla of speed test intelligence data Q4 2024 to Q1 2025. Ookla trademarks used under license. Unlimited on our network. Customers on voice plan may notice speeds lower than other customers and further reduction if using more than 50 gigs a month due to data prioritization. Video streams and SD on this plan. Home internet pricing after $20 a month in bill credit plus $5 per line without autopay. Debit or bank account required. See 5G device coverage and access details at T-Mobile.com.
At Napa, we've spent the last 100 years building our business into an engine that powers yours. Whether you're big or small, national or local, Napa has the automotive solutions your business needs to stay moving. And it's all driven by a nationwide network of quality parts and exceptional service on one mission: to keep your business moving full speed ahead. That's why we are the pros that know.
This is the story of the one. As a maintenance supervisor at a manufacturing facility, he knows keeping the line up and running is a top priority. That's why he chooses Grainger. Because when a drive belt gets damaged, Grainger makes it easy to find the exact specs for the replacement product he needs. And next day delivery helps ensure he'll have everything in place and running like clockwork. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Tune in for the Yankees' first pitch presented by Montefiore Einstein, the official hospital of the New York Yankees.
Tell Siri to dial the fan. 888-808-1019. Powered by Paramount Plus. Count on Sundays all season long with the NFL on CBS and Paramount Plus.
Back on the fan, 888-808-1019 is the number to call. We're talking Jackson Dart. Should they start him? Should they bench him? Russell Wilson, Jameis Winston, all the above. I'm sticking with Russell Wilson. I'm sticking to the plan and letting him develop. Couple things here, BT. There was a good article in the Post talking about Darius Slayton, getting some quotes from him, saying that they don't want to make this. He's saying that he doesn't want the team to make the same mistakes again like they did with Eli Manning when they went to a young Daniel Jones asking him to win games. And
I saw that.
Yeah, you could argue that could ruin him. We're in the same spot here. And then Frank from Rails, he's a big Giant fan.
Big guy, yeah.
Die-hard Giant, texting me all the time. He went to the game Sunday night, and I'm like, dude, why are you doing this to yourself?
Yeah.
And he said it well. That's why I'm going to give him credit here. He's trying to remove his emotions as a Giants fan, knowing that he can't deal with the slop that he's watched for all these years, wanting to see Jackson Dart now. Who doesn't? But if you remove your emotions, you know that the best thing for the development of Jackson Dart, there is no harm in letting him sit longer. Now, I'm not even saying you got to let him sit till week 10, week 13 anymore, but week 4 is a bit of a stretch for me. So if you remove the emotions, Giant fans, and try to understand what Mahomes has done, what Lamar Jackson, what other quarterbacks have done when they sit, remove the emotions and just know that your quarterback is still learning and developing. You'll see a little bit of him. It's not about the wins or losses this year. That's already over, sadly. Just develop him the right way. Don't panic or go to him way too soon.
I understand the desire for some immediate gratification here with teams that give you nothing. I absolutely understand that. It just makes it much more watchable and inherently more pleasurable. I mean, just based on the possibilities. Like, even if Jackson Dart were to play this week, and again, I wouldn't play him either, but even if he didn't play particularly well, if you saw like a little flick or 2 or 3 plays, an RPO, a bomb downfield, whatever it might be, even if the Giants were to get waxed, you can go to sleep saying, all right, hey, next week he's going to be a little bit better, and here's a little glimpse into the future. To me, that's the wrong play here. When you're this bad for this long, scratching the itch is temporary. You let this thing boil, let it really cook all the way through, and when it's time, and I don't think the time is now, you put them out there, and it should be inconsequential to the results of the season, inconsequential to the head coach trying to save his job, fully fully locked in on what is right for the young man. Nothing else should matter.
You can't count on much, but you can always count on Sundays with the NFL on CBS and Paramount Plus. Watch your local NFL game all season long, kicking off with the juicy Week 4 matchup between the LA Chargers and these New York Giants. Visit ParamountPlus.com/NFL to get started today. I wonder who's on the call for that game here.
What's the spread? Did you see it?
I have not looked at it. You want to take a guess? I'll pull it up here.
Yeah. I mean, it's got to be what? Chargers by 7, 6.5?
On the road. I'm going to say Chargers minus 4.5.
That's got to be more than that.
I'll go 4.5. Let's see. What's the date on this?
Unless the unknown variable.
There's a London game this week already?
Yeah.
Oh, no. Did I move?
No, not the Giants, though.
Yeah, there is a London game here. No, it's the Vikings Steelers. All right, what do we say here? Let's see. Giants, Chargers, 6.5. Yeah, Chargers minus 6.5.
There's no way it could be 4. I was going to say maybe build in a little cushion, the unknown.
I know,
with
but the Chargers are good. I don't look at them as a team that's going to be blowing out everybody with that potential.
Yeah.
Now, again, the Chiefs don't either, and they cover the spread. I would bet that this game, now it's Tuesday, so it's way early. I would bet that this is a field goal game. I would bet that this is going to be a closer game.
Really?
Yeah.
I thought that with Kansas City. I don't feel that now. I don't feel that way right now. Wilson has been... He was really rough the other night. If it's Jameis, he's going to do something interesting and then do something awful. Yeah, quite frankly, until I start seeing the Giants defense making some plays and turning people over, I'm not really going to give them the benefit of the doubt anymore that they're going to keep it close against good teams. Not that I think the Chargers would put up 40. They're not that kind of team, but...
Think about it, though. Herbert more a sitting duck than Mahomes, who can move, than Jaden Daniels, who can move. Yeah, again, I'm not saying he can't move, but he's more of a pocket passer.
Yeah, I mean, he's still a good athlete, though, Herbert. Maybe not reflected in the yards from scrimmage running, but I would say to me this thing has honestly, I'm starting to feel like if it is Russell Wilson, 30-13, I think the Giants get beat down.
Ooh, man. Yeah, we don't even know who the quarterback is yet. We're looking at the line. All right, BT and Sal on the Fan. Eddie is in Fairfield, Connecticut. What's up, Eddie?
Hello, Ed.
Hey, what's up, guys? Good morning.
Good morning.
Hey, I agree with the whole Russell Wilson conversation. I think you still gotta start him. I mean, it's not him. The Giants are just laughable. I mean, look at the kicker got hurt right before the Sunday night game.
Again.
Yeah, but that's on the organization. So, yes, that's not on Russell Wilson. Yeah. It's unacceptable that they continue to go out with a kicker who's always hurt. Like, that just – I don't understand how that happens.
Yeah, and I think, Jameis Winston, I mean, he's more like, of course, the preacher. He's the priest of the team. I mean, he'll keep the positivity going. He'll keep the hope alive. But I think you got to keep Russell Wilson because what if Dart gets hurt? What if he gets a bad hit, gets hurt, and then there goes the whole future right there.
Well, I mean, if that happens, then, I mean...
Talk about an ominous...
yeah, I don't want to put that into existence.
Script.
Look, injuries happen. It is the NFL. We've seen a lot of starting quarterbacks already get hurt. Obviously, Justin Fields, the Jets starting quarterback, has been hurt here. So we know around the league that backup quarterbacks are, have been playing already in week 3. You can't think about that right now with Jackson Dart. And if he gets hurt, that's it. Like, it's going to hurt your ability to see him potentially develop in his rookie season. It is not going to have a negative impact on their year because their season is already over. At 0-3, with the schedule that they have, with the way they've played for years, there's no reason to believe that the Giants, win-loss-wise, can get this thing turned around.
No, they're not going to turn this thing around. Not to the point where they're going to be, in the conversation come December. So now you've got to take the prudent route, which to me is not playing which is to not play Jackson Dart. I just really want to know what the motivation is. Is it to really try to crank out some wins because you think he's the best, or is it to just silence detractors? I mean, it
can't be that.
Sal.
Well, it can't be that.
It shouldn't be that.
Correct.
But it could be that.
Right. I see what you're saying.
You know what I mean? That's why I talk about in the first segment where I said, when you're embarrassed, that's a very strong. I talk about the apathy being a very strong emotion, very dangerous. But when you're embarrassed as an organization, you tend to lose clarity of the now when you start to hey, we just gotta we gotta stabilize this thing. We look bad and we're everybody's harpooning us on the radio and they're booing us and they're taking over our stadium. The opposing fans. If that's the impetus behind the move, then the Giants have no hope.
Think about it, though. You can understand why Mr. Mara would be so anxious to fire that salvo.
Well, no, I could, but if he was that anxious, then he should have fired everybody last year.
Right.
Think about that.
Yeah, well, no, I think he was being patient. I'm talking about right now. It's hard to sit back and watch this team go 0-3 and hear your fans, your paying customers, booing Russ off the field, basically, saying that they want Jackson Dart. Combine that with, okay, well, he was your first-round pick. He had a good preseason. He's an exciting player with an exciting attitude and a confidence that comes along with him. Like, everybody wants to see him. I could understand why ownership would want to feed or scratch that itch, as you talked about before, feed the fan base something. It doesn't mean it's the right move, though.
He's a human being, so of course that's going to probably infiltrate his mind and his thought process, but he's got to be above that. You know, part of the reason why the Giants are in the mess that they're in for the last decade or so is because they've made a lot of the wrong decisions, some of which were emotional. This one cannot be emotionally driven.
Giant fans are nuts right now. You know how, BT? Frank from Rails. Frank from Rails. He's in Parsippany. He's never called us before. He's so fired up, wanted to call in. What's up, Frank?
What's up, boys? First of all, I probably owe Sal money for being my sports psychologist. He's probably sorry he gave me my phone number.
No, it's all good.
Just keep those stakes coming out. He's good.
I like getting the pulse from the Giant fan, and you're a diehard Giant fan. So what do you think here about this decision?
Well, again, you know, last year after games, I'm texting you, fire everybody, blow it up. So, yeah, Monday morning, what did I think? I think you start Dart. But as I sit here and think about it, common sense tells you can't. You got to wait. That was the plan. That is the plan. That's what I was thinking the plan was. That's what I think everybody thought the plan was. You can't do it. You can't. You got to wait.
Are you giving up hope on the season as far as win-losses goes already, Frank?
Yeah, and it just sucks because, you know what, I was hoping for at least 6 wins, get us something, keep it exciting.
Aye.
And, yeah, last week was exciting, but, again, it was the Cowboys. So, I don't know. You got to stick with Russell. I don't want to see Jameis. But it's execution across the field. And then you can't even say, where's Abdul Carter? They got him playing middle linebacker.
I know.
Well, why? Why are they doing that?
Oh, jeez.
I mean,
it's rough to watch, Sal. And then you walk out there, and my son, too, it's just like, what are the answers? You sit there and you pick your brain, and you can't come up with anything. It's execution, too, man.
By the way, the play calling.
Interceptions.
Yep. Now, Frank, the play calling is terrible, too. We talk about...
all right, yeah.
Yeah, go ahead. Yep. Let it out.
No, well, I'm saying, so you're sitting there, right, and you're watching. They kind of shut down Patrick in the first half.
Yeah.
They come out the second half. They're running motion. They're running misdirections, and they're moving the ball, and they move down the field and score. The Giants do nothing. They shut down Malik, and nothing else happened.
I know.
And
it really is.
And you keep watching and saying the same thing. And as always, Frank, thank you for the call. We appreciate you checking in.
See you soon, man.
Yeah, I'm glad he finally had the courage to call us up here. And he's texting me. He's right. He's texting me all the time. I'm like, why don't you just call the show and vent about your Giants here? But it's the same thing. Last year, I went to the game with him and his son. And we went to the Thursday Night Cowboy game.
I remember that.
So Giant fans are going through it. I understand it. But I think Frank is touching on something there. Don't let the emotions get in the way of the smart thing to do. Stay disciplined. Discipline is very key in many facets of life here. The Giants need to remain disciplined, whether it's the owner, whether it's Shane, whether it's Dable. Stay disciplined here and make the right decision.
That's what I'm saying. And I think when you make an emotionally based decision, generally your instincts are minimized. And let's face it, you have good instincts. That's a great thing to have in life. And you are kind of now pulled around by your nose for the wrong thing. And that's a problem. And that's why I really think that I just hope that they really evaluate this for the right reasons. I don't know that they will. I get it. I understand the temptation if you're ownership and that stadium sounds ugly. I get it. I would not do it. 888, not yet. 888-808-1019. BT and Sal here on The Fan. Hey, 4 distinct all-electric Cadillacs. Now, some drive them for performance, others for the range. Some drive them because it's really the best way to make an entrance here. You pull up in a Cadillac, whether it's a wedding, the golf course, whatever it might be, you look good. Everybody says, the Cadillac's looking tight. 3 different ways to turn every drive into an occasion. So, whatever the reason, never been a better time to say, let's take the Cadillac.
Yeah, BT, the all-electric Cadillac family of vehicles, the Escalade IQ, the Vistic, the Optic, and the Lyriq. That's the one that I drove last summer. I loved it. Visit your Tri-State Cadillac dealer today. The BT and Sal Show is presented by your Tri-State Cadillac dealers. Cadillac, the official luxury vehicle of the New York Mets.
It's Chris McMonagle overnights on The Fan, 101.9 FM.
Wink Martindale wanted more praise than he was getting. Wink Martindale had his assistant coaches leak stories to the media to make the coach look bad. Wink Martindale stood up in a meeting before he was actually fired and told the coach to go blank himself. And then he was so wanted and respected throughout the NFL that he went to go play. He went to go coach in Michigan.
Listen to CMAC on demand on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, or wherever you get your podcasts.
Dunkin's $6 meal deal is kind of wild. You get a bacon, egg, and cheese sandwich, 6-piece hash browns, and a medium hot or iced coffee, all for $6. That's the main character meal energy you need this fall. Get it now in Dunkin' stores or order ahead on the Dunkin' app. No substitutions. Participation and times may vary. Offer price varies in California and Hawaii. Limited time offer cannot be combined with other offers. Exclusions and terms apply.
Hey, it's Tiki. Are you looking to enhance your home experience? Discover the new Sloman's Shield Link, the ultimate all-in-one ecosystem for integrating your smart devices with the Sloman's Shield. Sloman's Shield Link takes everyday routines and actions based on your preferences and connects other devices to react based on your actions. Imagine arriving at home at night and your lights, favorite music, and TV turn on as you enter your home. Whether you want your thermostats to turn down when you turn on your alarm or automatically lock your doors and ensure your security lighting is on. These scenarios are a reality with the Sloman's Shield Link integration platform. The Sloman's Shield Link is compatible with devices you already have in your home. Sloman's includes installation for all devices. Plus, they offer 24/7 support. Whether you need to troubleshoot a problem or want to add programming, you can call at any time. Embrace the future of home living by calling 1-800-ALARM-ME today or visit SlomanShieldLink.com to get the Sloman's Shield Link.
Things today can seem kind of unpredictable. Who knows what's around the corner, right? Well, at Total Wireless, we want to give you something to be sure about. With us, you save 50% off Metro and Cricket when you switch with one line. Guaranteed. And you get to keep the phone and number you love. Visit our Total Wireless store today. 50% savings for unlimited plans versus comparable Total Wireless unlimited phone plans based on standard plan rates. Some customers may only receive the guaranteed savings after contacting us and validating the current plan rate. Excludes promotional, discounted, and bring your phone rates. For total 5G unlimited plan or higher, auto pay required. Applied on next renewal date. Additional terms apply.
You know what they say about judging a book by its cover? Everyone with an addiction has a story to tell. Don't know? Don't judge. Addiction is a treatable medical condition. What helps people seek treatment is support. What does not help is shame and stigma. We can all make a difference. Learn how at oasis.ny.gov. The New York State Office of Addiction Services and Supports. Every step of the way.
Town Fair Tire has the area's largest inventory of name brand tires at discount prices, including Michelin tires, which give you the perfect match. A relaxing driving experience from your vehicle, along with all-season design for superior performance that stands out from the crowd. And Town Fair stands out from other dealers with a guaranteed lowest price on Michelin tires and gives you more free services for life than anywhere. Nobody beats a Town Fair tire deal. Nobody.
Name brands at discount prices. Town Fair Tire.
Hear that? That's the beginning of a journey powered by the confidence that comes from driving a vehicle so reliable. It's backed by a 10-year, 100,000-mile limited powertrain warranty. Where your journey ends? Well, that's up to you. Visit your local Kia dealer today. Kia, movement that inspires.
See retailer for warranty details. Always drive safely. Limited inventory available.
Find excellence in every detail in a new Volvo. At Volvo Cars Ramsey, 8-time winner of the Volvo Excellence Award. Choose from excellent offers on a new Volvo XC40, XC60, or a new 2025 Volvo XC90. View our entire inventory at VolvoCarsRamsey.com. Find excellence in a new Volvo at Volvo Cars Ramsey, where it's all about you.
Recovering from an addiction is an individual accomplishment. A young mother who chose recovery to care for her family. A high school athlete overcoming opioid addiction. A couple celebrating his recovery. Everyone's recovery is different, and there's no shame in asking for help. Call 844-REACH-NJ. Trained counselors are available 24/7 to help you find the recovery option that's best for you. Tell us your story, and let's begin your recovery today. A message from New Jersey Human Services.
Get the scuttlebutt on your favorite team, the Fan, on the Odyssey, iHeart, and TuneIn app.
Continue with your calls here on the Giants, 888-808-1019. We'll work some baseball into the conversation next hour. Start with the Mets, of course, who season on the line here, final 6. Yankees, BT, on the contrary, can clinch a playoff spot tonight against the White Sox. Still division up for grabs a little bit there. I know it's not likely, but if the Yankees run the table, which is very, very possible. And Toronto playing a tough series with Boston, right? These first
they're
three
playing,
games here?
Yep. So basically, I had it yesterday. Okay, so if the Yankees go 6-0 and the Jays go 4-2, Toronto wins the division.
Right, so they're going to need Toronto to go 3-3.
Yeah, if the Yankees go 5-1, Toronto 3-3. Well, then if the Yankees go 6-0 and Toronto 3-3, then they'd win. But if the Yankees go 5-1,
then they need 2-4.
Correct.
Yeah, which is, by the way, it's possible.
That's possible.
Toronto
Yankees look good.
Yeah, I mean,
they're playing well.
They're playing bad teams, so this is not a surprise. It's not knocking the Yankees. It's saying that the reason why they're back in the division here is because they were playing bad teams for a prolonged stretch to close out the year. So the idea that you could go 6-0 or 5-1 is very realistic. And I'm not saying like the Blue Jays aren't a given to me. They're going to have to go out there and earn it. The Yankees are going to make them earn that division title. Either way, we'll get into the baseball more next hour. Nick is in Astoria, Queens. What's up, Nick?
Hey, good morning, boys. How's everything?
Good. What's up?
What up, Nick?
Good. So I love the back and forth between you guys this morning. It's amazing, by the way.
Thanks.
So my point is, and I'm being a non-biased Jets fan here. We know one thing or another about not developing a quarterback, and that's for sure. I think that the best option for the Giants is to let him sit behind Russell Wilson and Jameis Winston because they're both veterans and they can teach him a lot. And we know the Giants have not been able to develop a quarterback in a long time, especially under this owner and especially under the coaching staff that they have. So the best option, I believe, is to have him sit out this year and hope that they have a new coaching staff next year so he can start off fresh. Because
I don't know about that.
Well, I think he's an absolute problem just waiting. I wanted the Jets to trade up for him in this year's draft, and we didn't do it, but I've been watching him for a while, and he is an absolute problem. I promise you that.
All right, but the one thing I would disagree there, Nick, and thank you for the call, is that you want Dable fired. Like, to me, that's going back to something we said last year, not keeping this thing on the same timetable. If they were going to bring Shannon Dable back, it should be beyond this year. Think of it this way, too. For those of you who want to start Jackson Dart, like, what harm, what bad is going to come if the Giants keep Jackson Dart on the bench for another 10 weeks? Like, what bad can come of that?
Nothing.
Losing more games. Okay, so what? You've already lost 1 million games. You're not going anywhere this year anyway. There is no bad that can come. Okay, you don't have the excitement, the fan base. Who cares? Like
tickets are sold already, by the way.
Stay through the storm.
Mm-hmm.
Stay disciplined. Like, no bad, no harm, no damage can be done by keeping Jackson Dart on the bench.
Yeah.
It's not only safe is the wrong word. It's the smart decision to do. No harm, only good can come of it. He's going to learn more. He's going to get more anxious. He's going to take in everything he possibly can while still getting some action on the field the way that he's been worked in here. Maybe that becomes a little bit more. There's no need to fire that salvo now. No harm can come from having him sit on the bench. Whereas if I ask you what harm can come of starting him in week 4.
Yeah, well, we know the answer. It's, he can get hurt. He's not ready. He can regress, etc. So here's the only, and I wouldn't use the word, harm or hurt, but I do think this is an element of like they've got to incorporate this into their thought process. Now, you know where I stand. I wouldn't play him for a while. Same with you. We're on the same page, okay? The Giants are going to, you would imagine, be picking very early in the NFL draft coming up this year. Now, the one thing that I do think is important, that they do get a good enough read on Jackson Dart going into the draft so they know whether or not if they have to do something in the draft, okay? And obviously, if you play in week 13 or 14, you might not get that answer. So I think the kind of slicing it down the middle, week 10-ish, maybe at Chicago, week 11, whatever, as we discussed. But the quarterback draft is awful this year. So, and again, I'm not going to get too weedsy on the nobody wants to hear this now, but just understand the kid from LSU is, okay, he's pretty interesting. Kid at South Carolina is pretty interesting. The kid at Indiana, his name is Mendoza, whatever. And there's the kid at Oregon, Dante Moore. But only 1 or 2 of those kids are thought to be going in the top 12 or 13 picks. And even the kid from LSU, Nussmeier, nobody really thinks that this quarterback crop is good at all. So how depressing would it be, Sal, when they do play Jackson Dart, if he doesn't show a lot for the future, and then you pick 1, 2, or 3, and there's not even any good quarterbacks you have access to?
Yeah, I don't think...
Which could be also an issue for the Jets, too, by the way, down the road, just to throw that in.
And obviously the Jets need a future quarterback. The Giants hope they have theirs. There's a long way to go.
I know, but there's definitely a long way. The only reason I say that is because you do want to have maybe not a definitive answer on Dart by the end of the year, but you want to have some intel to make an educated decision.
Stan is calling from Denville, New Jersey. What's up, Stan?
Hey, guys. How you doing?
Good.
Hey, Stan.
2 quick asides before my point. One, you guys have the best show on the radio, no doubt about it. And Sal, best sportscaster on the radio.
Well, we
Hands down.
appreciate the kind words. Thank you.
Maybe he can finally get an Emmy and get off his behind and win an Emmy there.
He should have gotten an Emmy.
Well,
Him to
thank
the
you.
Giants, I feel like Dart should not start this year. I mean, Dable has proven what he is. He stinks. They talk about him being a quarterback whisperer. Josh Allen's gotten better. Has anyone Dable's coach gotten better here?
No.
I believe they're going to waste Jackson's talent if they start him early and let Dable screw him up.
No, guys
What's your thoughts?
that Dable have coached, Stan, have gotten better, just not here. They've gotten better when they left here, and thank you for the call. Daniel Jones gotten significantly better through 3 weeks in Indianapolis. Saquon Barkley has been much better in Philadelphia. So I don't think you could look at Dable and say, first of all, there's no such thing as quarterback whisperer. My issue is not the quarterback whispering. It's the offensive design, setup, philosophy, whatever you want to say. They don't score enough points. End of story. They haven't done it. Doesn't matter who the quarterback is, what the offensive line is, what weapons you draft. They haven't scored enough points.
Zal, this is going to sound really, really mean, but I don't mean it to be this way. There's no evidence for me, or simply not enough evidence, that Brian Dable's a good coach.
Right.
Forget about the connection to Dart and the quarterback stuff, and this is what he does best. Forget about that stuff for a second. Do the Giants look like a well-oiled machine in the other aspects of the game on a weekly basis? The answer is overwhelmingly no. They look, whether it's penalties or just a very basic benign playbook or whatever it might be, the Giants are not good. Okay, so this thought that Brian Dable, if it works out with Dart, is going to ascend to some amazing head coach, I just don't think that that's true.
If you're a good head coach, you establish an identity sooner rather than later. It is year 4. If I ask you what is the New York Football Giants identity and what has it been since Brian Dable's year, your answer would be what?
I would honestly say a lack of offense. I know. That's because they never score.
Right. That's unfortunate. There is no identity, and that would be the one thing that's happened consistently. They can't score.
Yeah.
The offense isn't good enough. This is an offensive guy, so not trying to rip on Dable. I believe in his mentality, his passion. He's certainly a good football coach. Is he a good head coach?
There's no evidence that he is, really. There's not. That's just saying it for what it is, man.
Even with being the coach of the year 1, it was always, well, look what he did with the parts that weren't working before he got here.
Yeah.
And there's a lot of merit to that. Okay, that's a great job. You've got to build on that. You've got to build on that year 2, year 3, and now year 4. He just hasn't done it without establishing, hey, well, at least this is what we're going to do. Here's our offensive scheme, and you could see it and say, well, that's something that you could be excited about. Or we're going to be buttoned up team and play the game hard and in the trenches. Or a defense. Or a special teams. They're all over the place. They don't do anything well.
No, they don't. There's other coaches around the NFL, and I remember when Garoppolo got hurt in San Francisco. Mullins and some other guys came off the bench, and they at least looked adequate.
Nick Mullins,
remember?
So
to me, that's representative of a system that is effective, and that you don't have to be a star to come in and play to do well. He took, really, Shanahan took some fairly average players, and they had an elevated presentation because of what Shanahan created, but just offensively as a shell. And there's other examples around the league where starters go down, and all right, there might be a little bit of a drop, but it's not like a ton of bricks hitting the bottom. I don't know. I don't see a team that is, it's not creative. Even the other night, we keep talking about when Russell Wilson threw the ball in the tunnel and off the goalpost, right? But even the play calling.
He was just itchy to throw the deep ball, Russ.
I know he was.
He didn't want to throw it 10 yards or 20 yards. He wanted to throw it 50.
He wanted to hit the guy inside, standing outside the locker. No, but even that play, that run, that quarterback keeper up the middle, what are we doing? You're an offensive coach who we thought we're going to be innovative and they are, I said this yesterday, and this is dangerous. They are boring and they are bad. I don't know how you can take that and look at Dable and say he's absolutely the right guy if he has his quarterback. I can't say that with all due respect.
Yeah, boring and bad. That's why everybody wants Jackson Dart. BT and Sal on the Fan. We'll get to the Mets when we come back and continue with your calls on the Giants, 888-808-1019.
The Yankees are back in the Bronx facing the White Sox. 7:05 tonight. Driven by Jeep.
For one pitch, swing on a high fly ball. Deep center field, and that ball on cue is out of the ballpark.
Susan Waldman and Dave Sims call all the play-by-play. The home of Yankees baseball is The Fan. 101.9 FM and always live on the free Odyssey app.
This is Boomer Esiason with an Odyssey Sports Minute, sponsored by Napa, the pros that know how to keep your business moving at full speed. The San Francisco Giants called up top prospect Bryce Eldridge, and last night, the 20-year-old was on the field with 42-year-old future Hall of Famer Justin Verlander for the second time. The first came 11 years ago when Verlander signed autographs for 9-year-old Eldridge's Little League team. I'm Boomer Esiason.
Today, we're constantly taking photos and videos to remember our favorite moments. But what about those captured before the smartphone? What about the memories tucked away on aging VHS tapes, film reels, or in fading photos?
These cherished memories are fading away with time, vulnerable to threats like heat, moisture, and mold. But fear not, there's a solution to safeguard your legacy. Hi, I'm Adam.
And I'm Nick. Together, we founded Legacy Box over a decade ago with one mission: to bring your memories into the 21st century.
It's time to bid farewell to old tapes you can't watch and faded photos. Legacy Box transforms them into digital treasures, ready to share with a click.
Just like magic, your shoebox of memories is now safely stored in the cloud or on a thumb drive.
Over 1 million families have trusted Legacy Box, so you can rest assured your priceless moments are in good hands.
Don't let your childhood fade away on old tapes. It's time to digitize those priceless moments.
Fast forward into the digital age. Visit legacybox.com/value and unlock 50% off your order. That's legacybox.com/value.
Hey, I'm John Gallucci Jr., President and CEO of JAG Physical Therapy and an avid pickleball player just like you. I'm so excited to share that I've written my 4th book, Pickleball, 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 Don't Get Hurt. JAG Physical Therapy and myself have treated many athletes throughout our careers. Each chapter gives you an opportunity to read about different injuries that you're exposed to in pickleball. Pickleball, 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 Don't Get Hurt is a book that's written for beginners all the way up to professionals. It discusses the demands of the sport and how to prepare to play, prevent overuse injuries, proper nutrition and hydration, how to prepare with biomechanical movements and core strengthening, how to recover after participation to keep pain out of your joints and muscles. And of course, if you do get injured, please seek out one of our professionals at JAG Physical Therapy. This book is your essential guide to staying strong, playing smart, and avoiding injury. Grab your copy of Pickleball, 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 Don't Get Hurt today on Amazon. And let's keep you playing and pain-free.
Some things are hard to commit to, like learning how to surf or saving for a family vacation. But one commitment that's easy, switching to Fios Home Internet with a 5-year price lock guarantee. That means 5 great summers of fast, reliable internet at the same low price. All with the Fios 1 gig internet plan. Plus no hidden fees or equipment charges. Call 1-833-VERIZON to switch today. Price guarantee applies to base monthly rate only for new and existing My Home customers.
Hey, Connecticut, if you want name brand tires at the guaranteed lowest price and the most free services, then get to Town Fair Tire. Because nobody beats a Town Fair Tire deal. Nobody.
Town Fair Tire.
Regular cancer screenings could save your life. New York Presbyterian offers a full range of cancer screenings, including lung, breast, prostate, and more. Learn more at nyp.org/cancer screening. Stay amazing. New York Presbyterian.
The Mazda CX-30 is more than just a crossover. It's a statement. Step inside and enjoy a refined interior with available leather seating, a sleek 8.8-inch center display, and premium sound that turns every drive into a getaway. Feel confident with standard advanced safety features like Mazda Radar Cruise Control and Smart Brake Support. When on the road, the CX-30 Skyactiv G engine delivers responsive performance with impressive efficiency. Right now, lease the Mazda CX-30 for just $199 a month. Style, safety, and value all within reach. Visit your local Mazda dealer or go to MazdaUSA.com for more information.
In life, a curveball can be thrown at any moment, and you need a team that knows how to hit it out of the park. The Rothenberg Law Firm has been crushing curveballs, sliders, and fastballs for more than 50 years. We're a team of personal injury lawyers with billions recovered for our clients, because every setback deserves a major comeback. The Rothenberg Law Firm, 1-800-624-8888, or visit injurylawyer.com.
Be lawyer for injured ones, injurylawyer.com.
It's time
Time for the pro to get everything for the entire job, all from one partner. To get access to over 3 million products, including many products you won't find in our stores. It's time to get delivery on your schedule or next day on over 50,000 products. And time to get dedicated support on the job site or in our stores. From ordering to planning, we've got you. One partner, any job, all in. Ask about all we can now do at the Pro Desk. The Home Depot Pro, it's about time.
Oh, could this vintage store be any cuter?
Right? And the best part? They accept Discover.
Accept Discover? In a little place like this? I don't think so, Jennifer.
Oh, yeah, huh? Discover's accepted where I like to shop. Come on, baby, get with the times.
Right, so we shouldn't get the parachute pants?
These are making a comeback. I think.
Discover is accepted at 99% of places that take credit cards nationwide. Based on the February 2025 Nielsen report.
Get the latest on the Giants and Jets on WFAN, WFAN FM, WFAN FM HD1, New York, and Odyssey Sports Station.
WFAN Sports Flash.
And this report brought to you by Moderna. Baseball is back tonight, final week of the regular season, and two things at stake for both teams. The Yankees looking to win the AL East. Couple of games back of the Blue Jays as they start the week. Yankees take on the White Sox tonight, while you got Toronto playing Boston. Luis Heel, Shane Smith, the starters this evening. We'll have it on the Fan at 7:05. As for the Mets, the playoffs are on the line. Something that seemed unthinkable a few weeks ago. Very real, as right now they sit on the outside looking in behind the Reds because of the tiebreaker. Mets are in Chicago to play the Cubs, who were just swept by the Reds in 4 straight. David Peterson taking on Cade Horton. The Mets go in after dropping 2 of 3 to Washington. And Mets baseball on Mets Odyssey Radio tonight. Media day for the Knicks. We heard from Jalen Brunson a short time ago. How long did it take you to get past that Eastern Conference Finals loss to the Pacers that ended your season?
It took me a while. Obviously, you think about it, but it's always good to have short-term memory, to focus on what's going on ahead and figure out how you can be better, and you can learn from the things in the past, but definitely not something easy just to get over.
But now they turn the page. New head coach Mike Brown. NFL Week 3 wrapped up with the Lions beating the Ravens on Monday Night Football 38-30. Sunday, Giants and Chargers. Looks like Tyrone Tracy will be out at least a couple of weeks with a shoulder injury, and the Jets are in Miami Monday night. This report brought to you by Ray Cattina Mercedes-Benz of Edison. It's 74 in Central Park. That's what's happening. I'm Jerry Recco on WFAN, now streaming our podcast on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, or wherever you get your podcasts.
New York sports is more than a game. It's a lifestyle. WFAN is the only place where Yankees, Mets, Giants, and Jets fans come together and sound off. The Fan, 101.9 FM, and always streaming on the Odyssey, iHeartRadio, and TuneIn apps.
Yeah, we get it. I get it. Totally collapse. We get it. The BT and Sal Show on the Fan, presented by your Tri-State Cadillac dealers. Cadillac, the official luxury vehicle of the New York Mets, who I wouldn't use the term collapse. I know a lot of people are. To me, it can't be considered a collapse when you've been playing so poorly for so long. But, I mean, here we are, final 6 games, and now we're going to see instead of 2 weeks or a month ago, the things have just gotten worse and worse and worse by the day, by the week. But there's 6 games to go. Could they turn it around? Yeah, I mean, sure, they could. Anything's possible. They could. Will they? I have no faith that the Mets are going to turn this thing around. Think about what would have to happen, BT. They basically have to go minimum 4-2 because they don't own the tiebreaker.
We have
over
the Reds. Yeah, Giants lost last night.
Yeah,
that helps.
Giants,
forget about it. It's the Reds.
Giants, I think, are done. Well, it's also Arizona.
And Arizona.
Who's 1 game back. Arizona's a game back. It's the Reds right now who own the position, so everybody's going to be focusing on them. They're in a playoff spot. But to me, the Arizona Diamondbacks are also going to catch the Mets. They play the Dodgers. Reds take on the Pirates, and the Mets are in Chicago. Do you think the Mets are going to go 4-2 over these final 6 games?
I think I'm the only one with this show that thinks the Mets are going to get into the playoffs here.
All right, but do the math. Math it out for a second.
Well, I think they're going to win 2 in Chicago.
Okay.
Chicago's not playing very well at all.
Okay, so let's say they win 2 in Chicago, and then what in Miami? where Alcantara was moved back to start Friday.
I saw that. Well, then they're going to have to go two out of three there to get to 4-2.
Well, that's what I'm saying. Okay, now the Mets have not won back-to-back series since they beat the Braves 2 out of 3, and that was the weekend they should have swept, and they didn't.
Mm-hmm.
And then they swept the Phillies following that up. Like, that was maybe the high. After the lows since June 13th, the high was taking 2 out of 3 in Atlanta, sweeping the Phillies. Everybody was back in. I think that was middle of August, if I'm not mistaken. We're talking about taking 2 out of 3. They just lost 2 out of 3 at home to a team that was doing everything they could to give away games. They've lost 92 games to Washington Nationals. I'm pretty sure they just got beat by the Braves last night. I didn't see the final score, but the Braves were beating them.
I know they were winning Braves.
Yeah, exactly. So, like, think about how bad the Nationals are, and the Mets are at home. They've been bad road team. They got Peterson who's pitching to a near 80 ERA on the mound tonight. They don't even have the rest of the rotation set up the rest of the way. Like, I hope that I'm wrong. I have no reason to believe that they are going to do enough to actually get in the playoffs.
There's no real evidence to think that they're going to. Understood. So this is kind of, fairly flimsy, but, and you just, this is probably dangerous to lean on. You don't, I know you don't, so, but I feel like it's, doesn't it just seem like the script for this team is going to be like the hard way in? And it's been so erratic so long that maybe that ship has sailed. Well, quite frankly, maybe the morale is shot, and maybe the stories are written, and maybe the only thing left to do is take that big piece of stone and put it in the cemetery and bury the 2025. It very well might be that. And maybe I'm kind of playing into maybe preseason narratives and even a little bit of last year. I think for me, it's less built on who they've been this year, because they haven't been good at all this year outside of the first month and a half, 2 months, whatever it's been. It's been 4 months of bad baseball, basically on the same line as the Rockies and some other bad teams. Right. And we know that, the White Sox, okay? But I just, good God almighty, how do you have Soto put up the numbers that he's put up, and Pete put up the numbers that he's put up, and these young kids, more so McClain than the others, flash, and the Mets not make the playoffs?
Yeah, Nimmo having a career year statistically. And it's like these 3 kids have been here for a while now, the pitching, so it can't even be that as an excuse. Like, oh, well, you don't have the starters. Yeah, that was a problem how they went into this tailspin. See, I was holding off burying them or still believing in them because there was reason in my mind. Well, there's plenty of time to go. They took 2 out of 3 in Atlanta, which they don't do. They swept the Phillies. Okay, they took 2 out of 3 from the Tigers. Like, everything was okay at that point, or at least stabilized to a certain degree. Then they lose 2 out of 3 in Cincinnati. You say, all right, not that big of a deal. I don't think the Reds are a threat. The 4-game series with Philadelphia, one after another, after another, after another. That has to start to change the true belief when you're seeing, like, okay, even if they split that series, even if they lost 3 of 4, not the end of the world. They got swept. Then they washed it down with a brutal loss on Friday night against the Rangers where Tom couldn't get out of the first inning. And then the worst loss of the season to me that Saturday, Soto hits his 40th home run. They go up 2-0, and the bullpen implodes, and they blow that game. That was the first time I was like, oh, my God, they are actually going to blow this thing. And then the Padres series, they went 2 out of 3. I was not buying into it. I just didn't believe it because even the way that they won against the Rangers that Sunday with the Alonso walk-off, to me, wasn't good enough. They're playing crappy baseball. So forget the result. You know what I talk about? It's not the result all the time.
Yeah.
So that was a part of why I wasn't getting giddy about them after that Sunday win against the Rangers. It's not just about the results. And then they lose 2 out of 3 to the Nationals. Like, that series was set up for them to sweep. And they couldn't do it. They couldn't even take 2 out of 3. So I'm supposed to believe they're going to go into Chicago and take 2 out of 3 from the Cubs?
No.
Or go into Miami and take 2 out of 3? I don't believe it. I'm sorry.
I wouldn't if I were you. I just, the thing, I don't want to contradict myself here because I do think they're going to find a way to get in. But what does have me worried and what should have Met fans very worried, obviously, aside from the immediacy of the final week of the season, the numbers being the numbers, tiebreaker, et cetera, is that as the Mets lost their confidence, which clearly has happened, their ability to play fundamentally sound baseball has just gone down the tubes. Now, if you remember, just to contrast it for a moment, not to bring the Yankees into it, but when the Yankees had that series up in Fenway and they were a mess on the bases and Dominguez had a rough series and then Volpe was kicking the ball all around the field and then you just had these defensive breakdowns where the Yankees morphed into a very sloppy team, okay? And then they stabilized that. the Mets, even though they weren't winning with great frequency, they never looked quite sloppy. Like they just weren't playing great baseball, but they weren't kicking it around, and their base running wasn't a mess. I mean, this past weekend, 5 errors against the Nationals, an inside-the-park home run.
Mental mistakes.
Mental mistakes, base running gaps, balls all over the infield, bodies flailing. I understand why every Met fan is jarred, and I would understand why most fans think it's over.
Yeah,
I honestly do.
I'm not sure where most fans think. I know that there's some overwhelmingly negative fans that have been feeling like it's over for a while. To me, there's a big difference from burying this team in August versus burying this team a week ago. They also don't have any answers. They keep saying the same thing. They look at each other. They look at the cameras. They talk into the microphones. We just got to win.
Yeah.
Well, we just got to win some games. That's it. And it was, okay, well, there's 14 games to go. Plenty of time to go. We just got to start winning some games. 10 games to go. Well, we just got to start winning some games. 6 games to go, and they've fallen out of a playoff spot. What are they saying? Well, we've got the talent. We just got to start winning some games. Like, they're saying the same thing. They're playing worse by the day, and they're losing every single day and losing to the point where they're now out of the playoffs. Why would that change? Unless something changes. I'd like to see Mendoza say, we haven't been good enough. The talent isn't good enough. I'm not sure what's going on with these guys, but they need to figure it out. Like, somebody's got to be honest with each other. They're all, Memo, a week ago, oh, nobody wants to play us. Nobody wants to play us. Oh, I still believe when we get in, we're going to be dangerous. Yeah, problem is you're not going to get in. Problem is you're not getting in. Soto, well, the time is now. We got to turn it on. They keep losing. Alonso, well, we just got to keep winning ball games. Winning changes everything. They keep losing. Relying on the talent. You keep losing. Like somebody's got to stop it somewhere and do something different. Whether it's a leader in that clubhouse, whether it's Mendoza, it's gone on too long. Stop saying that you have too much talent and all you have to do is win. Stop it. You're getting worse by the day and it's not working. That, to me, those are signs, coupled with the results and the way they've played since June 13th on, of a dead team walking, and it's been like that. It was actually predictable going into the weekend against the Nationals that you couldn't trust this team, and they lost 2 out of 3.
Well, that's why, to me, the bigger issue is what's being said behind closed doors. Like, I've said this before. Like, I try not to really judge athletes too much on what they say because they're just on autopilot, unless they just say something ridiculous that is just completely unacceptable, misses the mark. They call out fans or whatever it might be, or they just lambaste a teammate and it's unfair and I have an issue with it. I'm talking about like those road exchanges. Hey, there's 10 games to go. What do you guys have to do? They're all going to say the same thing. We got to play better. We have talent in the room. We can get it done. We believe in each other, blah, blah, blah. So I don't really get on them too much for that. But I'd love to know, and based on the results, it's clearly either not being delivered or it's not being delivered effectively enough. What is being said behind closed doors?
I think it's these same things. I really do believe.
Well, then they are dead at that point.
I really do believe they're just like, we're better than this. We have the talent. Come on, let's get it going.
Like, you don't think there's like this incredible urgency and anger?
Do you see it? Do you see
no,
it?
I don't. That's why I'm saying behind closed doors, though.
Well, okay.
I don't see it. And I don't see any remnant, like on the field, I don't see anything that would suggest that there is energy or anger behind closed doors because they look like zombies right now.
I see negative energy where the team has been expecting or trying not to lose and being tight. And it's not just me. People in the game are saying the same thing where you could see that the team is playing not to lose. They're fumbling balls all over the place. They're getting thrown out on the base paths. Like they're better. They should be better than the results have shown. They are more talented than that. But that's not the answer. I could say that on the radio.
Yep.
The manager can't say that. Well, we have more talent. That's why I think it's going to turn around. Somebody either needs to be kicked in the rear end or something. I know it's a popular thing, like flip a table over.
I know.
But in this particular instance, there needs to be an awakening. And maybe it's too late anyway. But there should have been an awakening behind closed doors with, guys, this is not good enough. I don't care how much talent you think you have. This is not acceptable. You're booting balls left and right. You're misplaying things. You're getting picked up. Like, what the hell's going on here? This is a sad excuse for a baseball team. Now, that's too harsh. That's too harsh for today's players because they need to be coddled and loved and pumped up and patted on the back. That's fine, BT. But when it goes on for months and the results not changing, if it's me, I got 6 games to go. I would have done this with 10 games to go, but like something's got to change here.
Okay, now don't you think that this speaks to what is the bigger issue? And even if they get in, there's going to be a big off season.
Yeah, right.
We know that. Okay, you got to change a lot here.
That's already decided. At
no
least
doubt.
in my mind.
Yep. And we'll have that discussion when it's time. So to me, the components of the team. Forget about from a baseball perspective, but isn't some of the knock on Lindor? And I'm just going to take you through 3 or 4 players right now, the heart of the team. Like Lindor, always smiling and always. I'm not saying he's not good. I'm not saying that. I'm not saying he doesn't want to win, but he doesn't wear the losing the way maybe some of the other great leaders did. And we know that like a Wright or a Jeter, like that kind of leadership. Isn't kind of the knock on Alonso, he's a little aloof, a little goofy. These are all the last couple of years, right? Isn't the knock on Soto, even in San Diego, he gets 3 hits, he's happy. Not that he doesn't want to win, but he's maybe not possessed to win, more possessed with his own thing. Let me get my hits, let me get on base. Like, it doesn't, and even Nimmo, who I thought was that guy, counter to what I just described, his post-game reactions has been very zombie-like and almost like he's fallen in line with the other mentalities. They have some very good players. They might not have enough dogs.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think that is because they don't want to win.
I'm not saying that. I promise you I'm not saying that at all.
Yeah.
But I would never disrespect a pro athlete like that.
Right.
Not wanting to win is different than disdain for losing
or
not accepting the way it's going.
I think that they care. I don't think they have any answers.
They don't show like they care, though. That's the problem.
I don't think that they are accepting their reality and the truth of the situation. They do need somebody to kick them in the rear end, whether it was J.D. Martinez who did it last year, the manager, Lindor. Somebody's got to step up and say something because, to me, it's not that they're not. It's not that they don't care. At least I'm not seeing that. I don't see a team that goes out there and just doesn't care one way or another. I'm seeing a team that is expecting a different result while continuing to just rely on, quote unquote, their talent there.
Okay.
And saying the same things over and over and over again.
I remember when this started getting off the not right away because I wanted to give him a chance to figure things out because I mean nobody thought it would get this bad. But I remember probably about a month or so ago coming in and saying, Sal, Mendoza's got to mix up these post-game messages. I don't like what he's saying. He's saying the same thing. It's just autopilot. And it was about the talent, and I understand why to an extent he would say that early. Hey, we got talent. We got to figure this out. Let's go. We got the guys in there. I believe in them. Okay, you can say that to an extent. But I always thought that the talent was slightly overstated. So I guess what we're going to figure out very soon, maybe we already have for some of you, is that the talent just wasn't as good as we thought, which very well could be the case, or the leadership wasn't as good as we thought, or maybe it's equal parts both. Not as talented, not as together as we thought. Either way, it ain't good.
Yeah, going to be an interesting 6 games here with the Mets trying to close out their season and make the postseason. BT and Sal on the Fan. Obviously, the Giants are the main topic here. Let's get some calls on the Giants in BT before we break. Anthony is in Garden City. What's up, Ant?
Hey, fellas. How are you today?
Good.
What's up, bud?
Just a point I want to make before whatever the BTU going off on it before, and you made good points about them developing Dart. I think that as a Giant fan, I think that before the season, people should have realized that this was going to be a development year for them and a building year. And as much as it's going to be nice to see Dart at that point, I think they need to leave Russ in there, make the mistakes that they're going to make. But I don't think it matters who goes in at quarterback at this point. It's the play calling is just not good. They're just not putting a good product out there. And I called a couple of weeks ago. I was talking to Gio about this, and they're not. There's no exciting play calling. They don't run any flea flickers. They don't run end arounds. They don't run. It's run, pass. It's always been that way. And unless they change up that way, and they're not going to do anything. They did that against Dallas, yes, because Dallas's defense is not good. They're not going to go anywhere with any quarterback unless they have some kind of offensive spark or a change in play calling.
Yeah, but why would you think that it would change now when most of the evidence is the contrary, that it's very predictable and very basic? It's not going to become innovative overnight.
That's what I'm saying. So it's part of the problem, the offensive coordinator.
And Dable.
Dable.
Yes.
Yeah, Dable is not, like you said, maybe he's not the best coach. I mean, we liked him at the beginning. It was something fresh. It was something different. But if it's not working, but to change it now, and after they drafted Dart, you can't really change it now. As much as people want him gone, I mean, you're stuck between a rock and a hard place.
Oh, but that's their own fault. And thank you for the call, Ann. That's their own fault. You're right. You can't change it now, nor are they. Dable's not going anywhere in season. Like, there's no way the Giants are going to fire Brian Dable in season. Maybe they change the play calling and all that stuff, and Dable takes it over. Kafka's calling the plays right now, right? Dable maybe takes it over at some point. Like that, we've already seen that happen before, and that didn't work. So but maybe that happens once Jackson Dart comes in. But no, you're going to see Brian Dable and Jackson Dart. Then, if the offense doesn't look significantly better, then I think they're going to have the decision to fire Brian Dable at the end of the year. Maybe they're going to keep Joe Shane. That felt like that was going to be the case a year ago. Maybe they do that. Keep Joe Shane, keep Jackson Dart, hire a new head coach. You tell me if you think that's a recipe for success. I don't. I would do it one fell swoop, everybody out, let a new regime come in, see what they think of Jackson Dart, and then, even then, to me, it's not the right thing. It should have been done a year ago. Let the new regime have this draft if you didn't believe in them. Otherwise, you got to see it through, maybe at least for another year with Jackson Dart.
Yeah, and listen, just understand what's coming with the RPO. When you're running that kind of an offense and you're a quarterback, you are in space, and you're making quick decisions, and you're going to get hit a lot. So you want to throw Jackson Dart out there now for that? I'm not doing it. But again, desperate times, whether it's the owner, whether it's the coach, you get the sense that it's over for us. We'll see.
BT and Sal on the Fan, 888-808-1019. Stop dealing with your neck pain, backache, sciatica, and go to Dr. J. Shaw at Samwell Institute for Pain Management, a migraine and nerve pain specialist who gets you back to feeling yourself again with minimally invasive and non-surgical treatments. There are thousands of 5-star reviews who trust Dr. J for pain-relieving solutions. Same day and next day appointments available with offices in Colonia, Livingston, and Englewood, New Jersey. Turn to Samwell Pain for effective pain-relieving solutions. Visit SamwellPain.com.
Baseball or football, WFAN runs the city. Yankees bats, Mets heat, Giants defense, Jets dreams. It's all here every day. The Fan, 101.9 FM and always streaming on the Odyssey, iHeartRadio, and TuneIn apps.
Make every mile unforgettable in a Mercedes-Benz from Mercedes-Benz of Edison. Their expert team will help you find the perfect fit with flexible lease and finance options that make driving luxury easier than ever. Mercedes-Benz of Edison, your destination for luxury driving.
mNEXSpike COVID-19 vaccine mRNA by Moderna has arrived. To learn more and find it near you, visit mnexspike.com. That's mnexspike.com.
At Paramus Chevrolet, we understand that a car is more than 4 wheels. It's an extension of who you are. Hey, it's Mike Tandarella, General Manager of Paramus Chevrolet. Because everyone has unique taste, we stock a large variety of certified pre-owned automobiles. So you're sure to find something you absolutely love. And it gets better. Enjoy our exclusive Paramus Chevrolet VIP Plus program. A lifetime of complimentary oil changes, courtesy shuttles, and loaner car availability. Visit us in person or online at ParamusChevrolet.com.
For over 100 years, Sloman's has been your trusted partner in comfort. When it comes to home heating oil, they deliver more than just quality fuel. They deliver peace of mind. With price protection, automatic deliveries, and 24/7 service, their dedicated team is just a call away, ensuring you stay warm and comfortable all winter long. Sloman's, the Tri-State's largest heating oil provider, proudly serving their community for generations. Give them a call today at 866-GET-HEAT or visit oil.slomans.com.
Lunch was great. Greenwich Village is a fun spot.
Can we stop at a bathroom?
Are you all right?
I keep having stomach issues after eating, like diarrhea, gas and bloating, abdominal pain, and sometimes oily stools.
Sound familiar? Those stomach issues may actually be a pancreas issue called exocrine pancreatic insufficiency, or EPI. Creon pancrelipase may help manage EPI. Creon is a prescription medicine used to treat people who can't digest food normally because their pancreas doesn't make enough enzymes.
Creon may increase your chance of fibrosing colonopathy, a rare bowel disorder. Tell your doctor if you have a history of intestinal blockage or scarring or thickening of your bowel wall. If you are allergic to pork, or if you have gout, kidney problems, or worsening of painful swollen joints. Call your doctor if you have any unusual or severe gastrointestinal symptoms or allergic reactions. Take Creon as directed by your doctor and always with food. Do not chew capsules as this may cause mouth irritation. Other side effects may include blood sugar changes, gas, dizziness, sore throat, and cough. These are not all the side effects of Creon. Call 800-633-9110 or visit creoninfo.com to learn more. That's CREONinfo.com.
I'm asking my doctor about EPI and if Creon could help.
Dunkin's $6 meal deal is kind of wild. You get a bacon, egg, and cheese sandwich, 6-piece hash browns, and a medium iced or hot coffee, all for $6. That's the main character meal energy you need this fall. Get it now in Dunkin' stores or order ahead on the Dunkin' app. No substitutions, participation, and times may vary. Offer price varies in California and Hawaii. Limited time offer cannot be combined with other offers. Exclusions and terms apply.
FanDuel is getting you ready for kickoff with an offer you won't want to miss. New customers can bet just $5 and get $300 in bonus bets if you win. That's right. Pick a bet $5, and if it wins, you'll unlock $300 in bonus bets to use all across the app. You can build parlays, bet player props, ride the live lines. Whatever your style, FanDuel has you covered. The NFL season is finally here. The only question is, are you ready to play? Visit FanDuel.com/Gio. That's G-I-O to download the FanDuel app today and get started. That's FanDuel.com/Gio. We just love the app around here. It's safe and secure. When you win, you get paid instantly. FanDuel Sportsbook is the official partner of WFAN. 21 and over and physically present in New York. First online real money wager only. $5 first deposit required. Bonus issues, non-withdrawable bonus bets that expire 7 days after receipt. Restrictions apply. See terms at sportsbook.fanduel.com. For help with the gambling problem, go 877-8-HOPE-NY or text HOPE-NY 467-369.
Stepping into the Kia K4 or K5 isn't just getting behind the wheel of any average sedan. It's stepping into what's next. With a K4, it's stepping into a world that's exciting. With a K5, it's one that's bold. The Kia K4 and K5, the next movement for sedans. See your local Kia dealer or visit kia.com to learn more.
Kia, movement that inspires.
Call 800-333-4KIA for details. Always drive safely.
This is the story of the one. As a custodial supervisor at a high school, he knows that during cold and flu season, germs spread fast. It's why he partners with Grainger to stay fully stocked on the products and supplies he needs, from tissues to disinfectants to floor scrubbers. Also that he can help students, staff, and teachers stay healthy and focused. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Hey, Joy. Oh, you are glowing.
Oh, hey. More like Mirajoyed. That Miralax helped me go. I was so backed up. Tried mega coffees, prune juice, everything. Then Miralax. And hello, gentle relief without the harsh side effects.
Ooh, how does it work?
It works naturally with the water in your body for constipation relief. Find Miralax today at your local retailer.
Use as directed for occasional constipation.
Come visit the engagement experts at London Jewelers at any one of their 6 locations.
Call, text, or chat 988 Suicide and Crisis Lifeline. A message from the New Jersey Department of Human Services.
Talk New York sports here. The Fan.
Back on the Fan. Let's continue with the calls here, BT. We got the Giants on the board. We got the Mets on the board. Obviously, the Giants were awaiting decision. You think we'll find out tomorrow? Hoff, when do you think we could expect that? The team is off today on Tuesday? The Giants are off on Tuesday?
It's gotta be tomorrow.
Tuesday is an off day for Giants. That's correct.
They'll practice tomorrow, so you'll see who's with the ones. We'll know tomorrow.
Maybe some news will start to leak out tonight, I'm sure, and then Dave will officially announce it tomorrow. I don't know what they're going to do. I know everybody's assuming that it's going to be Jackson Dart. I'm still not sold on that, that being the case, BT. I would not do anything other than Russell Wilson right now. And if, in fact, they do go to Jackson Dart, or whenever they do decide to do that, I'm going right from Wilson to Dart. I'm not going to Jameis Winston.
Yeah, I don't know what they'll do. It just seemed like they were going to move. He was peppered hard yesterday. That's all he was asked about. It was relentless. Good job by the reporters trying to get the answer. You got to respect it. They were doing their job well, and they dug in. I think that there's a chance more than you that they go to Jameis, because hopefully sensibility wins out. I feel like the way he played Sunday, they know, or at least they strongly feel that they've got to make a move. They don't think Dart's really ready yet. I could see Jameis being that life preserver for a couple of weeks, but we'll know soon.
And think about what that says about Joe Shane as well. Changing, you went out there and signed Russell Wilson to be your quarterback, and now you're going to change from him after just 3 weeks. Sports Talk on WFAN is presented by Paramount Plus. Sylvester Stallone is back in the original hit series Tulsa King this season. Dwight faces his most dangerous adversaries yet, forcing him to fight for everything he's built and to protect his empire. Stream the new new season of Tulsa King now exclusively on Paramount Plus. Bless is calling from Staten Island. What's up, Bless?
Yeah, how you doing, man? I'm calling because I think you should start Jackson Dart. That way you give him as much experience as he could get. And that way you're further along with his progression as for next season. And we know what to expect and what not to expect out of the, you know what I'm saying, the future.
Now that's Bless. That sounds good if that's the way it goes. Now that it could go that way, I'm with you to an extent. It could go the other way, and you got to factor this in. He's not ready, and it makes it worse.
Yeah, I get you. But it also gives ownership time to evaluate Dable at the same time, so we know what we're doing with him as well.
Correct.
Enough time in the season, you know what I'm saying?
All right, but Bless, let me ask you, what's the difference between doing it in week 4 or week 9 or 10? Like, you still have half the season. If you did it in week 11, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, you still have 7 games.
I figure you got basically a whole season out of, you know what I'm saying, experience and to see what he has and to see what the coaching staff has. It's a whole season. It's basically a whole season. He got all the training camp stuff. He got all the practice. He got a little 3-4 weeks to sit behind Russ. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I mean, I don't think it's enough, Bless, and thank you for the call. I do see what you're saying. I personally don't think it's enough. I mean, think about what we're talking about here. Sitting behind Russ for 3 weeks, you think that that's enough? Now, it doesn't mean other quarterbacks have been thrown to the wolves and have had immediate success. Some eventually have success. There are multiple ways to do it. There is no exact science. In this particular spot, in this particular market, with this particular team, I would not be throwing. There's no need to do it. Like, I don't feel the need to do it. And how do we fully know, even if you did put Jackson Dart in there now, are you definitive about what Jackson Dart is after watching an almost full season?
I can't answer that. I want to answer that, but it really depends how he plays.
No, but
meaning, I want to make sure I understand the question. Go ahead.
Well, what if he's great? Well, does that mean he's the guy?
Well, I mean, I wouldn't base it on stats. I would base it on presence, awareness, recognition,
right,
all that. I mean, it could mean that he's a guy.
It could also mean that maybe he's not. Look at C.J. Stroud. Was there anybody walking the face of the earth who follows or pays attention to the NFL that thought C.J. Stroud would do what he's done the last 2 seasons or last year plus the first 3 weeks of this year after what he did his rookie season?
Big step back.
Oh, okay, but that was rookie head coach, rookie quarterback. Oh, everybody wants D'Amico Ryan, C.J. Stroud. Man, you'd be in a great spot to be the Houston Texans. That's one as successful year as you could possibly have. And where are we now in year 2 and 3 of that plan? So my answer is if Jackson Dart comes out and struggles, I still am not sold on what he is. Mm-hmm. And if he comes out and lights the league on fire, I'm still not sold on what he is. I don't think you can learn.
I don't think that's a bad way to look at it. I mean, listen, you're going to have maybe more of a sense which way he's leaning, but it's certainly not absolutely guaranteeing what he's going to be. See, to me, think about this. Let's just, and this is generous at this point, let's say the Giants go 5-12 this year. I mean, I don't think they're going to go 5-12, but let's just say that they do. It's probably going to be worse than that. If they go 5-12, you know what that makes Brian Dable's record 24-47-1.
Yeah.
How do you, even if Dart looks good, how do you justify bringing him back for year 5?
Yeah, I mean, while I could say that I wouldn't evaluate Dart good or bad this year, obviously you evaluate him, but I'm saying I wouldn't make a definitive decision on him one way or another. I do think you can make a definitive decision on Dable. And if he does have success and the Giants are playing well and they're moving the football and Dart looks good, I would not go away from Dable just because of his awful record. Me personally.
Yeah, no, I get it. It's complicated. I hear you. But then the other thing too is I want your thought on this. Like we talk about, this is more macro, but just for a second, let's kick the tires. Like so, Dable is thought to be of the two, Dable and Shane, more expendable. Why? What has Joe Shane done?
No, nothing. I would get rid of both of them.
But why? Yeah, but nobody lumps them together. It's always like, oh, Shane will probably be back, but Dable won't be retained.
Well, I think
why? That's not fair. That doesn't make any sense.
It doesn't, but I believe that's the way that the Giants organization felt. Like that wasn't you or I saying that. Those are the reports that were indicating that they may keep Shane but move on from Dable.
No, I know, but I'm asking why. Why would they think that? What would give them?
Oh, they like the draft.
What do they look? They like the draft.
Oh, that's what they said. Man, you remember last year that was a talking point.
I understand that.
They said they were impressed with the draft.
At some point, you got to see these guys get on the field and do something.
Yeah.
It's crazy. No, I hear you, but it doesn't seem fair.
Chris is calling from Asbury Park. What's up, Chris?
Chris.
Hey, guys. How we doing?
What's up, man?
Couple points on the Giants. One with Russell Wilson. Weeks 1 and 3 are what Russell Wilson is.
Mm-hmm.
Week 2 is the anomaly. Since he left the Seahawks, weeks 1 and 3 is what he's given every team, to the point where Sean Payton ate a $60 million contract to get him out of Denver. So, as far as start, I get you can put him in early and you can ruin him because that's what we saw with Daniel Jones, but it doesn't seem like the other teams in the league are having these conversations with their young quarterbacks. Like New England started Drake May pretty much right away. Bo Nix goes into Denver, and all these guys have some monicums of success. New England, not so much because their team was so terrible, but like we're the only team who's like, he's got to wait till week 10. Like, why? If he can play now, let's go.
Yeah, but interesting, and I like how you point out some of the other examples, but don't you think part of it is because it's here and it's tougher here? All the noise here, that's got to be part of the equation, no? Being in New York?
Yeah, I mean, obviously, I think that's why I'm not really surprised that Daniel Jones is playing well. I think he's just one of those guys where this was just too tough of an area and for him to flourish in. Mm-hmm. So, yeah, but if Jackson Dart is your guy, then, he will be able to handle the noise, much like Eli was able to handle the noise. Mm-hmm. And if he can't, then let's get him in now and figure that out so that whoever's coming in next year can either move on, and because we'll have a good draft pick, either move on or keep it going and try to develop him going forward.
Do you trust Sean Payton to pick a quarterback and develop him and decide on what he's going to do with the quarterback?
Much more than Dable, yes, I do. I don't have to say the evidence.
Yeah, obviously. So that's the point. So when Sean Payton goes to Denver, a real head coach, and he selects Bo Nix, a quarterback who many people dismissed, including the Giants organization, he selects him in the first round, and thank you for the call, Chris, and decides to start him, and they have success. There's a Super Bowl winning head coach that knows what he's looking for, is able to identify it, and take that and develop it in 1 year to the point where they get to the playoffs. Now, it doesn't mean Bo Nix is some superstar stud and Denver's going to be unbeatable, but Sean Payton did in 1 year what Joe Schoen and Brian Dable have been unable to do for many different reasons for 4 years. And therein lies the problem. Whether it's the owner meddling, forcing Daniel Jones, whether it is Schoen and Dable themselves not being able to pick competent players or whatever it may be. Now, you're saying that, well, what's the difference? If other teams can do it, why not just put Jackson Dart out there? And I would counter and say, well, do you really trust Brian Dable to decide, or the Giants organization, because it's beyond Brian Dable. Do you trust the Giants organization to put Jackson Dart in the perfect position to succeed? I do not. And my plan would be the one that I believe that they were starting the year with. Start Russell Wilson as long as you can, and then transition to Jackson Dart when you believe he's ready. And I don't believe there's any way that if that was the plan, that you can go away from that 3 weeks into the season.
It's desperation, and that's what they have to guard against. So I'm with you on that. And think about the thing with Payton, like that was year 2 with Nix, right? Because he had Russ for a year, and then Sean Payton had Bo Nix in year 2.
Yeah,
that's not right in Denver.
Basically, he told Russ to take a hike.
Yeah, but I'm saying he had Russ for a year, and then Bo Nix in year 2. Right. Where this is already year 4. So think about the difference, and that's why, like I talk about being of sound mind to make the right decision, where you're not under all this crazy duress to keep your job. Number one, Sean Payton walked into Denver. He's a Super Bowl champion. He's got immediate respect. He can do whatever he wants. Number 2, it's year 2 rather than year 4, where Sean Payton, of course, he wants to show ownership that they hired the right guy. But when he went to Bo Nix, it wasn't because I got to save my ass. He went to Bo Nix because he saw him in practice. He's like, okay, he looks like he can adjust. He can do what I need him to do. Therefore, I'm going to let him play. Whereas with Dable, if it happens now or next week, is it happening for the right reasons? That's my concern.
Also, think about the situation that Payton went into where Russell Wilson was forced upon him. Denver gave up a boatload for him. Payton basically told them, he's not it. You got to move on. I don't care how much this costs cap-wise or whatever.
Yep.
And ownership, instead of saying, nope, we made this trade, we went all in, you're stuck with him, figure it out. You're the Super Bowl winning head coach, he's a Super Bowl winning quarterback. Yeah. They listened to what
and they made the playoffs.
Yeah.
And probably the opposite of what the Giants did with Daniel Jones in terms of the contract.
Bingo. BT and Sal on the fan. Actually, we got Bold-Face Truth, Bold-Face Lie.
All right.
When we come back, then we'll get back to your call.
All right. Hey, this fall, make sure you hydrate like the pros with home water delivery at water.com from Primo Brands. Now, water.com features your favorite Primo products from Poland Spring, which I'm sipping on now, to Pure Life, to Saratoga, all delivered right to your door. Get a couple of cases for the big game or a 5-gallon bottle for the whole household. Get what you need when you need it with no heavy lifting or last-minute store runs at water.com. Signing up is easy. Just select your order, choose your frequency, and enjoy your delivery. It's simple. There you go. Use code BASEBALL to get 50% off your first order plus free delivery. Step up to the plate and stay refreshed all season long. Order now at water.com.
It's Boomer and Gio. Mornings on the Fan, 101.9 FM.
Free list the Jets and the Giants are going to be at the top of with the worst record because they've had the worst record in every single season.
Listen to Boomer and Gio on demand on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, or wherever you get your podcasts.
This is Bart Winkler with an Odyssey Sports Minute. The Green Bay Packers lost to the Cleveland Browns, and Jordan Love did not look good. The discourse, however, is weird. The expectations are high on him because he's following back-to-back Hall of Famers. But not every mistake he makes needs to lead to a referendum on the guy, which is what's happening. But same with the talk around Jalen Hurts and Dak Prescott, even Caleb Williams. None of these guys are perfect, but they are all franchise quarterbacks, and the teams are lucky to have them. I'm Bart Winkler.
This is the story of the one. As a custodial supervisor at a high school, he knows that during cold and flu season, germs spread fast. It's why he partners with Grainger to stay fully stocked on the products and supplies he needs, from tissues to disinfectants to floor scrubbers. All so that he can help students, staff, and teachers stay healthy and focused. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Thank you for making Total Wine & More America's #1 online source for spirits, beer, and wine. Better than all those delivery apps. Total Wine's prices are up to 30% lower with super fast delivery and no hidden fees. Order direct at TotalWine.com and pay less today.
Drink responsibly, B21.
Thank you for making Total Wine & More America's #1 online source for spirits, beer, and wine. Better than all those delivery apps. Total Wine's prices are up to 30% lower with super fast delivery and no hidden fees. Order direct at TotalWine.com and pay less today.
Drink responsibly, B21.
This is the story of the one. As a maintenance supervisor at a manufacturing facility, he knows keeping the line up and running is a top priority. That's why he chooses Grainger. Because when a drive belt gets damaged, Grainger makes it easy to find the exact specs for the replacement product he needs. And next day delivery helps ensure he'll have everything in place and running like clockwork. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
If you're in the market for Michelin tires, get to Town Fair Tire and get them at the guaranteed lowest price. With Michelin's innovative technologies designed for durability and performance, you can trust you're getting the highest quality tires over all the toughest of road conditions. Plus, at Town Fair, you get free services for life. So if you're looking for the best deal on Michelin tires, get to Town Fair because nobody beats Town Fair Tire. Nobody.
Name brands at discount prices. Town Fair Tire.
We could tell you what it's like to drive the Nissan Rogue and tell you all about its performance capabilities, like its VC turbo engine. It's I can go virtually anywhere type of freedom. Nice. But you don't have to take our word for it. Go drive it for yourself. You're up. Experience the power of the Nissan Rogue.
Drive the Nissan Rogue. Get 0% APR for 60 months on the 2025 Nissan Rogue, Pathfinder, or Murano. Visit your local Nissan store and nissanusa.com today. For well-qualified buyers, example, 0 down payment, 60 months financing at $1,667 per month per thousand financed. Actual down payment may vary. Subject to Nissan Motor Acceptance Company credit approval, not all buyers qualify. Dealer contribution may affect actual price set by dealer. Contact dealer for details. Ends September 30th, 2025.
Partner with the business that's ready to work for yours. The Home Depot. We supply the support your job needs with the level of service your business deserves. Streamline operations and get more done with the Home Depot. How pros get more done.
Hey, New Yorkers! Fast, reliable internet can be yours when you switch to Fios. For a limited time, combine Fios Home Internet and one line of mobile for just $69.99 a month. Get unlimited welcome for $50 a month with autopay plus taxes and fees when you bring your phone. And add Fios 300 megabytes per second for $19.99 a month with autopay, mobile plus discount, and bonus discount. Visit your tri-state area Verizon store today to get this limited time offer and switch to our reliable 100% fiber optic 5G network. Fios, for eligible new Fios Internet and mobile customers. Both the $15 monthly discounts for Fios and Bring Your Phone applied over 36 months. Mobile and home discount enrollment required. $99 Fios setup charge applies. For unlimited welcome, unlimited 5G and 4G LTE may be temporarily slower than other traffic in times of congestion. Domestic data roaming at 2G speeds.
You can't count on much these days, but you can always count on Sundays with the NFL on CBS and Paramount Plus. Watch your local NFL game live every Sunday this season, all the way through the AFC Championship game. Visit ParamountPlus.com/NFL to get started today.
There are a lot of reasons why people buy at Ramsey Mazda. It's their selection, it's their customer service, and it's their savings. Get 1.9% financing on a new 2025 Mazda CX-50 or lease for $249 for 33 months. Start shopping now at RamseyMazda.com. Choose wisely. Choose Ramsey Mazda.
Call 833-853-2970 for lease details. VIN SN 354688. MSRP $32,945. Zero security deposit. APR $1748 per $1,000 finance. It's $930.25.
Introducing the new Dell AI PC powered by the Intel Core Ultra processor. It helps do your busy work for you, so you can fast forward through editing images, designing presentations, generating code, debugging code, summarizing meeting notes, finding files, managing a schedule, and responding to Jim's long emails. Leaving all the time in the world for the things you actually want to do. No offense, Jim. Get a new Dell AI PC at Dell.com/AI-PC. How those ahead stay ahead.
Increasing clouds, maybe a thunderstorm. High 81.
Weather brought to you by Robert Half. Our recruiters' expertise and award-winning AI will find you the skilled candidates you want. At Robert Half, we know talent. Visit roberthalf.com/talent today.
Real sports talk for real fans with real opinions. The Fan, 101.9 FM, and always streaming on the Odyssey, iHeartRadio, and TuneIn apps. Now, time for Bald Face Lie, Bald Face Truth with Brandon Tierney and Sal Licata.
Oh, yeah. Every Tuesday, 11:45, Hoff's time to shine. Hoffy, Pessimistic Pete. Should we start calling you Pessimistic Pete or
Pissed off Petey?
I actually like Pissed Off Petey, but Pessimistic Pete's the way to go right now because there's no positivity. The only thing I'm positive about is the Mets are going to not make the playoffs. I'm positive about that.
All right. Anyway, your time to shine here. A little bald face truth, bald face lie before we get back to the calls. What do you got?
Let's go.
Those Ricos must be fun last few nights, huh, Huff?
They're not stressful at all. They're very depressing. I mean, but
I'm
whatever.
sure.
I mean, whatever. It is what it is.
I got you.
It's not my fault that they suck.
I hear you.
Correct. It is not our fault. It is, in fact, their fault.
The fans showed up. I mean, hello. We should get a trophy for selling out, selling over 3 million in attendance?
They set the record, Citi Field.
I know.
All because of Soto.
Thank you.
Honestly.
We did that. The fans did that.
That's right.
All right. Let's start with BT.
Yes.
Bald-faced lie, bald-faced truth. Russell Wilson will play more games than Justin Fields in 2025.
That's a bold-faced lie. I mean, I'd like to know the severity of the concussion with Justin Fields here. And he, I would imagine Jackson Dart, just based on the nature of his game, although Fields will run more than Dart. But Dart will run more than Wilson. Point being, they'll both be in harm's way. When you do the RPO and you look to run quite a bit, you're going to get popped by linebackers and safeties coming up with some steam. So, I would think that he's going to get dinged up again at some point, unfortunately here. But no, I think that even if he doesn't play this week, and I'm not so sure that he does, that concussion protocols become very tricky in the NFL. So I think there's a chance he does not play against the Dolphins, but then he would be back after that. And I think by then Wilson's out, whether it's Jameis or Dart. So bold-faced lie.
So you're saying, will Russell Wilson play more games than Justin Fields?
Yeah, and I didn't preface a team.
What? Meaning what, he's going to get dealt?
Well, he could.
He could.
Who the hell wants him?
I mean, maybe Cincinnati.
Yeah.
I mean, there are a lot of teams with now, again, is he going to be the best to go? Isn't that a weird spot, trading a starting quarterback to go into a team without the preseason, without any kind of
Yeah. Backup's one thing. A starter?
Yeah, that's a tough ask. I am going to go against the grain here and say that I believe Russell Wilson's still going to start this week. Dable was not committal. He was non-committal, but everybody's taking it like it's going to be Jackson Dart. I'm not 100% sold that that's going to be the case. But even if you do factor that in, you have to feel that at some point sooner than later, the Jackson Dart storm is coming on, so it's tough. I'm going to go with Russell Wilson, though. I'm going to go against the grain and stick with my gut and say that they stick with their plan. And let's just say, hypothetically, Russell Wilson is named starter week 4, and the Giants play well and maybe win a game at home against the Chargers. That should buy him another week or two. Maybe get through that rough part of the schedule because they're going to be. You would think they'd beat the Saints or at least be very competitive with the Saints. And Wilson should be good. Maybe get through the Eagles part of the schedule. And then you start talking about week 9 or so, factor in maybe a Fields injury or who knows if he's coming back. Not that I hope that, obviously. I'm going to say Russell Wilson.
Again, and there's also the fact that, or possibility, he does play well the next few weeks, and then they somehow trade him.
Yeah, exactly. Right.
Don't you want? Wouldn't you? At this point in time, if you're going to not make the playoffs, don't you want pieces back for somebody?
What would you even have to get? Yeah, exactly. What do you even have to get?
What 6th, 7th round picks from the dude? If the Bengals want to be competitive this year,
I mean,
well, yeah, maybe. Yeah. All right, ball-faced lie, ball-faced truth. Let's go to Sal.
Yeah,
it will take 1 full month before we use the term soft to describe Karl Anthony Towns.
I love how you're working Knicks Media Day into it. That boy. Let's go Knicks.
1 month from when? Today or from the season?
From the start of the season, sorry.
No. That's a bald-faced lie. I think he's going to be called soft leading up to the season. I think he'll be called soft probably the opening week, if not opening night. I don't think you got a month wiggle room there with Karl Anthony Towns.
Okay, I just want to make sure I understand the question. I know it's about Karl Anthony Towns. Just frame it again. Like the wording is both of them a little tricky.
It will take 1 full month before we use the word soft to describe Karl Anthony Towns.
Bull-faced truth. He is who he is, and he's inherently soft. It is what it is.
So
that's a bull-faced lie.
That's why I was confused. Yeah, and listen, he's incredibly skilled here. I'm not trying to diss him.
I didn't even do the By the way, guys, I haven't even done like the will not. No,
not the double negative.
No double negative. This is straightforward.
We still got to clean this up.
Yeah, but I'm not the only one who's confused. So that's more of a you thing than an us thing, I would think.
By the way, isn't it crazy to have like Media Day? You mentioned it. See the Knicks back in uniform and talking. The season ended. We were together in your backyard watching them go down to the Pacers. That was a fun ride, though.
Like, we watched a couple of games together. That was pretty cool, man.
Just hanging out watching Knicks playoffs. I love watching the Knicks in the playoffs. And this year's regular season with the new head coach going to be much more intriguing than it was a year ago.
Oh, yeah. They're going to look very different. I think there's going to be a couple of guys. I think Deuce is going to be used differently. I think Brunson's going to be used differently off the ball. I think you're going to see some different configurations. And by the way, the Knicks could win 60 this year just because the Eastern Conference. The Eastern Conference is jacked up.
I know, they're expected to go to the finals.
If they got to be the top seed. They're certainly top 2 seed.
I just can't get over Mike Brown, who, by the way, they said today he's going to have a rotation of 9 to 10 players. Okay, well, he's got a better bench than Tibbs had to work with.
He does.
9 or 10 players. Okay, well, what are we talking about here?
My boy Shamit's back. You got to find a way to get him in there. Come on, stop dissing Shamit.
Jesus, with Landry Shamet. But if they just kept Tibbs one more year, I would have felt so much better about this team.
No, I thought
the East is down.
Yeah, you know where I stood. It was time to move on from Tibbs, and I respect the hell out of him. Hey, I could be wrong on this. Yeah. I just think Mike Brown's the right philosophy for this group of players. Either way, Karl Anthony Towns. However, I'm going to answer. Let me just give you 15 seconds on Town, if that. He's incredibly skilled, and that's not going to change. And 1 month into the season, I think you kind of framed it that way somewhat. A month in, he's going to be averaging 23 or 24 with 9 or 10 rebounds. He's going to be playing well, and that's going to be winning. My concern is when you get to the playoffs, those double pumps at the rim, those long, sloppy drives to the rim. I'm not trying to diss him. He is good. Wish he was a little tougher.
What do you got off last one?
Final one. This is a good one. I don't know how much time we have left in the segment. BT.
Yes.
Bald-faced lie, bald-faced truth. Pete Alonso has played his last home game with the New York Mets.
That's a bald-faced lie. I believe that they're going to find a way to get this done, and I'm with Sal. I think he should be back, and not just for sentimentality. Pete's had a great season. I know he's goofy over at first base. It's actually gotten worse as the year's gone on. But he is a proven run producer in a league where there's just not as many as there used to be. He fits the Mets. He is a Met. Now, I do think they're going to have to change a lot around Pete Alonso and Juan Soto But no, I believe he's going to opt out because his year, the merit he deserves more than that. And I believe they'll come to a 2 or 3 year deal. He'll be happy. Fans will be happy. I believe Pete's staying.
You know what I was thinking to clean this segment up a little bit? Maybe you can print it out for us, even if we know in advance. I know that part of the surprise is part of the fun, but like by the time you ask the question and BT answers it, or vice versa, if I answer it, like I forget how to answer it. I'm going to say bald-faced lie because I think you said Pete has played his final game at City Field as a Met.
That's what he said.
Okay, so bald-faced lie, but maybe that could help clean things up a little bit, a refresher.
Give advice for you, Huff.
Here's what I would say. They have to bring Pete Alonso back. I think that they know it. When I say they, I mean Steve Cohen. I'm not sure what David Stearns is going to want to do. He's going to value defense, and Pete Alonso is not a good defensive first baseman. As a matter of fact, you go back to that play with Kodai Senga, it changed the entire Mets season. To me, I was never more proud or excited to be a Met fan than I was prior to that injury. And I only say that because once that injury happened, the tailspin happened. The next day was like the June 13th day.
I remember.
Or it might have been an off day in between there, but it was right around there. And I would bring Pete back with Soto. You cannot break up that connection. Also, remember, a couple of things have happened here where last year I was resigned to letting him go and okay with it because Vientos was an option to take over. We all expected Vientos to be good. Vladimir Guerrero Jr. was an option. He's now off the board. Vientos has proven to be inconsistent and just had a flat-out awful year. There are no other options that can play every day and hit 30-plus home runs and drive in 100-plus runs in New York like Pete Alonso did.
What about Bellinger?
Yeah, but they would need him in addition. I'm looking to get rid of other pieces. You cannot break up Pete Alonso and Juan Soto. So I'm not opposed to bringing in Bellinger. And by the way, I don't think there's any way the
Yankees
he's
not leaving. He's a perfect fit. They can't let him go.
And he's not the power bat that Pete is. And also there are inconsistencies there.
But imagine Bellinger at first base and Pete is the DH.
I'd rather take advantage of Bellinger. Well, okay, fair enough. I was going to say take advantage of Bellinger's defense in the outfield. Point is, if I am the Mets and Steve Cohen, and this is where if I'm Steve Cohen, I would tell David Stearns, this is what you're going to do. Whatever the market says he's worth, you're paying that. I don't care what it is. Whoever, pick a team.
Say the White Sox come 3 years, $75 million.
Yeah, I mean, that's a layup. But let's say somebody goes to 5 years.
Like the Yankees go for 5 years.
No one's going 5 years. He's still not getting 5. It's not changing that much.
Agreed.
No way.
Agreed. So he may think he's getting 6, whatever. I don't think he's getting that. So what's the worst that he could be getting? Like, we're talking about 5 years, $200 million? I don't even think it's going to be that. So whatever.
3 + 1, his option.
I think he might get a 4-year deal. Now, again, if you go 4 times 30, what's the math on that?
120.
120, yeah.
Okay.
Look at you. I beat off Xavier overstepping that.
And then what about if you go 5, it's 150.
Yeah.
Let's say 5, 150. If I'm the Mets and I'm Cohen, I'm telling Stearns, whatever it is, and even if it's 5 for 150, you tell Pete, we want him back. We're going to give him his long-term commitment, 5 years, 150, but he's going to be the DH. And I mean primary DH. He could play a little bit of first base, but primarily the DH.
Yeah, he's not getting 5 for 150. But I'm with you. I'm with you on the premise. I know what you're saying. I got you.
I'm paying him to hit.
If somebody else is knocking down his door for X and Y in terms of years and length and value, well then, hey, get it done. Because if somebody else wants him, we want him more, and make sure that you match whatever they're offering.
His value is as a DH, not as a first baseman.
Well, here's the thing too. Think about the way we answer the question. So by us all saying that he has not played his last game. We're all saying that we believe he will be back with the Mets next year. Not one of us said that we believe that they'll make the playoffs, beat the Dodgers, and come back and play a game in the postseason this year.
Oh,
just to throw that in there as well. You know what I mean?
Well, I don't think they're making the playoffs.
I think they might, but I think they're getting whacked by the Dodgers if they do.
BT and Sal on the Fan. We come back down with the King topic of the day. We'll reset, go back to the Giants, start Jackson Dart or not. We'll continue with your calls as well. 888-808-1019.
The Yankees are back in the Bronx facing the White Sox. 7:05 tonight. Driven by Jeep.
A 1 pitch, swing on a high fly ball. Deep center field, and that ball on cue is out of the ballpark.
Susan Waldman and Dave Sims call all the play-by-play. The home of Yankees baseball is The Fan. 101.9 FM and always live on the free Odyssey app.
Fall is in the air, and that means spectacular savings at Open Road Mazda of Morristown. Morristown and Open Road Mazda of East Brunswick. Lease the versatile 2025 Mazda CX-5 all-wheel drive for only $239 per month for 36 months. Or choose the rugged 2025 Mazda CX-50 all-wheel drive for just $249 per month for 36 months. Prices are falling at Open Road Mazda of Morristown and Open Road Mazda of East Brunswick. Visit us today for exceptional seasonal offers. Click shop, we deliver, openroadmazda.com. Must finance through Mazda Financial Services. See dealer for complete details.
Hey, it's Gio from Boomer and Gio. Join me this Friday to watch all the Ryder Cup action at the Tap Room in Farmingdale. I'll be down there at 1 p.m. and I have some Ryder Cup tickets to give away. Thanks to our friends at Flag and Anthem. Plus, there's great drink specials and golf simulators so you can get into the swing of it. I'll be at the Tap Room in Farmingdale, but there's 8 other locations on Long Island, and they're all celebrating the Ryder Cup with viewing parties, giveaways, and more. Tap Room is where locals go for craft beer, real food, and the best sports atmosphere. Cheer on the USA in the Ryder Cup and find your nearest location at taproomofny.com.
Sunday no longer a fun day? We've got specialists for that. Walking the dog, unleash, knee pain? We've got specialists for that. With 45 Castle Connolly top doctors, Orland & Cohen specialists are considered among the best in the nation by their peers, which can mean a better outcome for you. From Staten Island to Southampton, our network is open 7 days a week, so you can feel better, faster. Visit OrlandCohen.com.
Some things are hard to commit to, like learning how to surf or saving for a family vacation. But one commitment that's easy, switching to Fios Home Internet with a 5-year price lock guarantee. That means 5 great summers of fast, reliable internet at the same low price. All with the Fios 1 gig internet plan. Plus no hidden fees or equipment charges. Call 1-833-VERIZON to switch today. Price guarantee applies to base monthly rate only for new and existing My Home customers.
Town Fair Tire, Connecticut's largest discount tire dealer. Because we give you the guaranteed lowest price and we honor every manufacturer's rebate. We even honor all our competitors' rebates. Nobody beats Town Fair Tire. Nobody.
Town Fair Tire.
School may be back, but the fun doesn't have to stop. Nickelodeon Universe, the biggest indoor theme park in the nation, has over 25 rides for every age and thrill seeker. Just minutes from Manhattan. Don't wait. Get tickets from $49 today at AmericanDream.com.
Finding great candidates to hire can be like, well, trying to find a needle in a haystack. Sure, you can post your job to some job board, but then all you can do is hope the right person comes along, which is why you should try ZipRecruiter for free at ZipRecruiter.com/free. ZipRecruiter doesn't depend on candidates finding you. Its powerful technology identifies people with the right experience and actively invites them to apply to your job. You get qualified candidates fast. So while other companies might deliver a lot of hay, ZipRecruiter finds you what you're looking for. The needle in the haystack.
4 out of 5 employers who post a job on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate through the site within the first day. ZipRecruiter, the smartest way to hire. And right now, you can try ZipRecruiter for free. That's right, free. Just go to this exclusive web address, ZipRecruiter.com/free. That's ZipRecruiter.com/free. ZipRecruiter.com/free.
Morning, Zoe. Got donuts.
Jeff Bridges, why are you still living above our garage?
Well, I dig the mattress, and I want to be in a T-Mobile commercial like you. Teach me, Saldana.
Oh, no, I'm not really prepared. I couldn't possibly. At T-Mobile, get the new iPhone 17 Pro on them. It's designed to be the most powerful iPhone yet and has the ultimate pro camera system.
Wow, impressive. Let me try. T-Mobile is the best place to get iPhone 17 Pro because they've got the best network.
Nice, Jeffrey.
You heard them. T-Mobile is the best place to get the new iPhone 17 Pro on us with eligible trade-in in any condition.
So, what are we having for lunch?
Dude, my work here is done.
24 monthly bill credits on experience beyond for well-qualified customers plus tax and $35 device connection charge. Credits ended, balance due if you pay off earlier. Cancel. Finance agreement iPhone 17 Pro, 256 gigs, $1,099.99 and new line minimum $100 plus a month plan with auto pay plus taxes and fees required. Best mobile network in the U.S. based on analysis by Ookla Speed Test Intelligence data 1H2025. Visit T-Mobile.com.
Listen to You Better You Bet with Nick Costa Sunday morning at 8 right here on The Fan. Nick will preview all the football action to get you ready for kickoff, presented by BetMGM. Make it legendary. Please gamble responsibly. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER.
The home of Yankees radio is WFAN, WFAN-FM, WFAN-FM HD1 New York, and Odyssey Sports Station.
WFAN Sports Flash.
Good
afternoon. At noon, I'm Justin Rock. This report sponsored by Paramus Chevrolet. The Yankees and Mets start their final stretches of the regular season. The Yanks opening up a 6-game homestand tonight with 3 against the White Sox. Can clinch a playoff spot with a win. Coverage on the Fan gets underway at 6:25. The Bombers 3 up on the Red Sox for the top wild card. 2 back of the Blue Jays in the AL East. Giancarlo Stanton talking about the chase on Yes.
We can't really pay attention to them. We just got to do our thing every night. Without us winning, it really doesn't matter what they're doing. So just got to win each day, win each at-bat, each pitch, and it'll unfold itself.
Mets and Cubs at 7:40 on Odyssey Mets Radio. New York entering the day tie with Cincinnati for the final NL wild card. Reds hold the tiebreaker. NFL, more Cam Scatterbo coming up for Big Blue. The Giants, Tyrone Tracy expected to be out 2 to 4 weeks with a dislocated shoulder. WNBA, the Liberty announcing they will not renew the contract for head coach Sandy Brondello in 2026. Fan weather sponsored by NJ MEP Manufacturing Day on October 3rd in Freehold. If you work in New Jersey manufacturing, this is your chance to network, learn, and connect with resources for your businesses. October 3rd, the annual Made in New Jersey Manufacturing Day in Freehold. Both gubernatorial candidates will share their vision for industry in New Jersey. Register today at njmep.org. 77 degrees, sunny in Central Park. That's what's happening. I'm Justin Rock.
Get connected with WFAN to talk about your favorite teams. The Fan on the Odyssey, iHeart, and TuneIn app.
Tierney Sal Licata back on the Fan on this now Tuesday afternoon, and we are down with the king topic of the day, and it is the New York Football Giants and the decision, BT, that Brian Daboll has at the quarterback spot. He alluded yesterday to, well, he was non-committal. That's the way that I would put it. Non-committal to Russell Wilson as being the starter ahead of their Week 4 matchup taking on the Chargers here at MetLife Stadium. I think it's a huge mistake. The idea that Russell Wilson is washed, the idea that Russell Wilson's play has anything to do with Jackson Dart's development to me is the wrong thing to begin with. They had a plan. Their plan clearly was not to draft the rookie and start him. They went with Russell Wilson. They obviously brought in Jameis Winston as well. They wanted to shore up that quarterback room, have some veterans there. Stick to the plan. Do not go away from that because of the first 3 weeks of the season. Again, I was going to say even if they think he's ready. If they think he's ready, I guess I would not do that myself. If they think he's ready, I'd wait another couple of weeks on top of it. I would not be willing to throw Jackson Dart to the Wolves just yet if I'm the Giants.
Yeah, I mean, listen, Sal, you and I are on the same page with this. The prudent path is the sensible path here because there's nothing that's going to happen that's going to change the trajectory of the Giants' season this year that's going to elevate them to a championship team. I think we all know that. So really what it's got to be is about elevating the Giants to a relevant franchise downstream, and you do that much quicker if you protect the young quarterback and put him out there when he's fully ready and what's around him is maybe more ready. You know, it's interesting, too, because you use the term non-committal. You're right. He was absolutely non-committal to the quarterback yesterday, but I took his non-committal nature as him being committed in an odd way to moving on because the other weeks when he was asked about that, he was very direct and he kind of snuffed that out a little bit. Maybe they really don't know. Maybe they're still in those final discussion stages and organizationally they're still getting together and trying to get the answer. But for me, there's only, 1 or 2 things that really matter. Number one, what's the motivation? Is it because he's the best option or is it to shut up the detractors? And we all know what is acceptable and what's not. And then the other thing to me is, what's ownership's role here? I would love to know, is it a football thing? Is it a perception thing, a PR thing? I just hope they don't botch this, but I'm not guaranteed that they won't.
Yeah, and that's why to me this shows, I don't believe there's any way Brian Daboll came into the season saying Jackson Dart's going to be playing by week 4 or 5, which means they're either letting the results of the first 3 weeks and Russell Wilson's play, which also is not a good enough reason to go to Jackson Dart. Either that's the case or they're letting public pressure, the negative feel around the organization, ownership meddling, that's getting in the way. And those are 2 wrong reasons for starting the young quarterback. I don't believe it's, well, you're going to start, then why not just start Jackson Dart off of his hot preseason? If you think he's that good, what's changed in 3 weeks from where we were with Jackson Dart? So to me, there's no way that it's based solely on the performance of Jackson Dart or the feel that he is in fact ready to be the starting quarterback of the New York Giants.
Okay, so we agree with a lot of that. I think where we do disagree is the way Russ has looked and why I would go to Jameis. I don't think that they will. See, to me, you're the head coach. You've got to be able to stand in front of a room of grown men who this is not just having fun playing football on Saturdays with your buddies. This is their livelihood. And to me, Russell Wilson and the film, and you always hear the former players, look at the film. Film don't lie. Tape don't lie. Russell Wilson the other night looked like, to me, and I say this with all due respect because he's going to be a Hall of Famer, did not want to get hit. Russell Wilson was chucking and ducking, and if we can see that, and that when you chuck and duck, that's when you throw it in the tunnel. That's when you hit the crossbar. That's when you make throws where nobody on the field has a chance to catch it, not even the security guard who's keeping fans off the field. And I think it's very hard to justify to the rest of the guys in the locker room that we're going to still go back to the quarterback who didn't look like he wanted to be physical the other night.
Yeah,
that's a problem.
The idea that, to me, Russ is washed after he went out there and threw for 450. The Cowboys defense stinks still. I mean, they stink. No quarterbacks are throwing for nearly 500 yards and throwing the ball the way that Russell Wilson did. So I don't think that he's washed, and I just don't see the point of going to Jameis Winston. If they're going to make a change to me, then I would go to Jackson Dart, but that's why I would wait a little bit. And I'm not even saying you got to wait till the second half of the season. Like, I understand. Believe me, I want to see Jackson Dart as much as anybody else. You think I want to sit down Sunday and waste my Sunday afternoon watching a Giants team that is 0-3, dead in the water, with Russell Wilson at quarterback with no sign of the future? And, like, there's nothing for me to really watch or to be excited about. So I get the excitement of the Giant fan to want to see Jackson Dart. I want him to be developed the proper way. Throwing him to the Wolves, a hungry fan base that is dying to see some excitement and some wins, I don't think that that's a recipe for success. I would try to be as disciplined as I can if I'm Brian Daboll and wait, but I also don't see why you would go to Jameis Winston instead of Russell Wilson.
Because I think that Jameis would be more willing to stand in there, take a shot, deliver a strike, give the Giants a little bit of a better chance to win, and you still protect Dart. That's the reasoning.
Keep Dart on the bench. So we agree with keeping Dart on the bench. I would go Russell Wilson. You'd go Jameis Winston. We'll see what happens. I'm assuming we're getting an announcement from the Giants themselves probably tomorrow. Maybe some reports start to leak tonight about who's going to be named the starter. It seems like it's going to go opposite of Russell Wilson. I'm not 100% sold on that, but we'll see what happens. Either way, I think it's going to be a mistake. It's too early to go to Jackson Dart. BT and Sal on the Fan. Our friends at Town Fair Tire remind you that at Town Fair Tire, you always get the guaranteed lowest price on name brand tires from Connecticut to Maine. Nobody beats Town Fair Tire. Nobody. We also talked about the Mets and working them into the conversation. 6 games to go. They are in full implosion mode as they have been for a while. No reason to really believe that they're going to, at least from my perspective, BT, which they're probably going to have to go 4-2. I would think at worst, maybe 3-3. And even that, I'm not so sure that they could go. But I don't think they're going 4-2. They don't have the tiebreaker with the Reds or the Diamondbacks. Reds right now own that position. Just 6 games to go. I have no faith in the New York Mets.
They're a step away from being a laughingstock. And that is going to be a very, very ugly and very serious and a lot of discussions that we're going to have if and when we get to that point. I still think they find a way to get in. It's based more on, I want to keep the spirit of a potential Subway Series alive because the Mets have not, reinforced any sort of confidence that they're ready to play good baseball. Even if they lost the series to the Nats, which they did, but they just played more buttoned up ball, they're actually getting sloppier as the year goes on. So my basis is not necessarily a baseball thing. It's more, I don't know. Maybe I'm just falling in love with the names here, and I think they've got a few more than the Reds. But I don't blame you. I don't blame Hoff. I don't blame the Met fan who doesn't see anything right now. The Mets have been lagging and just tripping all over themselves for basically 4 months here, Sal.
All right, let's get some calls in on both those topics. 888-808-1019. We started with the Giants, so we'll do that again here. Jim is in West Orange. What's up, Jim? Jim? Okay, Jim, you got to hang up on the phone there.
It's 1990 stuff there, Jim. Come on, man. You got to know the rules, Jim.
Chris is calling from Tinton Falls about those Giants. What's up, Chris?
Chris.
Man, what do you say? Look, guys, what's funny? You asked me a month ago, I had the same opinion as you guys, riding it out, not moving the dart. I've now changed my opinion, and I have a couple ideas why. First and foremost, it's not to energize the fans. I know that might be an answer, but that wouldn't be my answer.
Okay.
One is, Dart was he was a first rounder. And the assumption automatically is, he's a first-rounder, he's great. We don't know. I mean, admittedly, this class coming out wasn't perceived as great. So I want to see as much data on him as possible for 2 reasons. One, you guys have known I've called a lot. I'm not a Shane and Dable supporter. I haven't been since year 2 of their regime. I think they've blown it up. I don't want them to go to Dart late and then him have some success, And the end of the year, then we're sitting there going, ooh, he looked good. Maybe now Dable deserves another year. No. I want a full set. So if he looks good, then you can bring back this regime. If not, let the new GM and coach decide based on what they saw of 10, 11 games, hey, this guy's got something. And the other thing about getting a quarterback shell-shocked, a lot of it's predicated on lack of a running game and a bad line. Daniel Jones, year one, was actually pretty good.
Yeah.
Andrew Thomas coming back speaks to maybe the line solidifying a bit. Scatterboo looks like he could be a good help there. He's got some tools. I think there's logic to making the move now to get a totality of data. Don't appease the fans. That should never factor in.
What about
but
the owner?
Don't also throw
what about the
a
owner?
lifeline to Dable.
What about the owner? You think this is...
You know what? Yeah, you know what? I think this is one instance where the owner may have weighed in, and I don't fault them because he cannot afford. The first thing you do when you're in a hole, stop digging. Find out if Shane and Dable are the answer. Don't give them the out in December 2nd and then 4 promising games at Dart, and you're like,
but the problem,
it looks okay, maybe.
I get that, Chris, and thank you for the call. Good stuff there.
That's a good call.
The problem with that is that you hire these guys. Like, we could all have our opinions on what Shane and Dable are. Mara hired them, and then he chose to keep them last year. So if I'm him, I'm letting them decide how they want to handle this final year, and then I'll evaluate it after the fact. If I'm Dable and the owner's telling me that I have to play a quarterback who I don't believe is ready right now, like, that's not setting your head coach up for success. And we've already had this happen with Daniel Jones. How many times are we going to go through the same damn thing? So I don't know the inner workings of it, and maybe we won't truly know until those guys are out of there and then they start spilling. But to me, this whole thing reeks of ownership getting involved, and that, regardless of the result of Jackson Dart, is not the right recipe for me.
Who's got more pressure on him right now, Mara or Dable, in terms of repercussions?
I mean, Dable's going to lose his job.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Boom. I mean, so, you know,
the fan base, though.
Well, I get it.
Yeah.
Giant fans are they're displeased, but no matter what happens, even though they sold off 10% of the team, whatever it was a couple of months ago, it's his team, okay? And that's not going to change no matter. You could have literally 0 people in the stadium in December, 0, or 80,000 for the other team. It's still going to be Mara's team. If this doesn't get turned around fast, Dable's out of a job. So I bring that, and that's an obvious question, but I ask it because now I get to the next question. So with that being the case, who's got more motivation to roll the dice? The answer is Dable, because he's got more to lose, because Mara's not going to lose anything.
Right.
So if Dable's got more motivation to save his own behind, which I get, it's human nature, self-preservation, he could be of the mindset to do something before it's ready to be done to stabilize his situation. And I don't like that. That's where it's dangerous for the long-term health of the Giants, which is why this is a mess any way you cut it.
Right, because they shouldn't be in a spot where they're lame ducks, or he's a lame duck when you have a young quarterback like this. It could be ownership meddling. It could be the pressure that Dable's feeling to get things turned around quickly. Let me ask you, if the Giants won week 2, which, by the way, they should have and very easily could have, but really they should have won that game. Are we sitting here talking about Jackson Dart if they're 1-2? Like, is it because they're 0-3? And again, I know the excitement about Jackson Dart, and it shouldn't be about the results of Russell Wilson's play. I do feel like, though, because they're 0-3, it is expediting that process, and that should not be the case.
But who's expediting it? That's the question. That's where we keep getting back to.
I don't know. I want to find out. And they're like, Dable could come out and say, yeah, this is my decision. I don't even know if I fully believe him.
Yeah, no, that's going to be organizational. There's no way he's making that final call. I can't imagine. There's no way it's Dable's final call.
But they're also not going to come out and say, well, the owner told us to do it.
No, but he could,
after the fact, maybe.
No, but he could say, think about how, like, you know, Boone and Mendoza talk about how some of their decisions, or you could always position it somewhere between, like, organizationally, you know, when we drafted him, we liked him as a team, and we believed that, like, you could always go to the we and kind of obscure the reality of who actually made the call without saying, oh, yeah, the owner said, we got to do it. There's no way he's going to say that.
Well, we know what happened. Like, Diana Rossini broke everything down with the Jets after the fact with Woody and Saleh and Rodgers. Somebody's got to get on this and see what's going on. Maybe they will, but it's probably going to be after the fact.
Skinner get on it, right? He's been doing some digging out there, right?
Bobby Skinner of the Giants Nation. I'll tell you this about Bobby Skinner.
Yeah, you love him. I don't know his work too much, but you rave about the guy.
There is nobody and I mean nobody, that is as intelligent, as passionate, as knowledgeable about the New York Football Giants than Bobby Skinner, he created the Giants Station podcast on his own, was with John Boy talking Giants, left doing that. Nobody puts as much into it as Bobby Skinner. So
why was he getting raked over the coals yesterday, Skinner? What was going on with that?
I'm not going to get involved in their issue.
What happened?
But I just know Bobby Skinner, he's on top of it. I wouldn't be so dismissive of him.
No, I'm not.
I am dismissive. No, I know you're not. I'm saying.
What happened yesterday?
Yeah, I mean, there was some other. Go on social media if you want. Yeah, you don't want to get involved in that again.
No, I'm just teasing.
Well, no part of that. I just know Bobby Skinner. First of all, he's a good dude, but as passionate a Giants fan, and nobody is as knowledgeable as him breaking down the tape and the roster and this and that as he has for years. Ralph is calling from Manhattan. What's up, Ralph?
Ralphie.
Hey, I'll give you a bald-faced lie. The Mets get into the playoffs this year. That's their bald-faced lie. You can debate that because this team has never found its identity. They don't know who they are, and it sounds cliche when I say that, but it's oh so true. You have to establish yourself at one point or another and show who you are. These superstars are there for good reason to perform. When Soto was hot, the Mets were not. And that's kind of the credo that goes along with this team. And here's one thing, and you mentioned it. I think BT mentioned it. I'm not sure, Sal, but I think BT mentioned this. When you lose your confidence, I don't care if you're playing Little League Baseball, Pee Wee, or you're on top of the scale there, the way these guys are. You just do not perform. You can actually see this team losing its confidence as they drop game after game after game. There was nobody or no pitcher or no position player that said, we're going to put a stop to this somehow. We're going to come together and beat these teams we should beat. They just could not do it all year long, guys.
Yeah, I can't argue that, Ralph, and thank you for the call. Confidence, mindset. We know, well, we could disagree about this. You and I do disagree about this. I was going to say we know that. Here's what I would say. I know that their talent is better than the way that they've played. Now, there's a big difference of barely making the postseason in a field of six teams, okay, and winning the World Series and having that type of talent. I know that their talent, even with being ravaged with injury and the pitching, the way that they had to do it, I know that they should be better than what the results are. So when that's the case, it's not just, well, they don't have the starting pitching. Well, they don't have the guys in the lineup. Well, they don't have the depth. Well, they don't have the bullpen. Well, they don't have the... No. They have enough, bare minimum, to be a postseason team. And they're not going to be one. Now, why is that the case? For me, it's obviously a complex question. There are many reasons
there's
why.
5 answers there.
But I do think ultimately it's because of the mindset, the lack of confidence, the inability to acknowledge the reality of their situation instead of just saying, well, we're talented, we're going to come out of it. Like, the manager's saying that and the players are saying that. That's what they really believe. I believe that that's what they believe. Well, we're talented, we're going to come out of it. Instead of saying, guys, what the hell's going on here? You need to pick it up. I need to pick it up. He needs to pick it up. You stink. I stink. He stinks. We all stink. So let's turn it around because we're embarrassing ourselves in the organization. Like, that's the reality of the situation. And I haven't heard one of those guys say that yet. Not one.
Well, when this came up before and you said something fairly similar, my response was, well, who's saying it behind closed doors?
Right.
And if they are, and I bring this up a lot, like, you can tell me whatever the situation might be, even like Boone with Volpe, or maybe more specific, like Boone with some of the players like the last couple of years whether it was Glaber or situations like that. Yeah. I'm sure you're getting on them, but if I don't see the results change, then the manner in which you're getting on them is not as effective as it needs to be. I don't doubt that's, I don't think I doubt, maybe I'm starting to, but I don't doubt that somebody at some point has stood up with some sort of energy and vigor and purpose and, just like some red-assness. Boomer used that word this morning, and I love it. We know what it means. Somebody had to stand up and really try to hammer home the message that this is unacceptable. I don't doubt that somebody tried. What I think is pretty obvious is that it didn't hit the mark because nothing has really changed, and that's a problem. 888-808-1019, BT and Sal on the Fan. We got about an hour and a half more to go. We'll get back to these Giant calls. Obviously, Met fans. I'm not even a Met fan. I'm the only one who's saying it. I think they're going to find a way to get in. Well, I don't know why I'm saying that, but then you walk around, outside of Positive Tommy, of course, who thinks they're going to go 5-1. I bumped into him before. He said they're going to go 5, but they said 5-1. one. Almost as good as Rosie saying they're going to go 6-0 yesterday. But outside of that, Evan is down, Sal's down, Hobbs down. Everybody's down. Man, is it going to really end this way, Bet fans? Come on. Hey, who's hot in football? Brought to you by Petro Home Services. Jonathan Taylor is hot as he rushed for a $102 and 3 touchdowns in the win over Tennessee. Want to save on heating costs? Well, go with Petro. Switch now and get $125 free heating oil with reliable delivery in any weather and live 24/7 service. Count on your local HVAC pros at Petro to stay warm and save up this winter. Go to petro.com now and get $125 free heating oil, or give them a buzz at 1-888-PETRO-02 today. Use propane. Ask about special offers. Propane not available in all areas.
Every Saturday at 8 a.m., it's Kickoff with Boomer and Mike Valenti, where the guys break down the biggest headlines and storylines from across the NFL.
I look forward to breaking down that game with you, but I know we do have some NFL news to get into and talk about.
Kickoff with Boomer and Valenti is brought to you by Nationwide. For your insurance and financial needs, Nationwide is on your side. The Fan, 101.9 FM, and always streaming on Odyssey, TuneIn, and the iHeartRadio app.
Together, let's drive at Paramus Chevrolet. For just $197 a month and $19.14 due at delivery, lease a brand new Trax 4D Wagon LT with front-wheel drive for 24 months. Buying? Enjoy 0.0% APR financing for well-qualified buyers. Visit ParamusChevrolet.com today.
Hey Yankees fans, come out to Yankee Stadium on Friday, September 26th when the Yankees host the division rival Orioles for a great promotional giveaway. It's Yankees Jersey Hoodie Night, presented by Star Insurance. The first 18,000 guests in attendance will receive a Yankees Jersey hoodie. For tickets, log on to Yankees.com/tickets. Don't miss Yankees Jersey Hoodie Night when the Yankees face the Baltimore Orioles on Friday, September 26th. Visit Yankees.com/tickets today.
Looking for Michelin tires at the guaranteed lowest price? Get to Town Fair Tire. Michelin's innovative technologies are designed for durability and performance over any of the toughest road conditions, so you can trust you're getting the highest quality tires. And Town Fair's been a name you can trust since 1967. Now with over 120 locations and still growing, because nobody beats a Town Fair Tire deal. Nobody.
Name brands at discount prices. Town Fair Tire.
Hear that? That's the beginning of a journey powered by the confidence that comes from driving a vehicle so reliable. It's backed by a 10-year, 100,000-mile limited powertrain warranty. Where your journey ends? Well, that's up to you. Visit your local Kia dealer today. Kia, movement that inspires.
See retailer for warranty details. Always drive safely. Limited inventory available.
Hey, FanDuel is getting you ready for kickoff with an offer you won't want to miss. New customers can bet just $5 and get $300 in bonus bets if you win. That's right. Pick a bet. Bet $5, and if it wins, you'll unlock $300 in bonus bets to use all across the app. You could build parlays, bet player props, ride the live lines, whatever your style, FanDuel has you covered. The NFL season is finally here, and the only question is, are you ready to play? Visit FanDuel.com/Boomer to download the FanDuel app today and get started. That's FanDuel.com/Boomer. Now, we all love the app around here. It is safe, secure, and when you win, you get paid instantly. FanDuel Sportsbook is the official partner of WFAN.
21 and over and physically present in New York. First online real money wager only. $5 first deposit required. Bonus issues, non-withdrawable bonus bets that expire 7 days after receipt. Restrictions apply. See terms at sportsbook.fanduel.com. For help with the gambling problem, call 877-8-HOPE-NY or text HOPE-NY 467-369.
Got internet? Cool. A $200 Verizon gift card for switching to our Fios 1 gig plan? Hot. And here's a pro tip. Use it to pay your bill. It's like getting 2 months free. Plus, get a 5-year price guarantee. Hurry into your Verizon store today. Offer ends 10/8/25. Must install and maintain eligible Fios service in good standing for 65 days and register gift card per offer terms. One offer per account. Price guarantee for new customers on select plans and excludes taxes and other charges. See store for additional terms and conditions.
For over 100 years, Sloman's has been your trusted partner in comfort. When it comes to home heating oil, they deliver more than just quality fuel. They deliver peace of mind. With price protection, automatic deliveries, and 24/7 service, their dedicated team is just a call away, ensuring you stay warm warm and comfortable all winter long. Sloman's, the Tri-State's largest heating oil provider, proudly serving their community for generations. Give them a call today at 866-GET-HEAT or visit oil.slomans.com.
Do Crohn's disease or ulcerative colitis symptoms keep coming back? Tremfya, guselkumab, may help, with rapid remission achieved at 12 weeks and lasting clinical remission at 1 year. Some even saw visible improvement of their intestinal lining at 12 weeks and 1 year. Tremfya is a prescription medicine used to treat adults with moderately to severely active Crohn's disease and adults with moderately to severely active ulcerative colitis. Serious allergic reactions and increased risk of infections and liver problems may occur. Before treatment, your doctor should check you for infections and tuberculosis. Tell your doctor if you have an infection, flu-like symptoms, or if you need a vaccine. Healing is possible with Tremfya. Approximately 3 out of 10 patients were in endoscopic remission at 1 year, based on areas visualized on colonoscopy, which may not represent the deeper bowel layer or entire GI tract. Individual results may vary. Ask your doctor about Tremfya today. Call 1-800-526-7736 to learn more or visit tremfyaradio.com.
Tune in to the BT and Sal Show weekdays from 10 to 2 on The Fan, presented by your Tri-State Cadillac dealers. Cadillac is the official luxury vehicle of the New York Mets.
Hey, want to hear something great? Right now at Wendy's, you can get 2 of the #1 selling bacon cheeseburger in all fast food, the JBC, plus medium fries and a medium soft drink for just $8. Want to hear something else great? Double the burger means double the bacon. Now that's a game changer. 2 of the #1 bacon cheeseburgers with fries and a drink for just $8. Gotta be Wendy's.
Limited time only. U.S. price and participation may vary. Request $8 JBC meal deal to obtain discount. Individual items at regular price.
If you could hear Old Spice Fiji Antiperspirant, what would it sound like? First, you'd start with Fiji Antiperspirant's amazing scent of palm trees. Add pure notes of fresh coconut and layer on 24/7 odor and sweat protection. You won't hear any dyes or parabens because with Fiji, you won't have any. So while your regular antiperspirant sounds like this, Old Spice Fiji sounds like this. Sounds like it smells amazing.
Talk New York sports on WFAN, 888-808-1019. Powered by Paramount Plus. Count on Sundays all season long with the NFL on CBS and Paramount Plus.
BT and Sal back on The Fan. All right, BT, it is official. During the break, we just learned here on social media, Adam Schefter tweeting it out, a QB change. Giants are planning to start rookie Jackson Dart on Sunday versus the Chargers. Adam Schefter was the first on it. Now other people are following. So, Giant fans going to get their wish. Jackson Dart starting for the Giants Friday. Now, the whole energy around the Giants completely changes. That's the good thing. But the question is going to be, is this time for the Giants to go away from their plan of Russell Wilson or Jameis Winston and turn it over to the rookie?
And all the questions that we asked, we don't have the answers yet. You know, what's the motivation here? Is he clearly the best option? Is there management, some fingerprints and ownership? At this point, it doesn't matter. Dart's going to play. Maybe we'll find out more as how they collectively came to this process, I guess. But, yeah, there's now an infusion of energy, and now there's an alertness within the Giant fan base, which is a good thing. But now, downstream, bigger picture, they played 3 games, they got 14 to go. This is either going to radically change the future and how it's perceived, or he's going to be pedestrian, and it's not going to change a ton in terms of the wins and the losses, nor will it change the way the head coach is perceived. So he fired this bullet now. It's early. Better work.
This is it. This is it.
Nothing left.
This is the. That's it. That's right. This was inevitable. I just wouldn't have gone to it so quickly, because I don't believe that. Now, again, I don't know. I'm not sitting there watching him in practice and all that stuff, but I would just have waited as long as possible before saying, okay, well, he's going to be the guy. I have a feeling that this reeks of some meddling in organizational discussions and thinking about the blowback from the fans, seeing what happened there Sunday night with the fans chanting for Jackson Dart, seeing the performance. Russell Wilson wasn't very good. The result of 0-3, kind of expediting the process. And now, definitively, we are going to see what Brian Daboll can do once and for all. This is it. This is the final evaluation stage of Brian Daboll and that regime. And I'm fascinated. I'm excited now for the game.
Yeah.
Again, I think it's a mistake, but I'm excited for it, and I'm fascinated to see how this plays out with Daboll and Jackson Dart. And if you predict what's going to happen here, or at least try to see, down the road, because we've seen it so many times, Jackson Dart will be okay. You know, at times, sometimes it'll be great, times maybe not so good. He's a rookie. Maybe be good. And Dable will probably take the brunt of it when they lose. And then they fire Brian Dable. And then you're going to have a situation where you probably have Joe Shane retained, the rookie quarterback retained, but a new head coach comes in. And then we get to do it all over again next year.
Well, or, I mean, could this possibly happen? I mean, Dart looks great. The Giants win a couple of games, and everybody's back, and we actually enjoy some football without interruptions, without another cycle in the offseason where this guy's out?
It could. Which one do you think is more likely?
I don't expect that to happen. Not to that extent.
I was saying yesterday, like, the positive, all the energy already, and I'm sure this went into the decision as well. The energy already has changed. It's no more Russell Wilson. It's no more Jameis Winston. It's no more old, aging quarterback. It's no more about just the wins and losses with those guys. It is about Jackson Dart. It is the Jackson Dart show now. Everybody's excited for it. How he's going to play is going to be a huge thing here, but the energy has changed. And if he goes out there and plays well and they actually win a game, and then all of a sudden they beat the Saints, now you're 2-3. Now season back on to a certain extent.
Yeah. I mean, they got to leave the door open as a possibility. I mean, the NFL is one thing we know. It's very unpredictable so far this year. The Ravens don't look the same. I mean, there's some teams that we thought were going to be horrendous that are better than we thought. So it's one of those topsy-turvy years. I don't think there's going to be much fluctuation with the Eagles or the Commanders to open up the door in the NFC East for the Giants. I just don't see that. But, I mean, this is at least we could sit down and hopefully, see a young man who's obviously got some confidence to him. There's no doubt. He seems to have a lot of the respect and trust, and like he fits the vibe of the young locker room. I feel like the players want to see him out there. Listen, when you're a rookie and you're rocking that, whether it's ice, whether it's platinum, I don't even know what kind of chain he's wearing. It doesn't mean he's going to be a superstar, but he's not short on confidence. That is for damn sure. So I don't think he's going to be overwhelmed. It's earlier than I would do it. The one thing you do have to factor, because remember we went through this with Mark Sanchez and Sam Darnold from a Jets perspective, they didn't play a lot of college football games, which was a problem. Even Pete Carroll said back when he was drafted, I think Mark should stay and get some more reps here. Jackson Dart has played 45 college games, so he's more polished and he should be better equipped to handle the NFL.
Anthony's calling from Montgomery, New York. What's up, Ant?
I just wanted to say that I think it's a huge mistake if they start him. I don't want Shane or Dable to get their hands on this kid now. Like he's just going to be another Daniel Jones. They're going to, I think, ruin him. Especially, I mean, the play calling, I think, is abysmal. Their in-game, making any adjustments is ridiculous. And I think Dart's going to suffer. He's going to get his rear end handed to him. And I think we're going down the wrong path. Let him sit for the year, get rid of Shane and Dable, and see what coach we can get afterwards to groom this kid.
See, I don't think that's the answer either, Anthony, and thank you for the call. I would just let him sit a little bit more. I will say, and I told you this yesterday, BT, watching that game when Jackson Dart was in there, I felt like the Giants were going to score. Then they take Jackson Dart out, and the offense came to a screeching halt. So I could understand some football decisions as well, saying, hey, he gives us the best chance to win right now. Okay, maybe, but there's also the risk that you run of ruining him early, not just because of Shane and Dable getting their hands on him. They're the one that picked him. You do want to see what Dable can do with him. It could be great, but it also could be bad, and you could see a kid, and what if he throws a couple interceptions? All of a sudden, his confidence is now rattled, and the fans' confidence in him has shaken. And that's how many times do we need to see it here, guys? Whether it's Daniel Jones, Zach Wilson, Mark Sanchez, Sam Darnold, Geno Smith, reference the guys. It's happened quite a bit in this town in particular.
Well, here's what I'm worried about, because we always say it, and listen, I'm sure most people understand this, but I think it's worth saying again, because now we find out, if you're just tuning in, he is going to play. He's going to start. Schefter had it. He's the Giants starting quarterback coming up this week, and we'll see how it goes, and hopefully he does well. But when we say, Team X is going to ruin quarterback Y, what we really mean by that is, not that he's going to get hurt. It's a brutal sport, so anybody could get hurt. That's a given, right? But it's more about when you don't have a good offensive line and you're a young quarterback, and one of the most important things is to understand and trust your eyes and see what's in front of you and diagnose what's in front of you, right, Sal? And this happened to David Carr, not Derek. This happened to David Carr with the Texans when he got sacked 60-something times. He was a very talented kid, but because the pass rush was so on him immediately that he just stopped looking downfield and he never learned to go through progressions. And that's one of of the biggest things that a young quarterback's got to do to learn to trust the pocket, when to extend the pocket, and when to go through the progressions. If you're flinching and you're getting hit early on and you're just chucking and ducking, that is an element of your game that you never get good at, and without that, you can't be great.
Brian Baldinger will join us when we come back. He was the first one to kind of alert us to being like that this could happen sooner than later. He said, I think after week 1, just go to him now. So we'll talk to Baldy on the other side. The city's biggest indoor pickleball event is coming back October 10th and 11th, and it will sell out. Sign up for the fun or for the cash prizes. Go to 1010wins.com/pickleball for all the info. The pickleball tournament is presented by Nissan. At Nissan, we make cars that thrill. Experience the thrill for yourself today. Shop NissanUSA.com.
It's Chris McMonagle overnights on the Fan, 101.9 FM.
I know we can laugh at it. People are like, what the hell are you bringing in Jackson Dart for? A play here, a play there. He's not even throwing the football, blah, blah. Like, yeah, it seems weird to me, too. And I don't know if I like it or not. But what I will say is, it's been some of the most successful plays they've ran.
Listen to CMAC on demand on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, or wherever you get your podcasts.
Whether you're heading out on a road trip or planning a weekend escape, make every mile unforgettable in a Mercedes-Benz from Mercedes-Benz of Edison. From sporty SUVs and timeless sedans to cutting-edge hybrids, their expert team will help you find the perfect fit. Mercedes-Benz of Edison has over 400 new and certified pre-owned vehicles to choose from. And with flexible lease and finance offers, getting behind the wheel of a Mercedes-Benz has never been easier. Mercedes-Benz of Edison, the Tri-State's premier destination for luxury driving.
Dunkin's $6 meal deal is kind of wild. You get a bacon, egg, and cheese sandwich, 6-piece hash browns, and a medium iced or hot coffee, all for $6. That's the main character meal energy you need this fall. Get it now in Dunkin' stores or order ahead on the Dunkin' app. No substitutions, participation and times may vary. Offer price varies in California and Hawaii. Limited time offer cannot be combined with other offers. Exclusions and terms apply.
At Dick's Sporting Goods, we have always believed sport has the power to change lives. Community happens here. Change happens here. Sport happens here. Introducing the all-new Dick's House of Sport, bringing new experiences, new services, and unrivaled selection from the top brands to a new place Jersey City can call home. Featuring a rock wall, a HitTrax multi-sport cage, and 3 golf hitting bays. Dick's House of Sport, now open at Newport Center.
You know what they say about judging a book by its cover? Everyone with an addiction has a story to tell. Don't know? Don't judge. Addiction is a treatable medical condition. What helps people seek treatment is support. What does not help is shame and stigma. We can all make a difference. Learn how at oasis.ny.gov. The New York State Office of Addiction Services and Supports. Every step of the way.
Total Orthopedics is Long Island's premier orthopedic practice. Whether it's a sports-related injury or something far more complex, Total Ortho has you covered with locations throughout Long Island, Queens, and now West Orange, New Jersey. Don't struggle with pain or injuries and get fast, expert care from the leading orthopedic doctors, including the #1 spine doctor on Long Island. Visit TotalOrthoSportsMed.com and schedule an appointment today. Total Orthopedics and Sports Medicine, the experts at getting you back to being you.
Bronx. Queens. Bronx. Queens.
Hey, Mitch,
Bronx.
what are they arguing
Bronx.
about?
Which borough has the better team? Queens.
Hey, guys, be careful. Nobody has fixed that sidewalk in years.
Rothenberg Law Firm.
InjuryLawyer.com. Now what are they arguing about?
Which personal injury lawyer to call? Rothenberg Law Firm.
Should we tell them that the Rothenberg Law Firm is InjuryLawyer.com?
Nah, I find this amusing. They'll figure it out.
Be a lawyer for injured ones. InjuryLawyer.com.
Connecticut's best value is at Town Fair Tire. They honor all manufacturer and valid competitor rebates, offer the most free services for life, plus give you the guaranteed lowest price. Nobody beats Town Fair Tire. Nobody.
Town Fair Tire.
Move and be moved in the Mazda CX-30. With advanced safety features, intuitive technology, and a refined, comfortable interior, you'll love every drive. Right now, lease the CX-30 for just $199 a month. Visit your local Mazda dealer or go to MazdaUSA.com for more information.
Tulsa is my home now.
Academy Award nominee Sylvester Stallone stars in the Paramount Plus original series, Tulsa King.
This distillery is a very interesting business. We gotta know the enemy.
From Taylor Sheridan, co-creator of Landman.
What are you saying? I'm a rat! If you think you're going to take me on, it's going to be really difficult.
Tulsa King. New season now streaming exclusively on Paramount Plus.
Let's go!
You're still glowing, flirting, grooving. You've still got it. But your immune system weakens as you age, making it harder to fight flu, pneumococcal pneumonia, RSV, and COVID-19. Vaccines are a key part of any health routine and help strengthen your immune response. Ask your doctor or pharmacist which vaccines you need. Schedule in minutes at vaxassist.com. Sponsored by Pfizer.
Get the scuttlebutt on your favorite team, the Fan, on the Odyssey, iHeart, and TuneIn apps.
Too many times, my love, he makes it feel like nobody else.
All right, here we go. We're joined by Odyssey NFL insider Brian Baldinger, host of the Best Football Show podcast. Insider calls are brought to you by Nationwide. For your insurance and financial needs, Nationwide is on your side. As we welcome in Brian Baldinger to the show. Baldy, I got to be honest, man. I didn't think that it was going to be anywhere close to having Jackson Dart start week 4. You told us a couple of weeks ago you thought maybe week 2. You said you would make that change. So you were the first one that really put it on our radar as far as it being early. Here we are. Jackson Dart officially named, or I don't know about officially, but sounds like Jackson Dart is going to be named the starting quarterback for the Giants in week 4 against the Chargers. Can Baldy hear us or no?
Oh, hey.
Yeah.
Hey, guys.
What's up, Baldy?
I hear you now.
Okay.
Jackson Dart. Go ahead. You can ask the question. You're asking me if Jackson Dart's ready to go?
I was giving you credit because you were the first one to put it on our radar, saying like you would have started him a couple of weeks ago, saying that he's ready to go. And I was like, what? I thought the plan was to maybe have him wait, maybe week 10 or so. And here we are. Dart's getting the start week 4.
Well, you can't leave points on the field. The Giants keep leaving points on the field. They're knocking on the door in these winnable games. And the quarterback, I mean, look, everybody is going to throw a touchdown pass against Dallas. Caleb threw 4 wide open touchdown passes against the Cowboys defense. So that was an aberration. Like, you can't leave points on the field like they did on Monday night. It was terrible. It was terrible. I remember everybody was just like, what kind of offense is this? And so your quarterback has to make those kind of plays. You can't throw it and hit the crossbar, throw it out of the back of the end zone and get an intentional grounding. Like, you've got to be better than that. And so I'm all for Jackson Dart getting in there and seeing what he can do right now.
Yeah, you nailed it, Baldy, as Sal said. But to me, the non-competitive feel to some of those throws that you just referenced in the tight red zone there, to me. Yes. I think it's almost he couldn't justify, talking about Dable, looking at the other guys on the team and saying that this guy's still the best option because now I never played and trust me, I was never tough enough or good enough to play. So it's easy for me to say this. Yeah. But Russell Wilson doesn't want to get hit anymore, and the guys on the team can see it.
Well, I mean, that might be part of it. I don't want to say, I'm not going to say that, but he still thinks he's trying to play like he did 6 years ago, where if there's a little bit of an opening, that he thinks he can run through to get some vision and then make the throw, he'll do it. But he's missing too many open receivers by dropping his eyes and trying to escape the rush. I mean, what in the world are you doing on 3rd down and 4 at the 4 and running a quarterback draw or whatever that was? I don't know what that was.
Yeah, but that's not his fault there, Baldy. That's what's called. That's Kafka.
But is it supposed to be a pass? And he's just going to, I don't see the middle linebacker in there.
Yeah.
I can go get that.
I don't know. That would be bad if it is. So,
their only offense to their best player on offense is just to throw a go ball to Malik Neighbors when literally Kansas City doubled him coming out of the tunnel on Monday. Like, he was doubled on Sunday night out of the tunnel. Like, they weren't going to let him do what he did to Dallas. They weren't going to let him do it. Yeah. And that's Spags. I mean, he's going to go, okay, who's your best player? Let me take your best player away. And they took him away, and they still just threw these, it's just a big strike out there.
It's awful. The offense is gross. So how does the playbook change with the skill set that Dart brings to the table now, Baldy?
Well, I think he's a legitimate runner. I mean, with Scatterboo back there, you can see that this kid's got talent. Like, he was a bright spot. He was the shining light out there in that performance. But you can put him, you can move him, bootleg rollouts. You can move him in the offense. I think you can add him into like they did in the run game, whether it's read option or keepers or whatever. And then I just think, I know it's preseason and we can get carried away with what we saw. Like he threw the ball where you have to throw it without fear. You just got to like rip it and you just let your guys go get it. And that's how he threw the ball in the preseason. He'll probably throw one into coverage and not see a guy and it'll get intercepted. I'm sure they will. But I think you're going to just have to be able to live with the mistakes. You know, I mean, that's just what you have to do sometimes with rookies. You can't play with fear. You just can't play with fear. It just doesn't work. I mean, Mahomes made that throw to Tyquan Thornton. Abdul Carter's chased him. He just threw it. You know, like kid came down with it. Drew Phillips had a tough night, but he doesn't play with any fear, and that's what helps makes him great.
Do you worry, though, at all, Baldy? We're talking about Brian Baldinger. Insider calls are brought to you by Nationwide for your insurance and financial needs. Nationwide is on your side. Do you worry about that confidence potentially being shaken? We've seen it with many guys here before in New York. Think about where the Giants franchise is at, how bad they've been, 0-3 already. Like, here comes the savior. Everybody in this town right now is excited beyond belief. And then what if, I don't know, things go sideways for the Giants? You trust that Dart can come out of it, or is there risk there in throwing a young kid out there in week 4?
There's risk, but what if, I mean, like I said, week 1, what if he actually can make these plays? What if he can actually make these throws and make good decisions? And you've left winnable games on the field against Dallas, you know, against Kansas City, a very winnable game. Like, what if you've just left wins on the field? Like, I can think you can look at it for both ways. Like, what if this guy is really good? Jaden Daniels, I mean, they kept saying to me in Washington last year, well, yeah, but when this happens, he's not going to be able to do it. And when this happens, and he just, yeah, I got it, coach. And then he just kept playing and playing and playing all the way into the playoffs. So, and I'm not saying he's going to be Jaden Daniels, but, I mean, what if they're not leaving points on the field the way they're leaving on the field right now?
It'd be nice. It'd be fun watching this, some real football. So I said to Sal before you came on, 45 collegiate starts for Jackson Dart, and some of the, which is a lot for those who might not know. And then the you know, a lot of the other quarterbacks who have come here, whether it's Sanchez, whether it's Sam Darnold, they just didn't have a lot of action at the college ranks. Now, it doesn't always mean that he's going to be better prepared or going to be great, but what does it mean to you that he's played so many college snaps?
Well, it's not just okay. So he started his career at USC, and then Lane Kiffin, they had a quarter. Lincoln Riley came, so he went to Mississippi with Lane, and he started every game at Ole Miss. And so, what does it mean? I mean, he went into Baton Rouge on Saturday night. He went into Tuscaloosa. He went into Athens, Georgia, against literally guys that he's going up against every week in the NFL right now. At every one of those defensive positions came out of those schools. And he played without fear, and he had a lot of success. Like, I saw him beat some of those teams because of his decisions and running and his ability to extend a play. Like, that stuff is on tape. And, Trey Harris, his big receiver, is now, he's kind of like one of those guys with the Chargers right now that's having some success. The other guys are too, but, he's on the field playing. And so, I don't know, I just think you're not going to get a harder atmosphere to play in than what he saw in the SEC.
So Baldy, it's not so much the sheer volume of college reps, but it's more about going into situations that are more similar to the NFL, right?
Yeah, I mean, even more. Yeah, I mean, anybody that's been to a college game, in the South, I mean, it's not like they're in the concession stand at halftime, and there's nobody in the stands. The stands are full game long, all game long.
Yeah.
Baldy, how about from Brian Dable's perspective here, where this is year 4, it seems like it's make or break, do or die year. This is kind of the last, at least in my mind, the last evaluation period of what we're going to see with Brian Dable, the quarterback that they handpicked and now have a chance to develop him here. How much do you think that went into the decision, and do you believe that Dable can make the most of what Jackson Dart has to offer?
I think he can help. The play calling doesn't look creative or interesting to me at this point. Some of that might be Russell. It doesn't look, outside of some go balls against Dallas, it doesn't look very creative at this point when I look at all the teams around the league and put it in comparison. However, I know he likes Jackson Dart. I know he likes him. I know he's going to do his best to try to protect them, not put them in harm's way. But you can't legislate against all that stuff. It's the NFL. Athletes are crazy out here. But I don't think he's doing it to save his job. I don't. I mean, that's ridiculous. I think he's like looking at this thing going, we could have beaten Dallas. We should have beaten Dallas. We could have beaten Kansas City. Defense played well enough at times to beat Kansas City at home opener. Like, we can't keep playing like this. We can't keep leaving points on the board at the 4-yard line like we've done against Washington and against Kansas City. We have to be better than this, better on third downs. And so I think he saw what Scatterboo just did and go, this kid looks like he's ready to go. He's running over Nick Bolton and catching the ball well. He was, you got Marcus Bowe, who didn't play terrible for Andrew Thomas, gave up a pressure, but he battled out there. Like, the rookies don't look bad. Abdul Carter can flat out play. Like, put the rookies out there. If they're the right guys, they're gonna get better. You might lose early, might cost you a game here or there, but if they're the right guys, they're going to help you win games.
So this doesn't mean that you have to ride Dart the rest of the season. So where are you philosophically? Every situation's different, obviously, here. But let's say it doesn't go well for the first couple of games. You keep running them out there? Do you sit them back down? I mean, is this it?
Well, I don't want to just paint it with one broad brush like that because, like, each game is its own little, chapter. And so every game is a little bit different. If they feel like, he's losing confidence being out there and he's not improving, then you can always pull him off. He's just a rookie. You throw him out there in the fire. But my gut is just ride him. Just ride him. And I think you're going to see a lot of good plays, from him just because of his arm and his vision, his athletic ability. You might see some rough stretches. If you have to go up against Chris Jones again, hopefully, they have a better game plan for that monster than they had on Sunday night. That was pathetic. But, but you're going to see those kind of guys out there. So hopefully they have a better game plan. But I don't know. I think the kid's, he watched 3 games. I think he went out there for a play last week, play before. Like, I don't know. Like, I think he's ready to roll.
And there's no right way or wrong way, right? Like, we've seen, you talked about this, Baldy. Some guys can sit for a year and thrive. Some guys could be thrown to the Wolves and thrive, or vice versa. You could sit and come in and stink. You could be thrown to the Wolves and stink. Explain to me, as the pro that you are, how the hell C.J. Stroud can go from what he was in year 1 to everybody be like, wow, D'Amico Ryan, C.J. Stroud, the studs, to then having a bad year last year and now a rough start again this year. How does that happen in the NFL?
Well, it's a poorly constructed roster. I mean, they've lost, receiver after receiver. All right, Tank Dell was a big part of his rookie success. Stephon Diggs, the second year. All those guys got hurt. The offensive line completely fell apart. Their Pro Bowl left tackle plays for Washington right now. How you let that guy out of the building? Washington still doesn't know how they traded him away. Laken Tomlinson played for the Jets. He's a great kid, Duke graduate, smart. He's not a very good left guard. And they fired the offensive coordinator. They're on to their next offensive coordinator now, and a new offensive line coach. And they're not protecting that kid. And so all of a sudden, the team around him isn't very good, and the offensive line is falling apart. And he's got one legitimate receiver, Nico Collins, to throw to, and things just starts to, just kind of friddle away after a while.
Okay, so that leads me to the next question. I think this is perfect. We could use Daniel Jones as an example. Which is unbelievable what's going on with him.
It's unreal.
Is it the quarterback, which we put so much emphasis on, or is it everything else?
Well, Daniel Jones looks like Peyton Manning right now.
Yeah, how is that possible?
I never, ever thought. And I'm like, maybe New York eats these kids up. Where it did Sam Darnold and go through a whole list of them.
Gino.
I don't think Zach Wilson is the reclamation project. But, Daniel Jones had never played a 3-game stretch like this in his life, ever. At any point, playoff run, he never played 3 games like he's playing. But the design of the offense is awesome. Like, he knows what he's doing. He's doing it with confidence, and the athletic ability that he always had is still there. It's 3 games. I'll see him this week against the Rams, which is a good test. But a lot of it is design. Some of it is New York, and then he's got a really good offensive line and a really good talent around him right now. Tight ends, the rookie is great. The receivers are solid. The running back is a Pro Bowl player. Like, he's got pieces right now.
Yeah, so it sounds like it's
got
about
a good team.
Well, right, but it's about a lot. I know the quarterback's got to have some talent and skill, but if you could go from what Stroud did in year one to where he's gone now, and you just gave the reasons why, and if you could go from what Daniel Jones was for 5 years here to what he is in 3 weeks there, it's not just about the quarterback then. It's about the coaching, the scheme, the offensive line, the weapons around. It's about everything else, Baldy.
It is. And, the thing is that, once you identify the guy, your job is to never stop building around him. Like they added the tight end. The tight end makes a difference. They've rebuilt their offensive line, a new center, new guard a year ago. Now those kids are a second year into the program right now. And you could tell that Shane Steichen is doing a great job of coaching. I think he was he was talented in Philadelphia, and I thought that he would. But now he's got a quarterback and better pieces around him. He looks a whole lot better as a coach than when they were trying to play Anthony Richardson or some other backup retread that they had there in Indianapolis.
All right, Baldy.
Good stuff, man.
Thank you very much. As always, you were out in front of it, and here we are. Looking forward to breaking down Jackson Dart's performance next week with you.
Me too.
That was Odyssey NFL insider Brian Baldinger, host of the Best Football Show podcast. Insider calls are brought to you by Nationwide. For your own insurance and financial needs, Nationwide is on your side. When Baldy was on with us, was that week one that he was saying right away?
Right away said it.
And we were both like, what?
Yeah.
Jackson Dart already? And
he was on it.
And then definitely after week one, he was saying he would do it now.
Yeah, and the only thing that stopped it was that, Russ made plays against Dallas. That's what stifled it for some.
Yeah, but so you're saying that why he didn't get the start in week 3?
Probably. You can't. You're not going to bench Russ after the Dallas game.
It didn't take a lot to transition here.
No.
So much for sticking with the plan.
That's why the one thing that I would respectfully push back on with Baldy, who's forgotten more football than I'll ever know, is he said he doesn't think that Dable's doing this to save his job. To me, there's got to be an element of that that's at play. I just can't see how it's not.
I don't know if it's Dable or if it's the owner. This clearly was not the plan. Anyway, plans change, obviously. But to go away from your plan that you built all offseason long, which in no way, shape, or form would indicate that by week 4, after 3 weeks, you'd have a different starting quarterback.
Correct.
To go away from that, something.
It's abrupt.
Yeah.
I mean, we're not dumb. We know what's going on.
BT and Sal on the Fan. All right, we'll get back to your calls here on the inside. Actually, I have some interesting Yankee notes as well. And one thing that I wanted to finish up on the Mets that I want to talk about as well. But obviously, the Jackson Dart calls are going to be the primary thing here. 888-808-1019. Right now, let's get you updated. Here's Justin Rock.
Wake up with Boomer and Gio. Morning 6 to 10 on WFAN, WFAN FM, WFAN FM HD1, New York, and Odyssey Sports Station.
WFAN Sports Flash.
Good afternoon at 1 o'clock. I'm Justin Rock. This is sponsored by Approved Oil. Visit freeztherate.com. Approved Oil has been the leading heating oil dealer in New York for over 90 years. With today's low rates, now's the time to lock in for the upcoming winter before the cold weather drives prices up. Lock in a low rate and enjoy worry-free winter with Approved Oil. Visit freeztherate.com. After 24-plus hours of discussion, it has happened. Adam Schefter reporting that the Giants have made a call to the bullpen. Jackson Dart expected to start Sunday against the Chargers. Tyrone Tracy, though, expected to miss 2 to 4 weeks with a dislocated shoulder. The Mets running out of time to get it in gear. They start a 6-game road trip to close out the regular season. 3 in Chicago starting tonight against the Cubs. First pitch in Odyssey Mets radio at 7:40. New York tied with Cincinnati for the top wild card spot. Reds hold the tiebreaker. Brandon Nimmo on SNY.
It's not ideal, but we can still get into this thing. We still got to focus on winning ball games. Nothing has changed, even though the Reds won their game. We're still going to Chicago. We still have to try and win our games.
On the other hand, the Yankees nearing a playoff berth open up a 6-game homestand against the White Sox with 3 games. They clinch a playoff berth with a win tonight. Coverage on the Fan gets underway at 6:25. Bombers 3 up on the Red Sox for the top wild card. 2 back of the Blue Jays in the AL East. Fan weather sponsored by Paramus Chevrolet. 80 degrees and sunny in Central Park. That's what's happening. I'm Justin Rock.
No matter the season, New York sports never stop. Yankees, Mets, Giants, Jets. If it's happening, we're talking about it. The Fan, 101.9 FM, and always streaming on the Odyssey, iHeartRadio, and TuneIn apps.
This is Bart Winkler with an Odyssey Sports Minute. I am not a New York Giants fan. I'm not a New York Giants hater either. This team exists at an even baseline for me. So why was watching them lose to the Chiefs on Sunday night such a miserable experience? It is a slog to watch this team. Even when a drive gets going, Brian Dable either punts it away because he's a coward or because his kicker got hurt 10 minutes before the game. I feel for you, Giants fans. This team is a miserable watch. I'm Bart Winkler.
You matter, and so does your well-being. If you're facing tough moments, struggling with anxiety, depression, thoughts of suicide, or substance use, help is here anytime you need it. Call, text, or chat 988 for free confidential support. New Jersey's 988 Suicide and Crisis Lifeline is here 24/7 for you or someone you love, with trained counselors who listen and care without judgment. You matter. Remember New Jersey's 988. A message from the New Jersey Department of Human Services.
Some things are hard to commit to, like learning how to surf or saving for a family vacation. But one commitment that's easy, switching to Fios Home Internet with a 5-year price lock guarantee. That means 5 great summers of fast, reliable internet at the same low price. All with the Fios 1 gig internet plan. Plus no hidden fees or equipment charges. Call 1-833-VERIZON to switch today. Price guarantee applies to base monthly rate only for new and existing My Home customers.
201-450-4263. Hi, I'm Dr. Glenn Gedgerman, and that's my cell phone number. If you've been recently diagnosed with prostate cancer, please call me directly at 201-450-4263. For more than 20 years, my team and I have helped prostate cancer patients at John Theurer Cancer Center's Radiation Oncology Department, now one of the largest programs of its kind in New Jersey. If you have prostate cancer, call my cell, day or night, at 201-450-4263. That's 201-450-4263. At John Theurer Cancer Center, we use TomoTherapy's unique guided radiotherapy to precisely focus on the prostate gland. Our treatments can be safely completed in a shorter period of time with fewer side effects and better sexual function. Call my cell at 201-450-4263. I'll make sure you're seen within 48 hours. John Theurer Cancer Center, a division of Hackensack Meridian Health.
Stepping into the Kia K4 or K5 isn't just getting behind the wheel of any average sedan. It's stepping into what's next. With a K4, it's stepping into a world that's exciting. With a K5, it's one that's bold. The Kia K4 and K5, the next movement for sedans. See your local Kia dealer or visit kia.com to learn more.
Kia, movement that inspires.
Call 800-333-4KIA for details. Always drive safely.
This is the story of the one. As a maintenance supervisor at a manufacturing facility, he knows keeping the line up and running is a top priority. That's why he chooses Grainger. Because when a drive belt gets damaged, Grainger makes it easy to find the exact specs for the replacement product he needs. And next day delivery helps ensure he'll have everything in place and running like clockwork. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Oh, could this vintage store be any cuter?
Right? And the best part? They accept Discover.
Accept Discover? In a little place like this? I don't think so, Jennifer.
Oh, yeah, huh? Discover's accepted where I like to shop. Come on, baby, get with the times.
Right, so we shouldn't get the parachute pants?
These are making a comeback. I think.
Discover is accepted at 99% of places that take credit cards nationwide. Based on the February 2025 Nielsen report.
With great deals coming this Prime Big Deal Days, October 7th and 8th, greatness is a deal away. So if you love baking, you can get a deal on a new mixer, transforming you into the Lord of the Loaves.
Hear ye, hear ye! Make way for the baron of brioche, the sultan of sourdough, the Lord of the Loaves, Prime Member Dave!
Yeah, hi?
Get up to 40% off with Prime Big Deal Days, October 7th and 8th.
At Straight Talk, we get it. You say no a lot.
Mom, can I get a tarantula?
No.
Coffee?
No.
So we're giving you more reasons to say yes, like a free 5G phone with real unlimited data with select plan activation.
Can I use the free phone?
Yes.
See? Doesn't it feel good to say yes to more?
Absolutely.
Face tattoo?
Absolutely not.
Available at straighttalk.com and Walmart. Taxes and fees apply. In-store activation of Gold Unlimited plan or higher required. For network management practices, visit straighttalk.com.
What is it that makes the all-new Hyundai Palisade Hybrid an incredible SUV?
Is it the spacious interior that's comfy for the whole crew? Or the capability to go off-road? Maybe it's up to 600 plus miles of range. What if it's all of that and more? What is it then? The all-new Hyundai Palisade Hybrid. So much more than just another SUV. Visit HyundaiUSA.com or call 562-314-4603 for more details.
Our friends at Town Fair Tire remind you that at Town Fair Tire, you always get the guaranteed lowest price on name brand tires from Connecticut to Maine. Nobody beats Town Fair Tire. Nobody.
Have something to say? Dial us 888-808-1019. Powered by Paramount Plus. Count on Sundays all season long with the NFL on CBS and Paramount Plus.
BT and Sal back on the Fan. Yes, Jackson Dart time has arrived. Get it, Michael Jackson. All right, Hoff, we hear you.
I hate that Michael Jackson song, and I love Michael's old stuff.
Really?
That song's horrible.
I like it.
The video was terrible. The song's not good.
I like the Weird Al Yankovic version as
Weird
well.
Al, remember that guy? Good
Yeah,
God.
I do. The BT and Sal show on the Fan is presented by your Tri-State Cadillac dealers. Cadillac, the official luxury vehicle of the New York Mets. Let's get the calls in here, BT, on Jackson Dart. Well, we got some calls here on the Mets as well. I know you wanted to mention a Yankee thing here.
Yeah, we're the Yankee. We could do this a little bit because obviously Darts. You want to do it now? Or you want to get it out now? Okay, so Boone was with the guys talking Yanks here. So basically, the Yankees are not a stunning surprise, but they're going to use the off day. They're going to reposition the rotation here. So you have Heel tonight, you have Fried tomorrow, and then Rodon, who was supposed to go on Friday. Carlos Rodon has now moved up to Thursday, and what that means is for the Game 1 wild card, assuming they get the wild
Tuesday.
card, yes, that will be Fried on regular rest, and then the Game 2 of the wild card, that will be Carlos Rodon on 6 days rest, extra fresh, and also. Now Boone I didn't hear Boone say this. I was listening to most of it, but I just put this part together. Let's say they go into that final game of the season where they've got a chance to win the division where they win. Right? They would then have the option, if you wanted to do this, yes, you could go back to Max Fried on 4 days rest at that point,
normal rest
and then have Rodon, if you don't win the division, Game 1 on full 5 days rest for the wild card.
Yeah, I mean, I like that because they should be able to beat the White Sox and Orioles without having to go with Rodon and Fried.
Correct.
So line yourself up, and they're going to need. Like, their first-round wildcard matchup is not going to be a cakewalk. Like, last year, the division round, to me, was not really that challenging with the Royals. This year, and even the ALCS, this year's going to be a different story. I don't know how it's going to line up exactly, but the way that it's shaping up is it's going to be Boston. That is not going to be a cakewalk by any stretch. That might, in fact, be their toughest series, period.
Well, you're going to have to face Garrett Crochet.
That's what I'm saying.
I mean, that is a tough one. I don't think the Red Sox hit enough there. So, and I would welcome, I told you this, I think on and off the air, like Red Sox, Yankees, if that's what it comes down to wild card, I'm all for it. I think it'll be fun. And I'm willing to take the chance of losing to them again. I want to have a chance to beat them. Yeah, but you also understand that you got a filthy lefty waiting for you. And the Yankees, I mean, Garrett Crochet could spin them in knots and it could complicate their world. But this is good. Like, if you can't win these games with a heel and a Warren, then you don't deserve to win the division. It's really that simple. You might not deserve to win it anyway.
Either way, 1 week from today, we will have, well, not either way, because if they win the division, we won't have postseason baseball. But if they don't, 1 week from today, we get postseason baseball with the Yankees.
With the Yankees. And if they win tonight, then they clinch a playoff spot no matter what.
Yep. All right, BT and Sal on the Fan. Back to the calls here on Jackson Dart. He is, in fact, named the starter for Week 4. We don't have official word yet, though, right? I know, like, everybody's reporting it, but it's not official because the Giants haven't said it themselves. So I just want to be careful with my wording. But the expectation by Adam Schefter and then the others that follow is that Jackson Dart is going to start Sunday, 1 o'clock against the Chargers. Mark is in Woodbury, New York. What's up, Mark?
Hey, man, first time, long time. Just really wanted to say, like, I don't understand the decision of starting him if that is what they're doing. You're going to ruin this poor kid's confidence. I mean, like, you watch the game on Sunday, that last drive or that last 4-down series was pathetic. I mean, the play calling was just atrocious. You run, like, 2nd and 17 after that intentional grounding, and you run a quarterback keep. I don't understand it.
Well, but listen, Mark, I don't either. It was a horrendous play call, although we just brought this up with Baldy, and Baldy said maybe it was a pass, and maybe Russ saw something where he thought the middle was soft, and he just kind of audible to himself, and I don't know, because I don't know what was called in the huddle. But, everybody, and I understand this, because the Giants haven't given us anything to really, gravitate toward positively here for the better part of a decade, but everybody is fixating on the worst. What if he gets hurt? What if he's not ready? What about the play call? And what about the O-line? Then the possibility, we have to at least throw this out there. The possibility does exist that Jackson Dart comes out there and he just balls. And he's running and he's dropping dimes and the Giants offense is flowing, which could then give the defense a little more confidence. Like, the possibility does exist that Jackson Dart comes out for minute one and looks the part.
That's
possible.
That's what I said yesterday. However, the way Baldy just said it too, as it refers to C.J. Stroud or Daniel Jones, it's not just about the quarterback. So people could look at this and say, well, Russell Wilson's washed. He's no good. If that's your opinion, that is not my opinion. But if that's other people's opinion, fair enough. Let's put Jackson Dart in and see what he could do. I would look at everything else. Like, was quarterback play the problem in week 2?
No, I mean, at the end of the game it was with the bad throws. But no, I mean, he got him in the end zone often. He had a sick game. He had one of the greatest Giant games in the history of the Giants.
So why'd the Giants lose the game?
Well, I mean, he also made some bad decisions at the end, but the defense was horrendous. So whether it was the DC making the wrong call or the defense not getting stops, I mean, it's a team. The team lost, no doubt.
Has the defense been as good as everybody thought that it would be coming into the year?
No, it's been incredibly disappointing. But I would also say, what was the main reason or the main culprit why the Giants lost week 1? And then I would say, well, what's the main culprit why they lost the other night? I would. Go ahead.
I'm sorry, I don't think it's quarterback play.
No, I would just say offense. I'm not going to dump it all on Russell's doorstep. No, I'm going to be fair. But, and we were kind of laughing like, all right, Dable, what was he saying? It was 14-6, whatever it was, like the week 1, right? We were right there. Even though we don't want to really hear it because we're sick of the Giants losing and never scoring, he wasn't wrong with that assertion. Like, the defense did enough to do its job. And then Kansas City the other night, the defense did enough where if the Giants would have punctuated that pitiful drive, 4th and goal or 1st and goal from inside the 5, whatever, with the 4, and then, of course, they had the penalty, which brought it back to the 14. Like, the Giants, if the Giants offense was better, the Giants could be 2-1. Now, it's not all Russ. I'm not saying that. Right. But it's a little bit of everything.
I guess for me, it boils down to the way that I would have liked to have seen the transition would be the Giants building something that looked somewhat sustainable. Okay, here's a good offensive line. Like, I think you're seeing signs of that in week 3. It's way early. It's to say definitively one way or another, but building something that was at least a solid foundation with the offensive line and the defense, and then having a young, hungry, ready Jackson Dart coming into that. This is not that scenario. 3 weeks in, the Giants, until proven otherwise, stink. And that's me being nice. Like, their organization has stunk for how many years? Their play on the field has stunk for how many years? Their play on the field this year for 3 weeks has stunk. Whether you want to pick on the defense, the offensive line, the play calling, the quarterback, whatever. It's all not good enough to the point where they're 0-3 yet again. And now they're making the turn to the quarterback. That's not the situation, whether you think he's ready or not.
Yeah.
That's not the situation that I would want to bring a young quarterback in.
It's all interconnected. It's funny because we're talking about Russell Wilson here. Think about when Russell Wilson first ascended to the quarterback 1 spot for Seattle. He was, a 4th-round pick, and they had signed somebody.
I think 3rd round, but I forget.
Maybe third, middle rounds.
Was it Flynn at that point, or was that Matt Flynn?
Flynn, because remember, Flynn got the contract by throwing 5 or 6 touchdowns with the Packers, right? And then Seattle signed him, and I just remember this intimately because I was out in San Francisco, and they're obviously in the same division, and we were following that pretty closely. And Russ distinguished himself fairly early in camp, where it wasn't even though Seattle had paid Flynn a little bit, they're like, no, we're going with Russ because we think he's better. But that was more of a ready-made situation because you had a coach in Pete Carroll who was better than Dable at that point. You had a defense that was lights out. That defense was awesome in Seattle, and they could run the ball. And you want a more recent example or a more local example, not recent but more local, even when Mark Sanchez was given the football early on with Rex, they could run the ball. They had an offensive line. They had a good defense. So this is not ideal. I'm with you conceptually. This is not ideal. The O-line's not that good. The play calling's not that good. It's getting better, but it's not good enough where you can just plug him in and say, we feel safe about this. That's why I feel like it's a little risky.
Right. But I am with you that the other possibility does exist. He comes in, lights the game up on Sunday, they get a win, and everything changes from here on out. And everybody loves Brian Dable. Bruno is calling from North Bergen, New Jersey. What's up, Bruno?
Yeah, hi. I called before, but a long time ago. I think this guy Baldy, he hit the nail right in the head. He knows what he's talking about.
He's the best.
And I agree with him. You're not going to ruin this guy if you put him in for half a game. The Giants don't have any choice, okay? It's not.
No, they do.
It's the whole team. it's the whole team. Is not one guy, but the QB is the key. You know what I mean?
Well, they got a
And the
choice, though,
plays.
Bruin. I would respectfully push back and say they do have a choice. I mean, it's not like it's week 12 and they're 2-10 or 2. I mean, they got a
but
choice.
you know what?
This is the choice they're making.
You know what? I see this guy, this QB, in the right spot. He could be better than Manning. He's a great athlete. He can throw the ball.
There we go.
He could be a good one. This guy.
He could be.
And, he could be in the right situation. But the Giants got other issue. They don't have enough receivers. The corners are lousy.
So is this the
they
right?
cannot break up a pass, intercept the ball.
Is this the right situation?
You know what? What the hell they got to lose? You put them in for half a game and see what happens.
They got a lot to lose. Jobs, a quarterback's future. What do you have to lose? You can lose everything.
That's the real question is it the right situation for him to succeed in? That's the question. We don't know.
What is your opinion?
No, it's not.
Okay, I agree with you, but it's not. It's put it this way. I think it's been a little more bleak and a little more dire in recent Giant years. Not that he's not walking into a good situation, but he's not walking into an atrocious situation.
Right, but think about the situation that he could walk into where a team that has an established offensive line that could run the football well.
Well, I mean, that would be nice. Yeah, I mean, he doesn't have that yet.
Or a team that was lights out defensively. Or a team that wasn't 0-3 yet again for the 100th year in a row here. It feels, or whatever it may be, realistically, the last decade or so, how awful they've been for a fan base that's starved to get some wins. Like, if this played out the way that their original plan was, let's say the Giants were, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Let's say they had, 5 or 6 wins. That's maybe extreme. Let's say they had 4 wins by week 10. Team wasn't going anywhere, but at least 4 wins while establishing that the defense is a force to be reckoned with, maybe not a top 5, but top 10 defense.
Okay.
Consistent.
Turn you over a little bit.
Offensive line healthy, good to go. Illuminor, Thomas looking pretty good. Run the football a little bit.
Yep.
Russ was having some success, but now to get them to the next level, similar to what Alex Smith and Patrick Mahomes did, to get them to another level, now you go with Jackson Dart.
Yeah.
They still haven't established anything. They scored 37 points the other day. They finally scored a bunch of touchdowns. They still lost the game. The only thing that's established is that they stink. That's it. And now, again, they're turning to a young quarterback to be.
Not that they're willing, I want to make sure I say this right, not that they're willing to sacrifice Jackson Dart earlier than they should be, but because he's not a premium pick, like he wasn't, like a Darnold 3rd overall or a Zach or an Eli.
Up to get him.
I know they traded up to get him, but that contract is different. The financial investment's different because a lot of other teams passed on him, including the Giants with their first pick. The Giants maybe view him a little differently than they did with Jones in real time, and maybe they're a little more willing to roll the dice and see if it works out because he's not a top 5 pick. I don't know.
Yeah, but you've seen top 5 picks get thrown to the wolves sooner than later. So if anything, because you took him a little bit later, maybe you have more wiggle room to be more disciplined and not have to go with him right away. I'm fascinated to hear what Dable has to say about it. We're probably not going to hear from him until tomorrow, and it might even be when we're off the air. Maybe we carry that if it is what happens on the air, what went into this decision. But either way, Jackson Dart going to be the starting quarterback for the Giants in week 4. All right, guys, by now, you've heard me talk about Collars & Co., makers of the dress collar polo. They've already sold over 1 million of these amazing shirts. Well, Collars & Co. just came out with the new Maverick Performance Blazer. This blazer is sharp and wrinkle resistant, so you can travel anywhere with it. Just throw it in your bag, and it will remain wrinkle-free. It even comes with security zip pockets, a sunglasses loop, and an optional pocket square. So visit collarsandco.com and check them out today.
All right, Sal, let me tell you guys, Cash App's built for this city. You've got built-in security that's rock solid, Face ID, scam warnings, 24/7 chat support if you need it. Basically like having a bodyguard for your money. You guys work too hard, we all do, to let anything slip through the cracks here financially. So just take the time, download Cash App today, use code WFAN10, and send $5 to a friend within 14 days, and Cash App's going to drop $10 in your account just for doing that. Terms apply. That's money. That's Cash App. Cash App's a financial services platform, not a bank. Banking services provided by Cash App's bank partners. Prepaid debit cards issued by Sutton Bank, member FDIC. Direct deposit, overdraft coverage, and discounts provided by Cash App, a Block Inc. brand. Visit cash.app/legal/podcast for full disclosures.
I'm Michael Jenkins here to help you beat the books. With the BetMGM Network, we're headed to a battle for the AL Central. And we're on the first 5 under 3.5 between the Tigers and Guardians. You get 2 aces on the mound. Tariq Skubal for the Tigers, 13-5 at 2.23 ERA. And Gavin Williams going for Cleveland, 11-5 at 3.06 ERA. Skubal has been excellent despite the Tigers' struggles, but boy, is that Detroit offense struggling. Take first 5 under 3.5. I'm Michael Jenkins from the BetMGM Network. Bet smarter and beat the books, and download the BetMGM app today. Please gamble responsibly.
Mets or Yankees, Jets or Giants, doesn't matter. WFAN breaks it all down with passion, knowledge, and non-stop New York energy. The Fan, 101.9 FM and always streaming on the Odyssey, iHeartRadio, and TuneIn apps.
Together, let's drive at Paramus Chevrolet for $387 a month and $2104 due at delivery. Lease a brand new Silverado 1500 LT with 4-wheel drive for 36 months. Buying? Enjoy 0.0% APR financing for well-qualified buyers. Visit ParamusChevrolet.com today.
Dunkin's $6 meal deal is kind of wild. You get a bacon, egg, and cheese sandwich, 6-piece hash browns, and a medium iced or hot coffee, all for $6. That's the main character meal energy you need this fall. Get it now in Dunkin' stores or order ahead on the Dunkin' app. No substitutions, participation and times may vary. Offer price varies in California and Hawaii. Limited time offer cannot be combined with other offers. Exclusions and terms apply.
FanDuel's getting you ready for kickoff with an offer you won't want to miss. New customers can bet $5 and get $300 back in bonus bets if you win. That's right. Pick a bet $5, and if it wins, you'll unlock $300 in bonus bets to use all across the app. Build parlays, bet player props, ride the live lines. Whatever your style is, FanDuel's got you covered. The NFL season is officially here and back. The only question is, are you ready to play? Visit FanDuel.com/BT and download the FanDuel app today and get started. That's FanDuel.com/BT. We love the app around here. It is safe and secure, and when you win, get paid right away. FanDuel's the official partner of us here at WFAN. 21 plus and physically present in New York. First online real money wager only. $5 first deposit required. Bonus issued as non-withdrawable bonus bet that expires 7 days after receipt. Restrictions apply. See terms at sportsbook.fanduel.com. And for help with a gambling problem, call 877-8-HOPE-NY or text HOPE-NY.
Life insurance. Why are you putting it off? Can't afford it? Too much hassle? Think you don't need it? There's lots of excuses for putting off life insurance. But if you weren't there, who would pay the mortgage and other bills? With Ethos, you could be covered in 10 minutes and boom, family protected. Ethos, fast and easy online term life insurance. Up to $2 million in coverage with no medical exam. Some policies as low as $1 a day. Answer a few health questions and get your free quote at ethos.com/play. That's ethos.com/play.
You can't count on much these days, but you can always count on Sundays with the NFL on CBS and Paramount Plus. Watch your local NFL game live every Sunday this season, all the way through the AFC Championship game. Visit ParamountPlus.com/NFL to get started today.
Regular cancer screenings could save your life. New York Presbyterian offers a full range of cancer screenings, including lung, breast, prostate, and more. Learn more at nyp.org/cancer screening. Stay amazing. New York Presbyterian.
Dude, did you order the new iPhone 17 Pro? Got it from Verizon, the best 5G network in America. I've never looked so good. You look the same. But with this camera, everything looks better, especially me. You haven't changed your hair in 15 years. Selfies? Check, please.
New and existing customers can get the new iPhone 17 Pro, designed to be the most powerful iPhone ever, with eligible phone trade-in and unlimited ultimate. Any condition guaranteed. Visit your local Verizon store today. Best 5G source. Root metrics data. United States. 1H2025. All rights reserved. Additional terms and conditions apply for phone offer. See Verizon.com for details.
Town Fair Tires, New England's largest volume discount tire dealer with over 100 locations. So we sell Michelin tires for the guaranteed lowest price. Like Michelin tires with all-season capabilities and maximum performance. Plus, Town Fair will give you more free services for life on your Michelin tires for longer tread life and reliable traction in both wet and dry conditions. For the guaranteed lowest price on Michelin tires, nobody beats Town Fair Tire. Nobody.
Name brands at discount prices. Town Fair Tire.
Hear that? That's the beginning of a journey powered by the confidence that comes from driving a vehicle so reliable. It's backed by a 10-year, 100,000-mile limited powertrain warranty. Where your journey ends? Well, that's up to you. Visit your local Kia dealer today. Kia, movement that inspires.
See retailer for warranty details. Always drive safely. Limited inventory available.
This is the story of the one. As a maintenance supervisor at a manufacturing facility, he knows keeping the line up and running is a top priority. That's why he chooses Grainger. Because when a drive belt gets damaged, Grainger makes it easy to find the exact specs for the replacement product he needs. And next-day delivery helps ensure he'll have everything in place and running like clockwork. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
You know that Big Bargain detergent jug is 80% water, right? It doesn't clean as well.
80% water? I thought I was getting a better deal because it's so big.
If you want a better clean, Tide Pods are only 12% water. The rest is pure, concentrated cleaning ingredients.
Oh, let me make an announcement. Attention shoppers, if you want a real deal, try Tide Pods.
Stop paying for watered-down detergents. Pay for clean. If it's got to be clean, it's got to be Tide Pods. Water content based on the leading bargain liquid detergent.
Listen weekdays from 1 to 2 on The Fan for the Call of the Day with BT and Sal, brought to you by Wind Creek Bethlehem. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER.
Your friends pretend they know sports. WFAN actually does. Get smarter, louder, and way more annoying at watch parties. The Fan, 101.9 FM, and always streaming on the Odyssey, iHeartRadio, and TuneIn.
Your calls here on Jackson Dart and whatever else is on your mind. I just saw the pitching probables for the Mets the rest of the way. I guess this is according to Anthony DiComo.
Okay.
Peterson tonight, Tong Wednesday, McLean Thursday.
Okay.
Sproat Friday. They have Minaya and then Peterson, which I'm assuming is going to be the Minaya Holmes. I just don't understand what they're trying to do. Anyway, that would align BT, assuming that the Mets can find their way there. Hey, it would line up Noel McLean or Jonah Tong or both to pitch those first two games. Probably McLean, I would think, to pitch that first game. But either way, like I can't even, like, it's embarrassing. And this is the note that I wanted to say before. There's a difference as it pertains to the Mets, and really in life, but as it pertains to the Mets specifically in this case. There is a difference between positive reinforcement and reality.
Okay.
So, like, when Mendoza or whoever, whichever, pick a player, they're like, hey, we got a lot of talent in this room, and we got to, remain upbeat and positive, and we'll be fine, and we're going to win. Like, when you say that, that's fine. Or Boone protecting his players and trying to, instead of, giving them a tongue lashing publicly or behind closed doors, I do believe in positive reinforcement. However, there becomes a point where positive reinforcement falls on deaf ears when the reality is different. And reality can do much more good than the fake positive reinforcement. And I think that's the stage that we're at with the Mets, where it is fake positive reinforcement in another. The world is collapsing. Like, your world is caving in. And it's like, well, I could see the sun through that little crack right there. No. The reality is you better figure out a way to get the hell out of Dodge. Otherwise, you're going to be crushed with the brick that's falling on top of you.
Yeah.
And instead, it's like, I can see the little.
Yeah, we're good. We're all right. We got time.
So,
we're all right.
I'm all for positive reinforcement. I'm more for reality of the situation.
Well, I think it depends on the age. I think the fragility of the team. And I do agree that pertains to everything, even outside of sports as well. So I'm happy that you say that. I subscribe to that. But I would say, because it's not a young, even though they had a couple of young pitchers obviously taking the baton here, but, Soto and Lindor and Pete and Nimmo and, Mullins obviously now and McNeil and obviously a lot of others, Diaz and Holmes. They've got some veterans on this team, clearly Minaya. So I think that you want to protect maybe young, impressionable players from maybe the reality of the situation so that they don't get tight and you can try to keep them loose. But that's only if it's a very young team, like maybe the Royals last year, who were very young. I thought that there was an expiration point on how Mendoza should address the team, and he never changed.
Right. No, it's time for them to get
Same
real.
message.
It's time for them to get real. All right, let's fly through some of the calls here, both on Jackson Dart and on the Mets. Scott is calling from Union City. What's up, Scotty?
Hey, good afternoon, gentlemen. How you guys doing today?
What's up, Scott?
All right, so the whole thing on Jackson Dart, I really thought that the best time to try to push him in there was after the first game against Philly on Thursday night. He's got 10 days to prepare to play Denver. He's going to be away. He's not going to have the pressure of trying to do too much his first home game. So let him try to learn out there. Now, with that being said, I think the Giants need some kind of infuse of energy, because I was a season ticket holder up until they made that monstrosity of a stadium that stands at MetLife now. And I saw a lot of games through the years. From 2010 to now 2025, you can count on probably one hand how many exciting games the Giants have played in MetLife. They need something. So, I mean, so be it. If they're going to go with Jackson Dart, then roll the dice and let's do it.
Right. Well, that's what they're going to do. And I understand that thought process, Scott, and thank you for the call. So much so that I'm like, man, maybe I should go to the game Sunday. Like, that's going to be and that's for me I'm not even a Giants fan and don't really want to go anywhere. But I'm excited so much so that, man, that would be a fun game to go to. However, does that mean that it's the right thing to do as far as developing him and trying to fix this franchise?
No, it's a temporary fix, or at least it could be. And again, as long as their convictions are accurate, and we won't know until we see the young man play. Like, all we could do is tell you what we would do and what we think and what might be happening behind closed doors, how collaborative is the decision, what's Mara's influence, all the things Sal and I have hit repeatedly, all right? We've told you that, you know where we stand. But if he is ready and he does play well, and then a lot of what we've said kind of goes out the window, because then it will be deemable that they made the right decision for the right reasons.
Right. It's still...
Which we can't say now.
Oh, we have no idea. We're going to evaluate it. Everybody's going to be excited. Like, there's nobody who's going to push back on that. You could think it's a great idea or not a good idea. I could think it's a great idea or not a good idea. I happen to think it's a mistake going to him in this particular spot. However, everybody is going to be in unison that we're all excited now.
Still can't wait to watch him play.
100%.
I'm pumped they're not playing at the same time this week, because usually get the Jets and the Giants at one. I cannot wait to watch him play.
Perfect situation, standalone game at one. So much so that, like I said, I will contemplate potentially going to the game. Now, it's going to take a lot for that. But either way, whether I go or not doesn't matter. Fans are going to be excited to go to the game and see their guy, what they hope to be their future quarterback. That's different, though, from it being the best spot for him to potentially succeed in. Russell's calling from Wantagh. What's up, Russ?
Hey, thanks for taking my call. I've been listening to you guys all morning and listening to Baldinger. He's wrong. This is a panic move. I think they're trying to save their job. And honestly, I think the whole Daniel Jones succeeding phenomenally is making them look even worse. If this kid comes out Sunday and it's more of the same Giants, and I'm not a Giant fan, but I still watch, then they're done. I think ownership has to make the change immediately. There's no talent on the team around him. That's the GM.
That's not true. There is no talent.
What? One wide receiver?
I'm talking about the entire team. Defense, too. You got a good left tackle. You got the Oyuman. They got some players. They're not.
Okay,
they're not.
How come nobody can succeed with the team? Is the coach not?
Because I don't know that the coach is good. That's my answer. He's shown nothing.
Okay. So again, this is a panic move. They're trying to save their jobs.
Yeah.
If this kid comes out and doesn't light it up, I think they're done.
Well, they are, and thank you for the call, Russell. They are. Well, I don't know about they. Dable is done if Jackson Dart does not come out and show, at the very least, promise and excitement for the however long he's going to be playing. And I'm assuming once you make this move, at least for me, I would make this move and then that's it. He's the starting quarterback the rest of the way, no matter what.
Even if he's swimming?
Yeah, 100%.
Oh, then I can't do that.
Dude, you make this decision like this is not the baseball where you could send guys down to the minor leagues.
No, but you could get out of harm's way. If he's swimming and he's going backwards, I'm pulling him. I hope it doesn't come to that, but there's no way. Like, if he looks horrible,
but then that would
and
show
he's overwhelmed, you're going to run him out there 14 times, get his brain kicked in and ruin him?
Everybody's getting fired anyway.
Well, but that's the problem with the Giants now. What's the motivation?
I think once you make this decision, that's why I would wait. It's the
I'm with you on that. So would I. I would start Jameis. I said that.
Right, but once you make this decision, there is no clean way to go back from it. It would be a disaster. We just saw it, Robert Saleh and Zach Wilson. Wasn't that last year when he was going back and forth, or 2 years ago, whatever it was?
Well, that was talking about with Mike White and Boyle? No, that was before Rodgers got here. Are you talking about when Rodgers got hurt?
No, when did he go? Yeah, when did he go from Zach Wilson?
Not last year, because Rodgers
so 2
played
years ago.
Yeah,
exactly.
2
years ago.
Yeah.
Star Wilson, no, bench Wilson, no, start him again. Like, no. Once you make that decision, that's it. You can't. These are not decisions. If they get to a point where they're going to bring Jackson Dart out, I mean, that's a disaster. Everybody should be fired. And then Dart, you have questions about him. Now, obviously, that's extreme worst case scenario. All that I'm saying is that I think that Dable here, like obviously the Giants are going to be evaluated on Jackson Dart's performance and with Brian Dable, but this is the final straw for Brian Dable. What he does with Jackson Dart is going to determine his future, less so about Jackson Dart, who's probably going to be here beyond this year, even if he does perform poorly. We've seen quarterbacks struggle right out of the gate. This is about Brian Dable.
I'd like to sit here and say that I've got confidence that they're going to look differently, like schematically. I don't know that they're going to do anything incredibly different outside of a few runs that Russ is not going to do. And if that's the case, then Where's the creativity with Brian Dable that we thought we were getting? That's one of the big problems for me.
Yeah, I'm just, look, I'm excited to see it. We just got to see how it works. I just don't feel like it's the right spot for him. Dino is in Bayside, Queens, talking about the Mets. What's up, Dino?
Sal BT, I was in Greece. I'm back. What's going on? Here we go.
Dino.
BT, did you get your shirt? No Soto, no Sal, no Swagger, no OMG. Let's go Yankees.
Yeah, no playoffs. No Soto, no Sal, no playoffs. I mean, it's much like the All-Star game. Soto's not going to be participating in playoffs. He didn't make the All-Star team, and God knows why, but, I mean, to think where the Mets have come to, BT, at this point where they are on the outside looking in right now with 6 games to go. I still love the move of Soto. This has nothing to do with him as far as I'm concerned. But, I mean, yeah, when you think about it, like you get Juan Soto because of what he could do in the postseason. And the fact that the Mets are in real danger of having that become a reality that he won't be in the postseason is unfathomable.
But that's why I think the Mets are going to slide in here and sneak in because this is the postseason now. Like these last 6 games of the postseason. Well, he's been doing his job for the most part. He's been doing his job. So
the better he is, the worse they are as a team. That makes no sense to me.
It is very odd. Like when he played well, they played awful. When he hit poorly, they were great. It really makes no sense. Let's say the Mets win 8-2 tonight.
Mm-hmm.
You get Soto does some damage. Maybe Vientos a little 2-run double.
I think Peterson the biggest key tonight.
Peterson pitches well.
Yeah.
Mets beat up on a Cubbies team who's been playing poorly. Mm-hmm. You get a little mojo back. I know you're not flipping tomorrow here on the show, but you got to come in a little bit more enthused if they.
No.
Really?
No, because the Reds could very easily win. Like if. The Mets could play great tonight, and then the Reds win, and now there's 5 games to go. It's going to take now. Would I be encouraged that maybe they could take 2 out of 3 from the Cubs? Like if they lose tonight, I really think that you could put a fork in them. There's no way they're winning 2 in a row, and then we're winning 4 out of 5. And I really don't believe they're winning 4 of 6 even, let alone 5 of 6.
And they've got to win 1 more based on the tiebreaker. So if they go 5-1, then the Reds would go 4-3. And so on and so forth.
Yeah, also, let's just say that the Mets won 2 out of 3. Yep. Do you think I have confidence going into Miami, where the Marlins have been on a heater?
They're playing well. That's the kind of team. They're a fast, young, athletic team. They don't care. They're licking their chops to hopefully end the Mets season.
It would take a lot. There's only 6. There's not enough time left to get me to regenerate. Either make it or don't, but I don't believe that they're going to at this particular point.
Okay, Sunday. Maybe you know off the top of your head, Sal. Maybe you know Mets 1 o'clock on Sunday. I'm assuming just a regular time. Those Sunday night, whatever. So let's say the Mets are playing at 1, and based on what the Reds do up until Sunday, Sal, and what the Reds and the Mets both do, that if the Mets win, they're in.
Everybody is at 3 on Sunday.
Really?
Yeah.
All right. So,
it's going to be chaos.
That changes it, though, because I was going to say if it came down to a Dart versus Mets win and in situation, where's the volume? Where's the focus? You can't be rocking 2 TVs at that point.
Yeah, I'm going to be locked on. I'll maybe have the Mets on a second TV. I'll be locked in at Dart.
Oh, man, they've broken your spirits.
Yeah, they're all 310. Yeah, they're all 310. I like that baseball does that. Could be. By the way, this is a big week around Major League Baseball. You get some intriguing series here. The AL West, the AL Central up for grabs.
Yeah, the Guardians. How about that?
A lot going on there. All right, BT and Sal on the Fan will finish up on the phones when we come back. 888-808-1019.
September's Prostate Cancer Awareness Month, guys. Make sure you go out and get screened. It's a simple blood test, and when detected early, the survival rate of nearly all cases increases to 99%. The Yankees, Montefiore, and Fans for the Cure will have a free screening at the stadium coming up on September 25th in the Bronx. So everybody who gets screened gets a voucher for 2 tickets to a game upcoming in 2026. For more information, visit fansforthecure.org.
It's Keith McPherson at night on the Fan, 101.9 FM.
If Aaron Glenn is going to focus on the good, take the good, then take the good and build off of it and get stronger with these guys.
Listen to Keith McPherson on demand on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, or wherever you get your podcasts.
This is Andrew Bogish with an Odyssey Sports Minute. As they both begin the final week of the regular season tonight, the Mets and Tigers are staring at different but similar infamy. The Amazons are very much in danger of missing the postseason despite a payroll well north of $300 million. And Detroit's AL Central lead has fallen from 15.5 games to 1 on the Guardians. Don't know which collapse would be worse, but they're both inconceivable. I'm Andrew Bogish.
Thank Thank you for making Total Wine & More America's #1 online source for spirits, beer, and wine. Better than all those delivery apps. Total Wine's prices are up to 30% lower with super fast delivery and no hidden fees. Order direct at TotalWine.com and pay less today.
Drink responsibly, B21.
Hey, want to hear something great? Right now at Wendy's, you can get 2 of the #1 selling bacon cheeseburger in all fast food, the JBC, plus medium fries and a medium soft drink for just $8. Want to hear something else great? Double the burger means double the bacon. Now that's a game changer. 2 of the #1 bacon cheeseburgers with fries and a drink for just $8. Gotta be Wendy's.
Limited time only. U.S. price and participation may vary. Request $8 JBC meal deal to obtain discount. Individual items at regular price.
Thank you for making Total Wine & More America's #1 online source for spirits, beer, and wine. Better than all those delivery apps. Total Wine's prices are up to 30% lower with super fast delivery and no hidden fees. Order direct at TotalWine.com and pay less today.
Drink responsibly, B21.
Nassau County Executive Bruce Blakeman invites you to celebrate the Ryder Cup coming to Nassau County. Thursday, September 25th, kick off the festivities with a concert and fireworks at Eisenhower Park. Friday to Sunday, watch all the action on the giant screen with games, food, and Ryder Cup ticket giveaways from 12 to 6 each day at Field 6. Friday night, don't miss world-renowned EDM DJ Steve Aoki at 8 p.m. Free admission and parking. Join us for Ryder Cup weekend at Eisenhower Park.
I'm Dr. Glenn Gedgerman of John Thor Cancer Center. If you have prostate cancer, call my cell, day or night, 201-450-4263. That's 201-450-4263. We use TomoTherapy's unique guided radiotherapy to precisely focus on the prostate gland. Our treatments can be safely completed with fewer side effects and better sexual function. Call my cell at 201-450-4263. John Thor Cancer Center, a division of Hackensack Meridian Health.
Fans, step up to the plate this fall with Primo Brands home water delivery at water.com. Whether you're hosting the big game or keeping the whole house hydrated, water.com brings your favorites. Poland Spring, Pure Life, and even Saratoga straight to your door. No heavy lifting, no last-minute store runs, just the refreshment you need when you need it. Signing up is easy. Pick your water, choose your schedule, and enjoy. Use code BASEBALL for 50% off your first order, plus free delivery. Stay refreshed all season long. Order now at water.com.
Hey, Connecticut, if you want name brand tires at the guaranteed lowest price and the most free services, then get to Town Fair Tire. Because nobody beats a Town Fair Tire deal. Nobody.
Town Fair Tire.
Together, let's drive at Paramus Chevrolet for $387 a month and $2104 due at delivery. Lease a brand new Silverado 1500 LT with 4-wheel drive for 36 months. Buying? Enjoy 0.0% APR financing for well-qualified buyers. Visit ParamusChevrolet.com today.
For over 100 years, Sloman's has been your trusted partner in comfort. When it comes to home heating oil, they deliver more than just quality fuel. They deliver peace of mind. With price protection, automatic deliveries, and 24/7 service, their dedicated team is just a call away, ensuring you stay warm and comfortable all winter long. Sloman's, the Tri-State's largest heating oil provider, proudly serving their community for generations. Give them a call today at 866-GET-HEAT or visit oil.slomans.com.
You matter, and so does your well-being. If you're facing tough moments, struggling with anxiety, depression, thoughts of suicide, or substance use, help is here anytime you need it. Call, text, or chat 988 for free confidential support. New Jersey's 988 Suicide and Crisis Lifeline is here 24/7 for you or someone you love, with trained counselors who listen and care without judgment. You matter. Remember New Jersey's 988. A message from the New Jersey Department of Human Services.
Be part of it isn't just a slogan. 2026 season tickets are on sale now, and this is your chance to join the tradition and legacy of the New York Yankees. Purchase a plan and enjoy the best seat locations, significant savings, and flexible payment options. Plans start at just 9 games. Log on to Yankees.com, call 212-YANKEES, or email seasontickets@Yankees.com. For 2026 Yankees season tickets, email seasontickets@Yankees.com today.
Oh, could this vintage store be any cuter?
Right? And the best part? They accept Discover.
Accept Discover? In a little place like this? I don't think so, Jennifer.
Oh, yeah, huh? Discover's accepted where I like to shop. Come on, baby, get with the times.
Right, so we shouldn't get the parachute pants?
These are making a comeback. I think.
Discover is accepted at 99% of places that take credit cards nationwide.
based on the February 2025 Nielsen report.
With great deals coming this Prime Big Deal Days, October 7th and 8th, greatness is a deal away. So if you love baking, you can get a deal on a new mixer, transforming you into the Lord of the Loaves.
Hear ye! Make way for the baron of brioche, the sultan of sourdough, the Lord of the Loaves, Prime Member Dave!
Yeah, hi?
Get up to 40% off with Prime Big Deal Days, October 7th and 8th.
Talk New York sports here. The Fan. Call of the Day with Brandon Tierney and Sal Licata on The Fan.
Today's Call of the Day is brought to you by Edison Heating and Cooling, New Jersey's heating experts. Randy calling from Brooklyn. What's up, Randy?
First of all, I can't believe this. I had to pull over. I can't believe that I actually agree with the two of you on what you're saying because I'm totally against what you have to say, but I love we're on the same page. The question is, and I'm not a Giants fan, can Russell Wilson teach Dart something? I don't want to see Dart, who I like, to become another Sam Darnold. They throw him into the fire. They gave him absolutely nothing, and then they bring in Gase, the quarterback whisperer, which screwed up the whole team. I just think the Giants fans need to be patient. Let this kid learn. Wherever the season takes you this year, it does. But next year, hopefully you're on a better track.
You know, regardless of what happens, it's the most exciting thing that could happen in New York football this year.
Yep.
We knew that all along. It was always going to be about Jackson Dart. I wasn't expecting that we would get here. Matter of fact, I'm shocked. Maybe not shocked now as we've progressed from week 1 on, but if you go back to preseason, I was shocked that they had him listed as number 2.
We were both surprised when that news broke there. Yeah, which should mean that we shouldn't be shocked now.
Now, yes, but I'm talking about like big picture. I'm thinking, okay, well, that's great. He had a good preseason. And everybody's going nuts. Dart, start Dart. And I'm like, no, you got to stay the course and stick to your plan here. And here we are in week 4. I'll tell you. But regardless of if I think it's right or wrong, and I do think it's the wrong decision now, I just don't think that they are ready to have him be put in the best position to succeed. I cannot wait. And I think that for Giants fans, when was the last time that you've been this excited now about a matchup? You know, okay.
Some for DeVito. Honestly.
Come on, dude.
I mean, DeVito had a little juice that Packers game, you know?
Fun.
Big picture,
maybe.
though,
Well,
it's been a long... Eli.
Yeah. Well, I mean,
honestly.
It's from the last time you were, like, this excited.
For a quarterback or just in general?
Well, I'm saying just in general for a game. It had to be a game. Yeah. You know, maybe the playoff game with Daniel Jones.
Well, definitely the playoff game. Yeah, a couple games that year.
Yeah, well, the Viking. I'm just saying, like, the games that you're... there is extreme excitement. Highest of levels excitement.
No question. I mean, the Giants' primetime record is abysmal. Their home record recently is abysmal. Their 10-year record is abysmal. One game worse than the Jets. I mean, it's just a decade of dysfunction. So any little ray of hope that you get, especially when it's a quarterback, everybody's pumped up.
Rock calling from Long Island. What's up, Rock?
Rock.
What's going on, guys?
Yo.
Yes, I think it's the right move for 2 reasons. A, we want to find out what we moved up to get. And B, we want to see if Dable is the right guy to bring this guy along.
Yeah.
Now, what Daniel Jones is doing in Indy shouldn't be a topic because he's schedule friendly there right now. And when he was schedule friendly with us, we made the playoffs.
I see what you're saying.
The next 2-3 years, we had the toughest schedule in football. So I'm not going to go by what's going on in Indianapolis. I want to know what's going on with my Giants.
Well, as you should.
The right guy to bring this guy along.
Rock, you should. You shouldn't care about Daniel Jones anymore. However, it is evidence. It is evidence that Brian Dable doesn't know what he's doing because you can say.
But is that the case? Are we blaming Dable here that he didn't develop Daniel Jones? Because then it becomes a problem. Because then he's not the guy that's going to develop.
Well, let me ask you something. Did he develop Daniel Jones?
In season 1, he did. He won Coach of the Year.
No. I didn't ask you season 1. I asked you, did Brian Dable develop Daniel Jones?
At the end of the day, no, he did not.
He didn't. As a matter of fact, Rock, and you shouldn't care about Daniel Jones, but it is pertinent to the Brian Dable conversation. Giant fans should let Daniel Jones go. However, it's relevant when you assess Brian Dable and the job he's done or hasn't done. In 3 games, whether they're playing soft opponents or not, I don't care what their schedule is, Daniel Jones has done something he's doing stuff nobody's ever done before, let alone what he did with the Giants. That, to me, is a clear indictment of the play calling, the system, schematics, how the foundation that the Giants put him in versus where he is with the
Well, it's also relevant to maybe what the owner's thinking, because that's only speeding things up probably in his mind. He's probably sitting there getting more and more antsy, like, all right.
Here we go.
Not only are we not winning, but Jones is out there 3-0, putting up good numbers. Let's go. Figure something out. You better change this.
Right. This is your last chance to show me what you're made of. Ronnie is in Red Hook. What's up, Ronnie?
Fellas, what's going on?
How are you, Ronnie?
Hey, Ron, what's going on, buddy?
All good, all good. Listen, I keep hearing all these people talking about, don't start, what is the Giants fans expect? This is the most excitement the Giants have seen in a long time, realistically. Other than Saquon having that 1 year where he honestly could have won MVP, Daniel Jones has been lighting it up in Indy. But this is all or nothing for the New York Football Giants right now. As a fan, as a coach with Dable, Jackson Dart being your guy, this is the guy everybody wanted. We traded up, we got to him, and it's not just the Giants. It's excluding the Jets, but it's the Yankees and the Mets too. It's all or nothing right now.
Well, I mean, the Yankees and Mets are in a different spot. I mean, the Mets obviously hanging on. I was going to say hanging on. They're trying to do anything they can to get to the postseason. The Yankees are in the postseason, going to try to go win a World Series. This is it for the New York Giants, and this current setup with Shane and Dable. This is the only thing you could have asked for. This is as exciting as it gets. We wanted Jones out of here, wanted the new quarterback. Here we go. Week 4, it's going to be a new quarterback.
Here's one thing I'll say. You never know when something sparks. Did anybody see Linsanity coming? Did anybody see McClain being on the mound for the Mets here, going back to the start of the season? Now, Dart's a first-round pick that they moved up to get, so there's more expectations. But you just never know when you can get one of those magical New York stories, and maybe this is the start of it. And it's time to see the kid play. I wouldn't do it. You wouldn't do it. They're doing it. Let's hope they don't ruin them.
All right, that does it for us. Thanks